you can get out of asking. At this time Hu Xian suddenly stood up, picked up the Cat Yi and rushed into the room next to him. The sudden attack caused Cat Yi to scream. Although she already considered herself as Hu Xian's woman, they had never slept together after all. The three beauties looked at each other when they saw this. One person muttered, "It seems like this guy is just pretending. I think he can't hold it back anymore. It seems we have met an expert. So what should we do next? We are like this." After 3 rounds of discussion, we walked into an empty room. In Hu Xian's room, Yao Yui was breathing rapidly and her eyes were blurred. After the shyness, her madness scared Hu Xian. That flexible body simply took all kinds of difficult challenges to the extreme. This also gave Hu Xian a new and different experience in this battle. After a few hours, the battle ended. Yao Yui snuggled in Hu Xian's arms, her face full of happiness. "Husband. Love you. I love you too." Under Yao Yui's provocation, the battle that had just stopped broke out again, even more intense than before. A few more hours passed. This time, Yao Yui was so tired that she fell asleep. Hu Xian used his skills and felt that there was little impact. He looked at the little elf, kissed her on the forehead, and walked out of the room. Take a look around a lot. When his eyes passed by the 3 beauties, he was stunned. I saw 3 people wearing bikinis. No, they should be transparent gauze clothes. Things that should be seen and shouldn't be seen were vaguely visible. And the attraction was infinitely magnified. Hu Xian felt his nose getting hot and secretly said something was wrong. He turned around and rushed back to the room. The anger that he had just vented on Mao Yui came back to him. Only then did I realize that I had almost no immunity to beautiful women. It seems that the system gave this task for my own good. I just wonder if the beauty who gets the mission reward will feel better after resisting the will. Outside, the 3 beauties couldn't help but smile when they saw Hu Xian's reaction. I thought to myself, this guy is just pretending. I don't believe you can handle it. The 3 of them walked to the door of the room. Boom boom boom. I knocked on the door and waited for Hu Xian to open it. Maran Grong and the others were watching from a distance. Yu Qian Qian asked, "Sisters, aren't we going to do something?" And Iucc said depressed lie, "What can we do? Can we kill them? It all depends on my husband's willpower." Chapter 649. Gene Solidification. Boom boom boom. The 3 men knocked on the door continuously. And Hu Xian had no choice but to open it. Just about to scold, the 3 of them swarmed over. The defenseless Hu Xian was squeezed by their bodies. This kind of thing is really too painful. That's when I was getting angry. I saw that white picture that I shouldn't have seen. Gurgle. I couldn't help swallowing. His hands were like unicorn arms. Out of control, and he wanted to immediately catch the scene that he shouldn't see. This situation was simply too cruel for him who had a mission to accomplish. I roared in my heart, "System, you are harming me." Buzz. Unable to afford the punishment of those 10 realms, he had to reluctantly shake them off. Boom boom boom. The 3 were blown away and hit the wall, falling all over the place and suffering minor injuries. However, neither of them cared about their injuries and looked at each other in disbelief. Even in this situation, this guy was still cruel enough to reject them, can't he? I thought of this subconsciously. But when I saw Cat Yui, who was sleeping in the bed so tired that he was not woken up by such a loud noise, I felt that this suspicion was unnecessary. After Hu Xian rushed out of the room, Maran Grong and the others looked over with a smile. They saw everything that just happened. It's unbelievable that my husband actually refused such an extraordinary temptation. To be honest, if I were a man facing such a situation, I would probably not be able to control myself. "Honey, what's wrong with you? Are you sick?" Yu Qian Qian said worriedly. Because I knew Hu Xian first, I understand his character better. Hu Xian rolled his eyes and said, "What disease could I have?" At this time 3 beauties came over. "Hu Xian, are you a man? We have thrown ourselves into your arms like this, but you still reject us." A beautiful woman asked loudly in dissatisfaction. The thin bikini was vaguely visible, which gave Hu Xian a headache. I secretly cried out that I couldn't stand it. His eyes subconsciously fell on the other 2 people. The 3 of them have similar figures, which is really tempting. "Hu Xian, if you want us, just take us in, we are all volunteers." The other person even said something fatal in a fatal tone. Hu Xian took a deep breath and exerted his strength to the utmost. Only then was he able to suppress the evil fire. "Go away quickly. Look outside." I saw the mountains in the distance were colorful and very extraordinary. Turn around and take a look over there." Everyone followed behind him and naturally saw the strange scene over there. Duncan immediately changed the direction of the spacecraft and rushed over. According to the spacecraft's instruments, there are no living creatures within a 10-mile radius, which means that no other living creatures are aware of this strange phenomenon. Soon they arrived above where the vision was emanating from. Everyone couldn't wait to observe through the spacecraft's instruments. But I can't see anything. Husband, can you tell what's going on? Tian Qingyuer asked. Huaxian shook his head and said, I can't tell. Let's go down and take a look. After opening the spaceship, everyone followed Huaxian and rushed down. Even the three beauties didn't make trouble at this time. When we reached the ground, the colorful light disappeared. Looking around, it's nothing. Huaxian flew into the air in confusion. And looking down from the air, the colorful light appeared again. A power of the soul enveloped the entire range of colorful light. After investigating, he frowned. Nothing was found. So what is going on with this colorful glow? Oh no. My genetic power is starting to solidify. A beautiful woman exclaimed in shock. Very panicked. The pressure from his body was sometimes strong and sometimes weak, which was extremely strange. She tried her best to control it, but there was nothing she could do. Under everyone's gaze, his genetic state completely solidified and he turned into an ordinary person. Everyone was stunned and had no idea what was going on. Oh no, my genetic state is starting to solidify. A beautiful woman screamed and burst out with all her strength, trying to use the unsolidified genetic power to break through the solidified genetic power. Damn, what kind of mysterious power is that? It can accelerate solidification even if it is actively contacted. She looked ugly and extremely panicked. But there is nothing we can do. In just a few minutes, the genetic power was completely solidified and he turned into an ordinary person. Husband, what's going on? Maran Grong asked in a deep voice. She had a bad feeling that their genetic state might be solidified. Hubby, my genetic realm power has also begun to solidify. As expected, Yu Qianquan, who was the third from the bottom in terms of cultivation, also started. It can also be seen that the weaker the cultivation, the faster the genetic mass solidifies. Huaxian came to Yu Qianquan, grabbed her hand, and explored her with genetic power. In an instant, a strange force spread along his genetic power. The speed was extremely fast, and he wanted to use his powerful genetic power to stop it. But he didn't expect that not only did he fail, but it actually accelerated the solidification speed. Tell them to leave quickly. This place is very weird. Huaxian hugged Yu Qianquan and was about to leave. Honey, ours is starting to solidify, Maran Grongan and Iucc said almost in unison. Yor has just met two beauties who have turned into ordinary people and wants to take them away first. But they felt a mysterious power coming from them. The genetic power also began to solidify. With a wry smile, she looked at Huaxian and said, my genetic power has also solidified. You leave first. Tian Qingyuer increased the power of her genes so that she could fly away. This scene caused the strange power to spread at an explosive speed. He was actually one step faster than Huaxian. His genetic power completely solidified and he became an ordinary person. The others were no exception and all became ordinary people. Now only Huaxian's genetic power has not been completely solidified. This strange experience made Huaxian feel a little bad. I thought it was a treasure, but it turned out to be a disaster. Everyone's eyes fell on Huaxian. At this moment, they have become ordinary people. They are a group of weak women, and only Huaxian is a man who is their support now. Boom! Huaxian unleashed his genetic realm with all his strength. Sure enough, the strange power erupted instantly, accelerating the solidification of his genetic energy. Everyone was also shocked by his strength. Their genetic power solidified in a short while. But Huaxian's has not solidified after such a long time. It can only be said that he is more powerful. Even Tian Qingyuer was curious about why Huaxian's genetic power was greater than her own. She is a genuine divine emperor, and she is at the peak of the divine emperor level. How could they know that although Huaxian was only at the first level of the divine emperor, he was at the first level of the divine emperor with all attributes? So that huge amount of genes of various attributes and that strange power could not be completely solidified in a short time. After a quarter of an hour, Huaxian also turned into an ordinary person. Just at this moment, the stone walls on both sides began to shake, and two doors opened as everyone watched worriedly. The strange creatures, one black and one white, rushed in from the portals respectively. Chapter 650, The Tall People. It is similar to humans, but not human. It has a long face and unusually long bones all over its body. A bit like a tall human. In short, whether it is the hands, feet or body, they are all long and narrow, which looks very strange and does not conform to the aesthetic standards of most creatures. They were divided into two types, black and white, and came out from the stone cave portals on the left and right sides and surrounded Huaxian and his group, with half of them being black and half each. It didn't look like they were together. So they surrounded the enemy very strictly, did not invade each other, and were very alert. Gurgle gurgle. On the black man's side, the leader began to grumble. Maran Grong and the others didn't understand. Tian Can Yuer, because of her powerful soul, can judge the general meaning of what he said through his soul fluctuations. Huaxian is simple. The system reinforces their language. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have successfully strengthened the language of the Long people. I immediately understood what this guy said. Honey, what is he mumbling about? Yu Qian asked in her opinion. Huaxian was omnipotent. He is discussing with the Changbei people how to distribute us. Liu Sisi said, there are 9 of us, so it's really hard to allocate them. Luckily, Ma Yui was too tired to take care of her husband and didn't come down. Otherwise they would have split it in half. Huaxian smiled and said, they didn't think of splitting it in half. Now we are all in Chang Eren's territory. So he wants to take it all for himself. After hearing this translation, they looked at both sides and realized that they were not in the Changbei people's territory. Gurgle gurgle. The two sides were arguing fiercely. At this time, they even fought with weapons. Huaxian pulled everyone to the side. In the eyes of the tall people, they were already ordinary people and they didn't care about their actions at all. Honey, should we take this opportunity to escape? Niucc asked. Huaxian shook his head and said, how can we escape when we are surrounded? Everyone then looked around carefully, and sure enough, there were many black and white tall people behind them, staring at them eagerly. A beautiful woman asked, you don't seem scared at all? Huaxian glanced at the other person. She was still wearing that transparent bikini, which was very attractive no matter how he looked at her. He turned his eyes away and said, the tall people like women, but not men. What should I be afraid of? What? Everyone was surprised. One of the beauties in particular exclaimed in surprise. It attracted the attention of both the black and white factions of the tall people who were about to fight. Suddenly everyone's attention was focused. Huaxian said speechlessly, look at the good things you have done. Gurgle gurgle. Huaxian quickly said a lot to the tall people. What it means is, you guys take care of your own things and don't worry about us. You know our human language? A white man asked in shock. Tell me quickly, you are a human, why do you know our language? The black leader also asked loudly. Maran Grong and the others saw Huaxian chatting with these tall people. Very curious. I also feel that Huaxian is becoming more mysterious and outstanding. Huaxian said calmly to the tall people, I was born knowing the language of all things and can communicate with everything. It's not surprising that I know the language of your tall people. You can communicate with everything, is that true? The tall black man asked doubtfully. Huaxian said confidently, of course it won't do me any good to lie to you. In that case, and asked the stone who destroyed half of its body. The long black leader's messenger pointed the stone at Huaxian. Maran Grong asked curiously, husband, what do they want you to do? Huaxian smiled and said, I said I can communicate with all things. They asked me to ask the stone who destroyed half of its body. You can really communicate with everything? Everyone was shocked. Huaxian had already walked towards the stone. System. Strengthen the language of all things for me. Ding. Congratulations to the host. The language of all things has been strengthened successfully. Unlimited strengthening points without consumption. This means infinite strengthening points in the past. He would not dare to strengthen it and could not afford it at all. Ouch, that hurts, it hurts so much. Huaxian heard countless creatures around him screaming in pain. Among them is the huge rock in front of us. There were also countless creatures chatting. And it was all very strange. This is not a good feeling because it is very noisy. Have you heard that the mosquitoes said earlier that there is a tree with ripe fruits in the southeast? But it's a pity that we can't eat them. I can smell the aroma and I'm so hungry. But unfortunately we can't move. Hey, I forgot you have a particularly good sense of smell. Huaxian's eyes lit up when he heard this conversation. Ginseng fruit, that's a good thing, I should take some time to check it out. It seems that being able to understand what everything says has many benefits besides making noise. Shitu, stop crying out in pain, tell me who hurt you like this? Huaxian asked in the language of the tall people. Hearing his question, both the black and white factions of the tall men laughed. I don't believe he can communicate with stones at all. After all, in their eyes, stones are lifeless and dead. Hey human, you can actually talk to me? Stone was extremely surprised. Oh my god, look, that human is talking to the stone. How amazing, I heard that too. He's not a fool. He definitely can't understand what we're saying. Everything around was noisy in surprise. Huaxian ignored them and stared at Shitu and said, tell me who hurt you, and I will take care of it for you. Hearing this, the surprised Shitou asked excitedly. Really? He had wanted revenge for a long time, but he couldn't move and didn't have the strength to do so. Is it good for me to lie to you? Huaxian said. It was 2 black and white tall man kids. I made a bet by blasting rocks, and ended up beating me up like this. Huaxian nodded. He looked at the leader of the black clan and said, I asked. It was the two kids from your black and white factions who made a bet and broke half of this boulder. Is it true? Do you really know? This matter is no secret among the black and white tall people. And almost everyone knows it. So the two factions of the tall men were shocked when they heard Huaxian's words. I guessed it with luck. A 10-year-old black-haired child came out and said. A big stone behind Huaxian shouted excitedly. It was him. He made a bet with another Ba Changren kid and beat me up. Huaxian looked at the black ordinary child and said with a smile. Do you still need me to guess what you did yourself? Everyone was shocked. I thought, even if this guy guessed that it was caused by a bet between the kids, he shouldn't know which kid it was, right? The black-haired human child was also shocked. How do you know it's me? He asked subconsciously. Huaxian turned around and looked at Shi Tou and said. He told me. Everyone felt it was magical. The leader of the Bai Cheng people said. Can you really communicate with stones? Then he said to the children behind him. Come here. 5 children came out. The leader of the Bai Cheng people said to Huaxian. Ask him it was the Bai Cheng people who made the bet with the black kid. Chapter 651. Character determines victory or defeat. A third one in the middle. Before Huaxian could speak, Dashida had already said it. The black and white tall people were all staring at Huaxian, waiting for him to identify them. Huaxian pointed at the third one and said. That's him. The whole audience was shocked. He can actually communicate with stones? And asked the flower who picked it, asked a little girl from the Bai Cheng tribe. Although those long legs are really long, people have different perspectives on appreciation, so Huaxian doesn't think they look good. Similarly, before Huaxian asked, the flower roared, it was her, this devil, who plucked all my beautiful flowers. What's even more infuriating is that she just plucked them and endured it. I'm in so much pain. Huaxian looked at the little girl from the Bai Cheng tribe and said, don't pick them randomly in the future, or you will be retaliated against. I don't understand what you are saying. The little girl still didn't admit it. Huaxian said, the flower has already said it. Not only did you pick his flowers, but you also threw them away casually. The little girl was shocked. It seems that you can really communicate with all things. If so, then you are a distinguished guest of our Bai Cheng people. A leader of the Bai Cheng people said that there was no more hostility. Bullshit, he is a distinguished guest of our black clan. When he came, he was in our black clan's territory. You are talking nonsense. He just came from your direction. Besides, he is now in the territory of our Bai Cheng people. The two sides argued more and more fiercely, and it seemed that they were about to fight. Huaxian interrupted. Okay, except for your different skin colors, you are all of the same race. I'm afraid your ancestors are from the same family. How can this be tolerated? After being scolded by Huaxian, both sides finally quieted down. The leader of the black all people said to Huaxian, my friend, you make the choice, whether to go to our black all people or to their white tall people. That's right, my friend, you make the choice. The leader of the Bai Cheng people also said, your black human clan has a very mysterious and powerful treasure that is very suitable for your race, said the leader of the black human clan. The meaning of bribery is very obvious. The Bai Cheng people quickly said, we, the Bai Cheng people, have to treasures suitable for the human race. You're talking nonsense. Where did your white human clan get such treasures suitable for humans? And 2 of them, the leader of the black human clan shouted angrily. We in the Bai Cheng tribe really do have it, you just don't know it. I saw that the two sides started arguing again. Huaxian said, okay, you guys decide by playing rock paper scissors. I'll go over there first. Okay, this is a good idea. It depends on who is the worst character. The leader of the black-haired people immediately agreed. That's fine, but your character is definitely not good, said the leader of the Bai Cheng human tribe. Don't talk nonsense. Just come directly. The people play rock paper scissors. As a result, Bu, the leader of the black Cheng people, lost. The leader of the Bai Cheng people shook his scissor hands and said, sorry, I won. You should improve your character. The black human leader's expression suddenly turned ugly, and he angrily asked, 2 wins in 3 games, what are you bragging about? Bullshit, this one will decide the outcome, you can't afford to lose. Bullshit, it's a one-time decision. Any fight is a best of 3. Don't you think you have a good character? Why are you scared? I'm not afraid of a hammer, come when it comes. The two continued playing rock paper scissors. The leader of the black-haired people shook his fist and laughed. This fist is better than the opponent's vision. After laughing loudly, he said proudly, see clearly, your character is just like that. You will lose the second time. The face of the Bai Cheng human leader suddenly turned ugly, and he regretted that he had fallen for his provocation. He said coldly, why are you showing off? Don't you have another chance? There's only one more time, and you'll lose this time too. Stop talking nonsense and get started. In the first game, it's all cloth. In the second round, it was all scissors. I say, can you please not be like me? Said the leader of the Ba-Chang human tribe angrily. You are so awesome, but it will be different if I use fists and you use scissors. Do you dare? Said the leader of the black-haired people provocatively. I dare you, what are you doing? The leader of the Ba-Chang human tribe was not to be outdone. The two of them kept going out. The leader of the black-haired people laughed wildly. And he said disaffectedly, I only used fists, and you are so stupid that you used scissors. Do you think I would use paper? The Ba-Chang Ren leader's face was extremely ugly. And he said angrily, I just keep my promises, unlike some people who can't afford to lose. And he said to Hu Xin, friend, you go to their side first. If you are not satisfied with anything, you can come to my Ba-Chang people at any time. Keep this conch, you can blow at any time to contact me. Let's go. After making the arrangements, he gave the order and led the way away. Staying here would be boring, so naturally I have no intention of staying. This way, my friend. The leader of the black-haired people excitedly invited you. Hu Xin looked at Tian Kenyur and the others and said, those three are my wives, they? Since she is your wife. She is one of us, please come and see me. Tian Kenyur and the others walked over quickly. The three beauties followed in silence. I thought, is it really that difficult to say that we are your wives too? I didn't realize it, but before I knew it, I really wanted to be his wife. Although their genetic power is now solidified, as high-priced gene practitioners, their physical fitness may not be as good as Hu Xian's, but it is still much stronger than ordinary people who cannot practice. In short, there is no problem at all in hurrying on the road. Walking into the cave of the black-haired people, at first glance, it is a huge passage. It slopes down, reaching deep into the ground. Rumble. The thick gate on the mountain wall was closed. Hu Xian couldn't help but ask curiously, what's going on with the colorful light that appears between your two mountains? It disappears on the ground, but can be seen in the inner. That is our unique method of luring treasure light. It can not only lure powerful creatures to come and explore treasures, but also solidify their genetic realm, and finally become our prey. Because it is a secret method passed down from our ancestors. I cannot tell you the details. Hu Xian smiled and said, actually, if you don't tell me, I can also ask around and smell it out. When all the black-haired people heard this, they stopped and looked at Hu Xian with unfriendly eyes. Obviously, they believed that Hu Xian could do it. After all, he could communicate with all things. The atmosphere instantly reached its lowest point. Maran Gra and the others were all worried after all. Their genes were solidified now, and they had no power to fight back against these tall people who had powerful god kings. After a long time, the leader of the black-haired human tribe finally smiled and said, friend, you know it now, we are all family members, we are not afraid. Not yet, I still hope my friends won't spread the news. By the way, I'm also curious, my friend, your women are all very scared of us. Why are you not worried at all even though your genes are frozen? Chapter 652, Underground City. Maran Grong and the others looked at Hu Xian curiously, wanting to know why he was not afraid. Hu Xian smiled and said, because genetic power is only a part of my strength. If I want, I can destroy you in a matter of minutes. As soon as these words were spoken, all the people of the Black-Chang people stopped and looked at Hu Xian with disbelief. I simply don't believe that a human race with solidified genetic power can be so strong. A black-haired human who was second only to the leader in height came out, stared at Hu Xian and said, I don't believe what you said. I want to challenge you. In the Tall People clan, the taller you are, the stronger you are. Hu Xian shook his head and said, forget it, your level 68 Divine King realm is too weak. These words made all the people of the Black clan frown. Not to mention within their Black Dawled tribe, even among the Black Dawled tribes. The Black Dawled man in front of him was one of the top 5 masters. I was a little angry that this human race looked down on me. Strength is not determined by words, but by strength. Human, even if you are a distinguished guest of our black human race, I will teach you a lesson if you despise me so much. After the black-haired human finished speaking, he slapped Hu Xian on the head without caring whether Hu Xian agreed or not. His palm wind also carried the power of solidified genes, which was extremely strange. Everyone watched with eyes wide open. He was about to be slapped by the other party's long hand. Hu Xian suddenly attacked with lightning speed, grabbed the opponent's wrist, and the 4 attribute body genetic power exploded. With a sudden pull, the tall body of the black-haired human instantly lost balance. The black-haired people were extremely shocked. They had not expected this to happen. It's about to explode. Hu Xian didn't give him any chance. Pure power spread throughout his body, filling every cell of his body. If the Lord is willing, he can be easily reduced to ashes. Such a horrific method made the black-haired people dare not move at all. Huaxian let go at this time, and his body fell heavily to the ground. Tell him directly not to move, or he will explode. So faced with this scene, he didn't dare to react at all. In the eyes of his tribesmen, he was deliberately not resisting. Ding dong. It fell heavily to the ground, but still remained motionless. Enoch, what are you doing? The leader asked angrily. Enoch remained in the same position and did not answer. This scene shocked all the black-haired people, because in the Tolman tribe, no matter who you are, you cannot disobey the orders of the leader. The leader was furious and rushed over, grabbing Enoch by the neck, wanting to catch him and punish him severely. But he felt a destructive force erupting from his body and instantly spreading throughout his entire arm. I had a feeling that if I didn't let go, I would be hit as well. But if he let go, the power in Black Nick's body would explode and he would die instantly. He subconsciously looked at Huaxian, full of horror. I didn't expect that this human being, whose genetic power was solidified, but have such terrifying means. Friend, stop it immediately. This is all a misunderstanding. After hearing what their leader said, the people of the Black Long tribe realized that Black Nick had been tricked. Moreover, that strange move even implicated their own leader. Huaxian smiled and nodded, pointing a finger at Enoch. The pure force that distorted space fell on Black Nick. The crisis of terrifying power that was like a time bomb was gradually resolved. Black Nick collapsed to the ground, sweating profusely and gasping for breath. This is the first time in my entire life that I have encountered such a horrific thing. The leader was similar, and asked Huaxian, Sir, I wonder what level of body cultivation you have reached. Even the way we address each other changed from friend to adult. Only then did the other tribesmen realize that this human was actually a body cultivator. Their mysterious power that solidifies genes is useless against pure body refining power. Because that is the pure power of the body, without the need for any genetic support. Huaxian said calmly, just barely, Divine Emperor Realm. Everyone in the audience took a deep breath. The realm of body refining was at the Divine Emperor level. How terrifying. Maran Grong and the others were also very shocked. And now they understood why Huaxian was so calm. The Divine Emperor level of body refining realm is too powerful. The three beauties looked at Huaxian, and found that they had gone from having a purpose to really liking this guy. Huaxian said, Okay, since I'm already here with your Chang Ren tribe, let me experience your customs and practices. The Black Chang people finally recovered from their shock. I am very glad that I didn't directly attack this human when I had a dispute with the Bai Chang people before. Otherwise the consequences would be disastrous. Please. Sir. The leader respected Huaxian even more. Following the black-haired people all the way deep underground, they soon arrived at an extremely huge underground world. This place is like an underground city. What surprised Huaxian and his companions even more was that there were more than just the black-haired people here. Here we can see various races including dwarves, rat men, ant men, etc. Is this really an underground city? Huaxian couldn't help but ask. The leader explained, Yes, this is the underground city. The place where you appeared belongs to the territory of our Black Clan. There are also territories of other tribes in other places. That's the territory of the rat men, that's the ant men, that's the dwarves, and that's. The leader patiently introduced it to Huaxian. Huaxian and the others all looked at it with great curiosity. Hey, Chi-8, you guys have a rich harvest this time. A snake man asked Chi-8. Looking at Tian Ken Yuer, there was a look of disdain in their eyes. Then he asked, Chi-8, are you selling this beauty? If you are, I want all of her. Shut up, Earth Snake, these beauties are all friends of this gentleman. If you dare to talk nonsense again, you will die without knowing how. Earth Snake Pattern said disdainfully, their genetic realms have been solidified by the gene solidifying gas. What should I be afraid of? As he said this, he plucked up his courage and walked over. He ignored Huaxian and came to Tian Ken Yuer and the others. More and more people of various ethnic groups around looked over. These beauties are so beautiful, I am attracted to them too, said a member of the Mole tribe. Nonsense, each one of them is top-notch. I'm afraid any male creature would be tempted. People around were talking about it. The Earth Snake Pattern boldly reached out and touched Katui. Mao Yu, I said coldly, you'd better not mess around. Otherwise you will die miserably. TSK, what a tough-talking girl. I like her even more. My hand is about to touch Katui. The Earth Snake's body was shaking with excitement. And the testosterone reaction was very strong. The Earth Snake tribe is indeed lewd. Someone muttered. A horrible murderous intent flashed into Huaxian's eyes. Buzz. The space trembled, and a terrifying force appeared out of nowhere, covering the ground. Snake Pattern. Chapter 653, If I attack again, I will definitely destroy their entire clan. Click. 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 Such sounds kept coming from the body of the earth snake. But he didn't make any movement. His expression remained unchanged. As if the sound echoing in his body had no harmful effect on his body. All the people of the Black Clan were horrified when they heard such a noise. Because of this scene, it almost fell on them. Looking at Huaxian again. There was no movement, just looking at the target calmly. This is what is most frightening. The full 3 minutes. Boom! The body of the earth snake pattern, which had been motionless, suddenly collapsed. Like a clay figure dried by the sun. It collapsed to the ground, leaving only a piece of dry skin and blood. The point is, no one knows how he became like this. Who did it? Only the people of the black-haired tribe looked at Huaxian with a hint of fear in their eyes. Enoch was the most terrified because he had experienced it before. Huaxian smiled and stretched out his hand towards Ma Yui. Ma Yui walked over with a sweet smile and held hands with Huaxian. At this time, the eyes of all ethnic groups fell on Huaxian. He looked at it curiously, and his heart kept thumping no matter how he looked at it. I simply can't believe that a human being can possess such abilities. A dwarf asked the Black Long Man. Achiat, what's going on? Achiat, the leader of the Black Long tribe, bit his head and said, no matter what happens, just don't set your sights on these women. Otherwise, Earth Serpentine will be the end. The people blocking Huaxian road quickly made way. Although I don't believe what the Black Clan says, the unknown is more likely to make people feel awe. Achiat hurriedly caught up with Huaxian. Sir, this way please. Let's go to the best hotel in our underground city to welcome you. Huaxian nodded and said, okay, thank you then. You are too polite. Sir, we are all family. Not long. The way ahead was blocked by 3 people from the giant ant tribe. Hey, I heard there's a new prey in the dungeon. Looks like your black human tribe has caught it? There's actually another person here. He swallowed his saliva and said, human meat is the most delicious and I like it very much. After looking at Huaxian and the others, he looked at Hiat and said, tell me, how much do you want to sell this human? Roll. Blackett yelled angrily. He knew that Huaxian should not be allowed to handle such trivial matters again. The 3 giant ant tribe members were all stunned. The face of the leader of the giant ants suddenly darkened. And he said unhappily, Achiat, if you have caught prey and you don't want to trade it, then keep it in the tribe and don't bring it out. Now that you brought it out, don't act pretentiously, just give me the price. General Giant Ant. You'd better take back what you said, otherwise, if you anger this master, not only will you die, you will also implicate the entire giant ant tribe. The giant ant tribe has great power in the underground city. So Achiat naturally has his own purpose when he said this. Huaxian had no objection to this. You, the black humans, are becoming more and more useless. You actually respectfully address a human as an adult. If you continue like this, you will be wiped out by the white humans sooner or later. Achiat said coldly, the strong are respected, giant ant commander. You'd better apologize to this gentleman. Do you think we, your black long people, are such fools? Still apologizing? Where is the giant ant tribe? Huaxian suddenly asked. The black-haired people all trembled, excited and nervous. Blackett said to the giant ant commander, aren't you afraid of this human master? Do you dare to take the master to your giant ant tribe? Although the giant ant commander is arrogant, he is not stupid. His eyes finally fell on Huaxian and he looked at him carefully. No matter how you look at it, the genetic power is solidified and there is nothing special about it. But why do the Black Chang people respect him so much? When something is abnormal, there must be something wrong. He took a deep breath and said, I have no grudge against him. I am your prey. If you don't want to sell me, forget it. After saying that, he turned and left. The giant ant general couldn't help but ask, brother, why don't we take them to the giant ant tribe? That's right, brother, are we afraid of a human? The giant ant soldier also asked. Huaxian said coldly, you want to leave after you hit me hard? Do you think I have no temper? When they heard Huaxian speak, everyone around was shocked. Giant ant turned around and stared at Huaxian. After a while, he said, so what do you want? Die. Boom. With Huaxian's words, the space trembled. The space around the giant ant commander suddenly twisted. And his body twisted along with it, exploding instantly. It's a slow process, but everything was completed in the time it took Huaxian to say a word. The people around were all terrified with their mouths open. Only then did they understand that the death of Earthsnake One was indeed caused by this human youth. Now the giant ant leader of the giant ant clan has followed in his footsteps. And this human only said one word. The genetic power has clearly solidified. What kind of ability is this? Huaxian's eyes fell on the other 2 giant ants. Knock, knock. The 2 were so scared that they knelt down immediately. His whole body was already soaked with sweat from fear. Please spare my life, sir. Boom, boom, boom. They kowtowed in unison and begged for mercy. Huaxian looked at all the races around him and said, I came to the dungeon just to wander around out of curiosity. I don't want to meet any more blind guys. If I attack again, I will definitely wipe out their entire clan. A terrifying murderous intent burst out with the tone, causing everyone at the scene to fall into endless terror. After realizing what was happening, everyone quickly notified their own forces. Tell the tribe members that a human has come to the dungeon and they must not offend him. Huaxian continued to move forward as if nothing had happened. And those who were blocking his way all made way in fear. I thought there would be no more accidents. A little girl, about 6 or 7 years old, staggered to the middle of the road. Ding dong. Kneeled in front of Huaxian. It can be seen at a glance that the little girl's leg was injured. Everyone's eyes subconsciously fell on the little girl. Huaxian looked at the little girl with mouse ears, who was obviously a ratman, and asked curiously, Little girl, what are you doing? I muttered to myself, the little girl from the ratman tribe is so cute. Sir, please accept me as your disciple. I kowtow to you. Boom boom boom. He kowtowed repeatedly and very hard. And soon his forehead was broken. Huaxian waved his hand to stop the little girl from continuing to kowtow. Why do you want to take me as your master? I want revenge. I want revenge for my brothers and sisters, my parents. The little girl said with great hatred. Besides revenge, what else do you want to do? Huaxian continued to ask. The little girl was stunned. It took a long time before he answered. I don't know. What will you do after you take revenge? What do you want to do? Huaxian asked in a different way. The little girl answered subconsciously, after I get my revenge, I will follow my master and serve him and be filial to him for the rest of my life. Chapter 654, Get them out. Okay, then you will be my disciple from now on. Huaxian agreed happily. I thought, it's good enough to be filial, and I'm afraid of raising someone who is ungrateful. Disciple D. Shuyinger greets the master. The little girl was so excited that she was about to kowtow again. Huaxian walked over, held her in his arms and said, Don't kowtow all the time. How can you become powerful like this? Mo Yinger felt Huaxian's warm embrace and burst into tears instantly. Huaxian cried while holding him, I am not afraid to kowtow to master. It is my duty. I will not kowtow to anyone else. Okay. Then from now on your precious disciple will kowtow to the master. Huaxian said as he pushed aside his bangs. Okay, I see. Thank you, master. Can I give you a kiss? What? Huaxian was a little slow to react. Worried about being disliked. Shu Yinger hurriedly explained, Master, I am just too grateful, and I am also dirty, so I dare not kiss you directly. Silly disciple, how could the master dislike you? Really? Thank you, master? Mo Yinger excitedly kissed Huaxian on the face. Tears rolled down silently once again. He was extremely excited. Shu Yinger now had a family and was no longer an orphan. You must be hungry, let's go eat. Huaxian held her and walked forward. Chi Yayet was about to lead the way. At this time, the chief of the Ba Chang tribe arrived with a group of people. My friend, I didn't expect to see you here. Lunchtime has long arrived. Please come this way, my friend. Ba Ayat, what do you mean? Chi Ayat asked angrily. Ba Ayat smiled and said, What can I mean? The distinguished guest has been here for such a long time. And you, the black Chang people, are not entertaining him well. I, the white Chang people, can't stand it anymore. Bullshit. That's because the adults encountered some problems. Grown-ups? Ba thought about the aura he had just felt and immediately understood that it must have been caused by this human race. He immediately changed his address and said, Sir, please come this way. Ba, you are violating the rules. Do you want a war between the two tribes? Chi was furious. Seeing that the two sides were about to quarrel again, Huaxian said, Well, you two tribes are of the same origin. Why are you so anxious to fight each other? I now order you to make peace. And from now on you will all be my subordinate forces. Huaxian burst out with divine emperor-level power to suppress the entire audience and said, Knock knock. Ba and Hai knelt down at the same time and said in unison, The Hai White Chang Ren tribe is willing to follow you and serve you. Let's go to the restaurant. The two of them quickly stood up and respectfully led the way. People of all ethnic groups around were stunned. Although humans are very powerful, this is a world of demons, and humans are suppressed very badly. So they don't think it's a good thing to rely on humans. If the demons blame me in the future, I'm afraid I'll be in trouble too. So no one is envious. Some people who had conflicts with the two tribes had ulterior motives and decided to make a fuss about this matter and take this opportunity to destroy the two tribes. This time, there was no trouble. Even though many people don't know how powerful Huaxian is. With the strong men from both the black and white tribes present, there are few blind people who dare to act wildly in front of them. Arrive at the hotel. A. The black and white tall people. Are you guys reconciled? The shopkeeper asked enthusiastically from a distance. Only then did they notice that the person walking among them was a human being. And they were both very respectful to this human being. He immediately looked at Huaxian with great curiosity. Achiyayat said, "Our two tribes have always had a harmonious relationship. So there is no need to talk about reconciliation today. Our Tallman tribe wants to entertain distinguished guests. So please quickly bring up the best food and wine from your restaurant." Okay. Although they are confused, this does not stop them from making money. It doesn't matter who you are friends with, as long as you spend money. Huaxian walked into the hotel holding the Mulyinger. Looking around, there were not many customers on the entire first floor. Curiously asked, "Why is there so few customers in this restaurant?" BIA quickly explained, "Sir, because the consumption here is all high quality and expensive. So unless it is a special situation, few forces consume here. Dear guest, please go upstairs." A fairly good-looking rabbit girl came over to greet us. Huaxian nodded and walked upstairs. At this time, the communicator rang. I saw it was Mao Yuyi calling, so I quickly answered the call. "Husband, where are you guys? Where did you go? We are in the underground city now. Just wait for us on the spaceship, we will come to you soon." "Oh, I see." Mao Yuyi was very unhappy and thought that Huaxian didn't like her and didn't even take her with him to the dungeon. After hearing what Huaxian said, "Alright, I saw that you were tired. So I didn't have the heart to disturb you, just wait for me on the spaceship and I will bring you a gift when I come back." After hearing this explanation, Mao Yuyi was overjoyed and said, "I see, thank you, husband." After hanging up the phone, I arrived on the second floor. Looking around, there are only 9 tables. I didn't expect that 3 of them turned out to be human beings. When the guests at the 3 tables saw someone coming up, they all looked over. They were all stunned to see that the leader was a human without any identity medals. Noticing the black and white tall humans behind him, and seeing how respectful they were to this human, he became even more curious. Huaxian walked casually to a table and sat down. Except for the 2 leaders of the Tallman clan, who were followed by their 2 great generals, no one else entered the restaurant. After all, the consumption was too high, so they tried to save as much as possible. Maran Grong and the others followed Huaxian closely. The girls were very sensible and sat at the next table. Huaxian put the hamster Yinger down, and the little girl looked at the gorgeous decorations and was very nervous. This is the first time in my life that I have entered such a prosperous and high-end hotel. In the past, even beggars would not dare to approach such places. "Master, eating here is expensive, isn't it?" Mulyinger adapted for a while, and stuck close to Huaxian, hugged his arm and asked. Huaxian smiled and said, "It's not expensive as long as my disciple wants. We can eat at the most high-end restaurants every day. Everything must be the best." "Really?" Mulyinger was extremely happy. Then he said sadly, "Forget it, master, as long as I can practice with you. I am not afraid of hardship." His level of understanding is heartbreaking. At this time, a shopkeeper came up with a group of waiters and delicious dishes. At the next table, a young man in luxurious clothes said in dissatisfaction, "Boss, can anyone consume at One Hotel now?" The waiter looked over, recognized the other person's identity, and said respectfully, "It turns out to be the young master of the Earth Dragon Tyrant. Calm down, you know the rules of our store. Earning demon crystals is our store's purpose. No matter what your status is, as long as you can afford demon crystals, you are our honored customer. Demon essence, right? I'll pay for whatever demon essence they want to share. Let them get lost." Chapter 655, Who is so arrogant? The Earth Dragon Tyrant was very arrogant and didn't even take the tall men seriously. The tall people, Achiyat and Bayat, who also recognized each other, had very ugly expressions on their faces. As one of the overlords of the dungeon, the Earth Dragon clan is naturally not someone they can afford to offend. We are always very cautious when getting along with each other, for fear of accidentally offending each other. So, at this time, faced with such a scene, they dared to be angry but not to speak. The shopkeeper looked at them with an embarrassed expression. Ding dong! The Earth Dragon Tyrant even threw a nano-space device at the shopkeeper's feet. "There are 1,000 demon crystals in it, tell them to get out of here." Although this way of paying was a bit discouraging, the shopkeeper was not angry. He looked at Huaxian and the others and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, you have also seen it, so." Huaxian interrupted calmly. "Demon crystal essence, right? I have 1,000 of them here too. Tell them to get lost." Ding dong, a nanospace device was also thrown over. The shopkeeper was so shocked that he was speechless and quickly picked up the nanospace device that Huaxian threw to him. After checking, he said to the Earth Dragon Tyrant, "He did give 1,000 demon crystals. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have consumed 1000 demon crystals within 15 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete a 10x critical hit within 15 days and consume 10,000 demon crystals. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. If the mission is completed, the host will be rewarded with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. The Earth Dragon Tyrant's expression suddenly darkened. And then he sneered, "You lowly inferior slave, you have some stock. And you dare to compete with me? Very good. This young master wants to see how much stock you have." After saying this, he said to the shopkeeper, "Use the QR code to collect the payment." The shopkeeper's body trembled, and he finally reacted. He was extremely excited. These two people were going to have a business war. In this way, no matter how much the profit goes to their restaurant. He quickly trotted over to the Earth Dragon Tyrant and respectfully handed over the QR code. "Young Master Tyrant, please." The Earth Dragon Tyrant directly transferred the money. Ding, 3,000 demon crystals have arrived in the hotel account. This reminder sounded throughout the hotel. Even people passing by heard it. I couldn't help but stop and look at the D Wang Hotel out of curiosity. Been curious about which big shot spends so lavishly at the King of Land Hotel. You know, the best you can get from a normal meal is only 1,000 demon crystals. The second floor of the hotel. Everyone's eyes fell on Hu Xin. The people of the Tall Man tribe wanted to help, but they did not dare to provoke the Earth Dragon tribe. So they could only worry. Hu Xin smiled nonchalantly and said, "Since the money has been transferred, I will transfer it too." The shopkeeper was extremely excited and trotted over to Hu Xin. "Please come in." But there was no such title as Sir. In his opinion, Hu Xin was just an inferior slave with no status. At most, he is lucky and his master is of high status. So he is so rich. But how could he possibly compare with the young master of the Earth Dragon clan in such a business war? Hu Xin didn't care. He opened the communicator and bound the Black Devil card to transfer the money directly. The passers-by outside thought they could stay overnight. Ding, 5,000 demon crystals have arrived in the hotel account. Oh my god, 5,000? Who is so arrogant? A young man shouted out loud. Other passers-by were also very shocked. You know, demon crystal marrow is an important resource for cultivation. And even the big families dare not consume it casually. After all, the larger the population of a tribe, the greater the consumption of demon crystal marrow. Now, some people actually spend 3,000 for a meal. And now it is 5,000. This is the demon crystal marrow. Not the demon crystal stone. That's crazy. Everyone looked at the D Wang Hotel and wondered which big shot was spending so much money here. The second floor of the hotel. Everyone was also shocked. His eyes couldn't help but fall on the Earth Dragon Tyrant. At this moment, the Earth Dragon Tyrant frowned. "I thought 1,000 demon crystal marrows were more than enough to show off in front of my beloved goddess. But I was wrong and met a tough guy." At his exchange, the girl, who was wrapped tightly in a veil and a hat, was eating her meal by herself, seemingly unaffected by all this. The more this happened, the more worried the Earth Dragon Tyrant became. He said to the shopkeeper, "Give me the QR code, I want to see if he really doesn't feel bad." The shopkeeper trotted over quickly. Still extremely respectful. He said, "Master Ba Jun, please come in." The Earth Dragon Tyrant suppressed his heartache and transferred the money again. Ding, 5,000 demon crystals have arrived in the hotel account. Adding the previous 4,000, he directly had 3,000 more than Hu Xin. And he looked at Hu Xin with a smug look and said, "I don't believe that a low-ranking slave like you can keep up." The eyes of everyone on the second floor fell on Hu Xin again. But outside, there was an uproar. "Oh my god, who is this? This is crazy. The total amount is already 13,000. Yes. This does not include the unreported consumption below 3,000 demon crystals. Do you think someone has started a business war at the D Wang Hotel? It's possible. It looks like the D Wang Hotel is going to make a lot of money." Second floor. Hu Xin smiled and said, "It's less than 10,000. And you're so upset you Ray also a waste." When he said this, he subconsciously glanced at the woman sitting opposite him. Although he couldn't see the other person's appearance, Hu Xin felt that the other person was not simple. "Unfortunately, I can't pick up girls within 3 days, so I can only watch." Shopkeeper's QR code. Hu Xin then shouted, "Here I come." The shopkeeper exploded with excitement. These incomes were earned without any effort. A little runner walked up to Hu Xin and said, "Please come in." Hu Xin directly transferred 5,000 demon crystals. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have completed the consumption of 10,000 demon crystals within 15 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete a 5 times critical hit within 13 days to consume 50,000 demon crystals. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. Completing the mission will reward you with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. The whole audience went crazy when they heard about the transfer. This is over 10,000. Demon's Marrow. One demon crystal is equivalent to 100 million demon crystals. The key point is that this is just an equivalence. No one would be stupid enough to exchange the Devil's Crystal Marrow for 100 million Devil's Crystals. The exchange rate is just a decoration. Everyone on the second floor looked at the Earth Dragon Tyrant once again. The latter's face was extremely ugly. He stood up and said to Huaxian, "You lowly inferior human slave, you have to understand clearly that I am the eldest young master of the Earth Dragon clan. Are you sure you want to fight me to the death?" Huaxian said nonchalantly, "I don't care who you are, Haven. You heard of the rules of the Diwang Hotel? If you have money, you are the boss here. If you don't have money, you are the grandson. Get out." Seeing an inferior human slave with no status offend the eldest young master of the Earth Dragon clan so much, everyone around him took a deep breath for him. Everyone became nervous for Huaxian. Chapter 656, How about adding your contact information, brother? The Earth Dragon Tyrant was so angry that his body was shaking, and his eyes were staring at Huaxian with sparks in them. The shopkeeper was also shocked. Huaxian continued to scan the code. What is he going to do? Everyone was shocked. Although I guessed it, I didn't dare to accept it. Dang, 10,000 demon crystals have been credited to the hotel account. Oh shit, was the money really transferred? I guessed it. A table on the second floor exclaimed. The crowd outside was even more shocked. More and more people were gathering and the noise was so loud that it could be heard clearly even on the second floor of the hotel. The people on the second floor of the hotel were the most shocked. They thought, Earth Dragon Tyrant hasn't even transferred the money yet. Why are you in such a hurry? Is it true that there are so many demon crystals that you can't use them all? It hurts. Huaxian stared at the Earth Dragon Tyrant and sneered. You useless bastard, aren't you very arrogant? I only have 12 more demon crystals than you. You can't afford to play with me, right? If you really do that, I'm afraid the beautiful lady sitting opposite you will look down on you. The beauty still didn't even glance over here. This scene also made people at the scene curious about her identity. The Earth Dragon Tyrant cared a lot about it, although the beauty didn't see it. He couldn't afford to lose face. He said angrily, "Good. Very good, you lowly inferior human slave. I will remember you." Shopkeeper, QR code. This time the shopkeeper ran over without saying a word. Because the atmosphere was not right, and he was afraid of something going wrong. So he just handed over the QR code. Even so, the Earth Dragon Tyrant glared at him fiercely. He was so frightened that his body trembled violently and he felt a little bitter in his heart. Ding, 20,000 demon crystals have been credited to the hotel account. Oh my god, are you crazy? It was 10,000 just now, and now it's 20,000. No one knew who was outside. But they started roaring. The sound was so loud that it could be heard not only upstairs in the hotel, but also within miles. I'm afraid he did it on purpose. And he must have roared with the power of genes. The Earth Dragon Tyrant looked at Huaxian madly and was about to speak. Huaxian didn't give him a chance and said to the shopkeeper, "Give me the QR code." Everyone shuddered. Shocked. The Earth Dragon Tyrant's breathing became rapid. It's unbelievable. Isn't this guy an inferior slave? How can he be so rich? This is also the thought of many people present. Even Maran Grong and others knew for the first time that Huaxian was so wealthy. The shopkeeper came over and said respectfully, "Please come in, sir." Finally, even the name changed. Regardless of whether this human has an identity card or is an inferior slave, how could it be easy for him to come up with such a demon crystal marrow? Seeing that the black and white human race all revolved around him, he understood even more clearly that this human race was not simple. Huaxian nodded and directly transferred 30,000 demon crystal essences. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have completed the consumption of 50 demon crystals within 13 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission, complete the consumption of 4 times to 100 demon crystal essence within 10 days. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. If the mission is completed, 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments will be rewarded. Ding, 30,000 demon crystals have been credited to the hotel account. This reminder should be amplified directly by the hotel's loudspeaker and spread far and wide. This time, countless people really knew about it. Fuck. Such a large amount of spending. I'm afraid it's the super bosses who are in a business war. 30,000 demon crystal essences, if you give it to me, I won't have to worry about my lifelong cultivation. TSK. It sounds like your life is short even if you have poor talent. 30,000 can only support you to practice for 100 years at most. The second floor of the hotel. The whole audience fell silent. Even the beautiful woman sitting opposite the Earth Dragon Irant finally put down her chopsticks and looked at Huaxian. Huaxian looked at the Earth Dragon Irant with a smile and said, "Come on, it's only 30,000, only 22,000 more than you. Don't let everyone down." Huaxian's relaxed expression was even more shocking. I was also extremely curious about his identity. Could this guy be from the Holy Land? Many people have such speculation in their minds. The face of the Earth Dragon Irant has turned the color of liver. He glared at Huaxian with growing murderous intent. Finally he could no longer hold back. "You lowly inferior human slave. How dare you challenge me like this? Go to hell." He directly charged at Huaxian with the sword in hand. A terrifying sword energy broke through the space and killed Huaxian. The Earth Dragon Tyrant followed closely behind, wanting to cut Huaxian into pieces. "Oh my god, it's the Earth Dragon clan's Earth Dragon coming out of the cave. I didn't expect Dilongbatian to use it at the very beginning. Not only that, but he followed closely behind. It seems that he is really angry." "Nonsense, if it was you who lost tens of thousands of demon crystals for no reason, would you not feel bad?" Faced with what everyone considered to be a very strong attack, Huaxian simply raised one hand. The space in front of the palm trembled slightly, and a wave of energy, which looked very weak, rippled towards the attack of the Earth Dragon Irant. Just when everyone thought Huaxian was dead. Booming magnet. There was a loud bang and everyone was stunned. The Earth Dragon Tyrant launched the Earth Dragon out of the cave. Such a terrifying attack, but it was easily blocked by this human. It's incredible. The Earth Dragon Tyrant was also beaten. I thought that I could use my strongest attack to kill this lowly, inferior human being instantly. I approached him just to tear him into pieces. But his strongest attack was broken so easily. What is the other party's cultivation level? His genes are still solidified. Huaxian took a step forward and instantly appeared in front of the stunned Earth Dragon Tyrant. He said in an extremely cold voice, "You can't afford to play with the Devil's Crystal Marrow, so you resort to violence? Still want to kill me? In that case, it would be unreasonable for me not to kill you." Pointed out with one finger. Under everyone's gaze, the space around the Earth Dragon Tyrant distorted. Magnetic. Amidst the subtle sound, countless cracks appeared. The space was actually broken. The terrifying cracks were like hair-thin blades cutting towards the Earth Dragon Tyrant. The whole audience was shocked and terrified. The person in front of you is the eldest son of the Earth Dragon clan and the first heir. The Earth Dragon Tyrant felt the danger of death and was terrified to the extreme. "No, stop." Click, click. His body was surrounded by space cracks and the sound of bones tearing could be clearly heard. Under everyone's horrified gaze, it was swallowed up by countless dense space cracks, and not a single blood stain was left. It was all over. And everyone who reacted took a deep breath. Huaxian sat down, holding the frightened Mole Yinger in one hand, and said to the shopkeeper, "Hurry up and serve the food." The shopkeeper's body trembled violently, wiped the cold sweat from his forehead, and said to Huaxian respectfully, "Sir, the previous dishes are cold, please wait a moment. I will prepare them for you." He ran downstairs in a panic. At this time, the beautiful woman who was wrapped tightly and wearing a veil walked over. He came directly to sit next to Huaxian and said, "Hey, little brother, how about adding your contact information?" Chapter 657, "Sorry, I don't have any contact information." The sound was simply heavenly, intoxicating the stunned people around. I thought, regardless of whether she is pretty or not, just her voice would be a pleasure to marry her and chat with her. They all looked at Huaxian with envy, thinking that he would be very excited and couldn't wait to add his contact information. Huaxian said coldly, "Sorry, I don't have any contact information." "What?" The whole audience was stunned. What kind of lame excuse is this? No contact information. Wasn't that a communicator that you used to scan the code to transfer money? You have a communicator but no contact information? Who believes it? The most important thing is that when a beautiful girl takes the initiative to talk to you, you can refuse her. What does that mean? Is this a game of hard work? Everyone wants to see through Huaxian. The beautiful lady in the conical hat was also stunned. I never expected that after I took the initiative to speak, I would be rejected so coldly by the other party. Looking at his expression, he refused very readily. It didn't seem like he was acting at all. How could he know that Huaxian was feeling bitter inside, secretly cursing the system for being too demanding? Even though such a beautiful woman with a beautiful voice was right beside him, he didn't dare to make a move. The beauty took a deep breath and asked, "Are you sure you don't want to add my contact information?" The task was there, and Huaxian knew that this beauty had no chance. "There is no chance within at least 3 days," he said impatiently. "I told you, I don't have any contact information, and I don't want to add yours. Please leave and don't disturb my meal." The whole audience was stunned. This time, everyone can be sure that this guy refused very straightforwardly. Maran Gron and the others also looked confused. What's wrong with my husband? The girl with such a beautiful voice, I want her to be our sister. So that I can always hear her beautiful voice. Yes. I also want her to be our sister. Husband, why don't you accept this sister? Gian Can You were asked directly. Everyone around looked over. I originally thought that Huaxian rejected this beauty because he was not good enough. But seeing such a beautiful woman calling him husband, it couldn't be that he was not good enough. What shocked everyone even more was that judging from the way these beauties looked at Huaxian, they all seemed to be his wives. You have married so many beautiful women. Why should you reject the active approach of this beautiful woman? I really can't understand it. Everyone wished they could exchange positions with Huaxian and accept this beautiful woman on his behalf. Huaxian looked at Tian Kanyuer and smiled. Wife, having you is enough for me? Such a simple answer makes people laugh and cry. Then Ayucc said, husband, I think you can take this sister and her voice is so nice. Besides, you already have so many wives like us, so it won't matter if you have one more. My beautiful lady, what are you talking about? I just want to leave his contact information. I don't have any other ideas. The beautiful lady in the bamboo hat quickly explained. Oh, so you approached our husband, not because you wanted to marry him. No wonder our husband rejected you directly. Such straightforward words leave people speechless. The girl in the bamboo hat was also very embarrassed. But she was unwilling to accept it. Why could this human man reject her? After hesitating for a while, under everyone's gaze, he slowly put his hand on his hat, and then slowly took it off and put it in his pocket. This scene made some people who had been curious about her appearance from the beginning breathe faster and became extremely excited. They all stared at her intently. The whole audience was stunned when they saw the fire in her face. Even people like Maran Gron, who were extremely beautiful, were stunned. Gian Kanyuer secretly exclaimed that this girl's appearance was probably comparable to hers. What a nice view. Someone murmured. But the beauty stared at Huaxian intently. Huaxian looked at her and was also very shocked by her beauty. He almost wanted to lose 10 genetic realms and endure the system punishment to take him down. Just because this girl is so beautiful, he took a deep breath, his heart bleeding, and turned his head away. The beauty was stunned. I have revealed my face, and he can still reject me. Why, aren't all men lustful? With my beauty, no matter what race a man is, almost no one can resist it, right? But the fact is, he really rejected me. Are you still a man? The beautiful woman asked angrily. Huaxian looked at her suddenly and said, just treat me as if I'm not a man. The whole audience was shocked. I couldn't understand what kind of courage allowed him to reject such a beautiful woman who was as pretty as a fairy. What's wrong with my husband? Maran Gron asked Tan Ayucc and the others. Everyone shook their heads, and they all wanted to know this. The beauty looked at Huaxian, smiled bitterly and said, you win from now on, Lu Xiaohan will be your woman. What? The whole audience was stunned. Even Huaxian was stunned. What's going on? People are so cruel to you, why are you still so stubborn? Lu Xiaohan explained, I once swore that if that man could hear my voice and reject me, and could remain indifferent when seeing my beauty, I would marry him and be his woman. You did it, so from now on, I am your woman. Huaxian asked without confidence, beauty, are you unable to bear the blow and so you did this on purpose? Also, this kind of thing is not something you can joke about. I'm not kidding, and it's not that I can't bear the blow. I'm serious, Lu Xiaohan said firmly. Huaxian took a deep breath, and was extremely conflicted. Should he sacrifice 10 of the highest gene realms to take her in? Anyway, it was not difficult for him to improve his realm. Thinking of this, Huaxian was really excited. When I was about to agree, I remembered that my resistance to beautiful women was too low. If this continued, something bad would happen sooner or later. Besides, if Lu Xiaohan really belongs to me, even if I reject her, she will still be mine in the future. Therefore, I must persevere during these 3 days. Thinking of this, Huaxian hardened his heart and said ruthlessly, sorry, that's your oath, it has nothing to do with me. Although you are very beautiful and have a nice voice, you are not my type. Please leave and don't bother me again. The whole audience was stunned. I didn't expect that at this time. This human could still refuse. Is this guy still a man? A middle-aged man couldn't stand it anymore and roared. Human, are you still a man? But you still don't agree. Are you really so cruel? That's right. It's so cruel. I feel sorry for Miss Lu Xiaohan. I can imagine how miserable she is right now. People around were talking and pointing at Huaxian. Lu Xiaohan even shed tears. Wronged. Feeling extremely wronged. Unprecedented grievance. I never thought that one day it would be rejected so ruthlessly when I took the initiative to confess my feelings. Chapter 658. You dare to talk to me like this, do you want to die? Huaxian felt very sad, but his face became even colder as he said, "It's no use crying, love matters require mutual consent and cannot be forced. You are beautiful and have a nice voice, you will definitely be able to find someone better than me." After saying that, he looked at the shopkeeper who was stunned by Lu Xiaohan's confession and said, "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and serve the food. Can't you see that my apprentice is starving?" The Mo Yinger hurriedly said, "Master, I'm not hungry. By the way, master, this sister is so pretty and proactive. Why don't you accept her as my master's wife?" Huaxian rolled his eyes and scolded, "What do you know as a kid? Stop talking nonsense." The shopkeeper reacted, took a deep breath and said, "Sir, your dishes are here." Only then did he bring people and serve the delicious dishes. Lu Xiaohan's face turned pale. "It hurts like a knife is cutting my heart. I have never been in love because I haven't met the right person. Now that I have met the right person, I didn't expect to be rejected so ruthlessly when I took the initiative to confess my feelings. I have already shed tears. Too much. If I could beat him, I would really want to tear him to pieces. That's right. If I can beat him, I will feed him to the dogs." The people around seemed to have forgotten Huaxian's strength. They felt sorry for Lu Xiaohan and started to curse loudly. Huaxian glanced at the whole audience with a cold gaze and said, "Whoever dares to say another word will be killed by Earth Dragon Tyrant." Thinking of what happened to the Earth Dragon Tyrant, everyone trembled in fear and dared not make a sound. Buzz! Just at this moment, a powerful aura swept over. It enveloped the entire Dewang Hotel. "Feel that familiar breath?" someone exclaimed. "The strong men from the Earth Dragon clan have arrived." Everyone's eyes fell on Huaxian, and they all knew why the powerful dragon came. Everyone was hoping that Huaxian would be killed by the strong men of the Earth Dragon clan. Anyone who has the heart to hurt a peerless beauty like Lu Xiaohan deserves to die. The next moment, a burly middle-aged man rushed in from the second-floor window, scanned the entire audience. Finally his eyes fell on Lu Xiaohan. I was also shocked when I saw her appearance. I thought to myself, this girl was very beautiful when she was a child, and she became even more stunningly beautiful when she grew up. So beautiful that even I was attracted to her. It took me a while to adapt and understand the purpose of my visit. Chao Lu Xiaohan asked, "Are you me and my eldest son? Earth Dragon Tyrant, together, where is my son?" Everyone's eyes were on Huaxian. A young man who was angry at Huaxian for rejecting Lu Xiaohan pointed directly at him and said, "It was him, the inferior human slave, who killed young Master Tyrant." A middle-aged man's gaze fell directly on Huaxian. "Did you really kill my eldest son?" Huaxian picked up dishes for his apprentice, but he ignored him. This scene is even more shocking. How could this guy be so crazy? Seeing Huaxian's expression, a middle-aged man angrily said, "Very good, you are so arrogant in front of me. It seems that you are the one who killed my son." He didn't rush to attack, but looked at Lu Xiaohan and asked, "Why did he kill my son? Was it because of you?" It is speculated that this inferior human slave might have taken a fancy to Lu Xiaohan, so he had a conflict with his son. I just wonder, where did this inferior human slave get the power to kill his most outstanding eldest son? Lu Xiaohan was so sad that she shouted, "What does it have to do with me? It's your son who is self-righteous and can't stand her inferior slave status." So he attacked her and got into trouble. Hop! The middle-aged man slapped Lu Xiaohan in the face and then angrily said, "What's your attitude? You dare to talk to me like that? Do you want to die?" The people around felt heartbroken when they saw the deep red slap mark on Lu Xiaohan's face. I also didn't expect that the Earth Dragon clan's leader, Earth Dragon Light Yan, would be so cruel. Lu Xiaohan felt extremely aggrieved. After being ruthlessly rejected by Huaxian and now being bullied by the Earth Dragon Light Yan, he wanted to die. From childhood to adulthood, things have never been so unlucky. Huaxian's heart was bleeding with pain, but he couldn't do anything. He looked at the Earth Dragon Light Yan and said, "Old man, I was the one who killed your son. I wanted to go to your Earth Dragon clan as a guest after dinner, but I didn't expect you to come to my door so anxiously. Tell me, how do you want to die?" At this moment, everyone hoped that Huaxian could kill the Earth Dragon Light Yan. Earth Dragon Light Yan looked at Huaxian fiercely and sneered, "Why, are you heartbroken to see this little bitch being beaten by me?" Lu Xiaohan subconsciously looked at Huaxian. Huaxian pretended not to notice and sneered, "I have no interest in her at all. I just don't like you interrupting my meal. Either get out or die." The Earth Dragon Light Yan was stunned. As one of the overlords of the dungeon, this was the first time that the Earth Dragon clan encountered such a crazy guy. He is still an inferior human slave with no identity. Even if his eldest son's affairs were not involved, he still marked Huaxian with the symbol of death. He sneered, "Very good, since you are so anxious to die, I will grant your wish." A punch was thrown at Huaxian. The space twisted rapidly. leaving a striking mark wherever it passed. Wu Xian was afraid of getting his hands dirty. So he took out a sword. The sword slashed out. Phew. Not only did the sword break the opponent's attack, but a ray of sword energy directly broke through the space and instantly approached the Earth Dragon that split the sky. The speed was too fast, and the Earth Dragon had no time to react. A red line on the forehead quickly enlarged, and the body was split into two as blood splattered. The whole audience was stunned with shock. The genes in the Earth Dragon's split body exploded, causing the two halves of the body to stick together. The powerful genes squirmed quickly, trying to repair the body. However, it was blocked by another powerful force, which prevented the body from healing for a long time. As time went on, the Earth Dragon Lycan, who was not afraid at first, became afraid. Because his injuries lasted for a long time and he was unable to recover. His ownerless genetic power gradually lost its vitality. If he lost all his vitality, his body would be ruined. If this happens, even if he doesn't die, his cultivation will plummet, which he cannot accept. Stop now, I am the leader of the Earth Dragon clan. If you really destroy my body, the strong men of my Earth Dragon clan will not let you go. The split soul of the Earth Dragon sent a threatening message to Wu Xian. Wu Xian smiled coldly and said, "Do you think you can still survive? Reach out towards the Earth Dragon's cracked and unhealable body." The soul power of the God Emperor level explodes. The Earth Dragon cracked and I felt my soul was locked. A thought that made him despair came to his mind. If the other party wanted, he could easily destroy his soul. Frightened to the extreme. Once the soul is destroyed, not only can it not be resurrected, but it also loses the chance of reincarnation. At this moment, I felt real fear. Think of a scary place, a holy land of the human race. This guy's strength and soul power are so terrifying. He must be from the human race's holy land. Chapter 659. Too much. The moment Dilong Lightyan attacked Lu Xiaohan, Wu Xian sentenced him to death. The power of the soul exploded. And the soul of the Earth Dragon Lightyan, which had not yet fully become substantial, was shattered in an instant. Ding dong. Without the control of soul consciousness, half of his body fell down. You can see that the powerful genetic force is still squirming instinctively. However, the Earth Dragon Lightyan's soul was shattered, and he was doomed to die. Everyone around was so frightened that their faces turned pale and they were extremely terrified. Vomit. Mo Yinger started vomiting. Seeing this, Wu Xian said to the shopkeeper, "Why don't you deal with the body?" The shopkeeper's body trembled violently, and when he realized what was happening, he was terrified to the extreme. The chief of the Earth Dragon clan actually died tragically in the Diwang Hotel. If the Earth Dragon clan is held accountable, the hotel will bear huge responsibility. At this time, an old man arrived and asked gloomily, "What's going on?" "Husband, the eldest son and the chief of the Earth Dragon clan were killed by this human race." "What? The Earth Dragon Lightyan is dead?" The old man was extremely shocked. Only then did he notice the corpse on the ground. I recognized that it was the Earth Dragon that split. He looked at Wu Xian and asked, "Did you do it?" Wu Xian nodded coldly and said, "Yes, I did it." "Do you know that you are in trouble?" the old man asked loudly. Wu Xian smiled coldly and said, "I got into trouble, maybe?" This nonchalant attitude made the old man very angry. He said angrily, "Do you know that the ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan is a terrifying existence at the 80th level of the Divine King?" Wu Xian said, "Oh," disapprovingly. This scene surprised the whole audience. Hearing that he had offended a powerful God King at level 80, he could still remain calm. Could it be that he was also at this level? Or even stronger? "Aren't you afraid?" the old man asked in surprise. Wu Xian said with a smile, "The Divine King is only level 80. Why should I be afraid?" Everyone shuddered. Suddenly, he realized that he was indeed more powerful than the God King at level 80. "Why did you reject me?" Lu Xiaohan asked with half of his face swollen. Wu Xian said calmly, "Because I have no feelings for you." "You don't have any feelings for me? Is it because I'm not good looking? Or have a bad figure, or have a bad voice?" I thought to myself, I am extremely perfect in all three aspects, and you said you have no feelings. At this time, the three sisters came over and said, "Sister Xiaohan, don't be sad, this guy has a heart of stone." We three sisters confessed our feelings, but he still ruthlessly rejected us. Lu Xiaohan was shocked. Looking at the three sisters, although they are not as good as her, each of them is a top beauty. And the three sisters together are even more charming. He can even refuse this. Is this guy really so heartless? Okay, let's eat, we have to leave here after dinner. Yu Yi is waiting for us. Everyone then sat back in their seats. Lu Xiaohan is still next to Wu Xian. I thought to myself, even if you don't accept me now, I, Lu Xiaohan, have approved of you. And you are my, Lu Xiaohan's man. Not long. Boom. There was an explosion in the distance. A devastating roar swept over. Who dares to kill the current leader of our Earth Dragon clan? I will make sure he dies without a burial place. This roar, carrying a tremendous momentum, swept across the entire dungeon. What's going on? How could the leader of the Earth Dragon clan be killed? Who is so bold? Such doubts arose in the minds of all major forces. Everyone was very curious about who had the courage to kill the patriarch of the Earth Dragon clan. At this time, a jade pendant on the Earth Dragon Light Yun's body lit up. The next moment, a devastating aura locked onto this side. Flick. Under the terrifying pressure, cracks appeared in the houses in the hotel that were protected by formations. Run. Countless people were so scared that they ran out of the Dewang Hotel. He ran far away and looked over here in horror. A once luxurious Dewang Hotel was now covered with dense cracks. It seems like it will collapse at any time. On the second floor, Wu Xian lifted up his right foot and stepped down lightly. A powerful force spread throughout the hotel. The hotel, which was about to collapse, came to an abrupt halt. Most of the people in the restaurant had fled, and there was no outsider except the boss and Hu Xian and his friends. A breeze blew, and an old figure stood on the second floor of the hotel. The old man looked skinny, but he exuded a terrifying aura of cultivation. A boss looked at the old man and felt extremely panicked. The old man looked at the miserable corpse on the ground. And then his eyes fell on the boss. He asked angrily. Xiang Manheng, my Earth Dragon clan leader died in your territory. How do you explain it? Xiang Manheng's body trembled. And he looked at Hu Xian bitterly and said, this human race doesn't take your Earth Dragon clan seriously. With just one sentence, all the hatred was transferred to Hu Xian. The old man stared sharply at Hu Xian, who didn't even look at him while eating. So arrogant, it seems that you really don't take my Earth Dragon clan seriously. Well, I'm too lazy to talk nonsense. The old man took action directly. Without letting his guard down, a spear stabbed at Hu Xian. The seemingly ordinary attack frightened Xiang Manheng extremely. Master, be careful. Hu Xian didn't take it seriously. But Yinger, the mole next to him, screamed in fear. Hu Xian still didn't take it seriously. When he was about to be stabbed by the gun tip, he reached out and grabbed the gun tip without turning his head. Xiang Manheng, who was standing by, took a deep breath in shock. The old man also showed a look of surprise on his face. But he was not panicked. He gripped the gun with both hands and burst out suddenly. Buzz. There was a sound in the space, and the terrifying force spread like the tip of a gun. Soon it reached the place where Hu Xian was holding it. However, the power only reached there before being stopped. Because the force was too great, it began to flow back. Phew! The old man was caught off guard and was injured by his own strength. It was unbelievable. What was the opponent's method? He actually made the power that he couldn't attack return to him. The more I looked at Hu Xian, the more I couldn't understand him. I felt uneasy inside, as this position is the most dangerous. In addition, the clan leader died at his hands, which made people realize that he was not a simple person. After a while, I decided to give it a try. If you can't do anything to him, just leave. Break it for me. Boom! The power exploded to the extreme. The air around them made an explosion sound, and the movement was extremely loud. This terrifying force spread along the gun barrel towards Hu Xian. Except for Yan Qingyuer, who knew Hu Xian's background and was very calm. Everyone else present was extremely nervous. However, the bigger the noise, the more shocking the result. Just like before. When this force approached the palm of my gun tip, it was instantly blocked. Then turned back. Boom! This time the force was too great. The force of the outgoing attack and the force of the return attack collided, causing the gun barrel to explode. The old man from the Earth Dragon clan was seriously injured by this force and flew away. Die! Hu Xian was about to kill him. Your Excellency has gone too far. An ethereal and majestic voice came. Chapter 660. Don't worry, I will never deceive you. The next moment, boom boom. Amid a series of loud noises, the hotel building collapsed under the weight. And the bite turned to ash. Maran Grong and the others were safe and sound under Hu Xian's protection. Only the restaurant owner was in a very miserable state. As for the dying ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan, he had been completely buried in the dust. Countless onlookers were shocked to see the hotel reduced to ruins. High in the sky, a middle-aged man was floating there, staring down with shock in his eyes. It was under his pressure that not only was he safe, but he also saved the others. This kind of strength is at least at the level of the Divine Emperor. The most important thing is that the opponent's genes are still solidified. So what he possesses is pure physical strength that has nothing to do with genes. The pure power reaches the level of God Emperor, which is absolutely a terrifying existence. He landed slowly. Only then was it seen by the stunned people around. Look, there's someone in the sky. As someone exclaimed. Everyone saw the figure, and it looked very strange. This guy went straight into the dust that had not yet dissipated. People simply can't see what's going on inside. I was extremely curious and wanted to see it clearly. The guy came to the protective shield that Huaxian had set up with pure strength and the principles of formation, and asked in shock, "Sir, who are you?" Huaxian looked at the other person and said with a cold smile, "You scared my woman, so how should I punish you?" The guy shuddered and quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, I was rude. I'm willing to compensate your woman." Huaxian still asked coldly, "How do you compensate me?" This guy looked at Tian Qingyu and the others confidently and asked, "Ladies, I want to compensate you if you have any requests. Just ask." Tian Qingyu said coldly, "I want your life." Maran Grong and the others all trembled and looked at her in disbelief, feeling that she was completely different from before. The guy was stunned and said with a smile, "Beauty, you are kidding me." Tian Qingyu said coldly, "Who is kidding you? If it weren't for our husband's protection, we would have died. You owe us so many lives, and you only give us one. So you've earned it." After hearing this, Maran Grong and the others suddenly understood. If you think about it carefully, it seems to be true. The look he gave this guy immediately turned and friendly. The guy felt a sinking feeling in his heart and had a strong bad premonition. He quickly forced a smile and said, "Everyone, I am Shigandang, the young city lord of the underground city Rock City. Please forgive me for any offense I have caused you. I don't care what you dare to do or is right. You almost killed us, so you must pay with your life." Shigandang frowned when he saw that the other party was unwilling to let him go. There was an extra piece of talisman paper in his hand, and he said angrily, "You are very good, I hope you don't regret it." Crushed the talisman paper violently. A random teleportation formation quickly took shape, wrapped him up, and was about to take him away. At this time, Huaxian quickly threw out several pieces of materials. The power of the Chaos Level Formation Master burst out, and in the blink of an eye he set up a simple space-enclosed formation. Although simple, Shigandang's teleportation array is also simple. Suddenly his portable teleportation array became useless. Although the light of the formation was brilliant and the energy was constantly being consumed, it was never transmitted away. Shigandang was shocked. He also saw Huaxian's move and asked in disbelief, "You are actually a master of formations?" The whole audience reacted in shock. No one expected that this human was so terrifying that he even mastered the formation, and then set up the formation to make Shigandang's space teleportation ineffective. The people of the Tall Man tribe looked at Huaxian and felt extremely fortunate that they were attracted by his ability to communicate with all things and did not become his enemy. Otherwise, it would be a nightmare for the tall people. Huaxian said coldly, "You threaten me again and again. Do you think I dare not kill you?" Boom! A terrifying murderous aura erupted and soared into the sky. Because they were in a cave, the terrifying murderous aura hit the cave ceiling, which was 1,000 meters high. Boom boom boom. Countless pieces of rubble fell down. This scene made all living beings tremble, because they knew very well that the ceilings of the dungeons were reinforced with special formations, and the battle between the gods and kings could not cause too much damage. And this human was so terrifying just by his burst of murderous aura. Could it be that his murderous aura has also reached a genetic level, and it is not affected by gene coagulation rugs? The more I think about it, the more terrifying it becomes. Of course, the most terrifying one is the stone talisman. The terrifying murderous intent directly enveloped him, and he instantly felt icy cold as if he was being frozen. What's even more terrifying is that this murderous aura reaches deep into his soul, as if his soul is about to be torn apart. It's so shocking. Is this a power that humans can possess? Sir, don't be impulsive. I was wrong before. I am willing to do my best to compensate you. Think about it, if you really kill me, not only will you not gain any benefit, but you will also offend our Rock City. The loss will outweigh the gain. Let me go, and I promise to give you satisfactory compensation. Now he just wants to get out of here. Otherwise these people will go crazy and kill themselves, which would be tragic. I also regretted coming here to collect the greens. Why did I meddle in other people's business? Now, if I'm not careful, I might even lose my life. Huaxian sneered, "I don't like the compensation you gave me. So just go and die." The space around Huaxian trembled violently, and energy fluctuations visible to the naked eye spread toward Shigandang. People with strong strength will find that although the space did not break this time, it was layered. If it fell on Shigandang and broke, he would be turned into nothingness in an instant. Such an attack method is horrifying. Shigandang's 10th sense had already made him shudder and reach extreme despair. He roared desperately, "Don't kill me, I have something that will satisfy you." Huaxian stretched out his hand, forcibly stopped the strange attack and said, "Even if I kill you, the treasure on you will still be mine." Gigandang was so scared that he almost peed himself. He said in a sweat, "I don't have that thing it's in Rock City. Even my father doesn't know about it. If you kill me, you will never know." Mind reading. Huaxian directly reads the other person's thoughts. Although this skill cannot be used against high-level warriors, it is still very useful against those below the same level. He immediately understood Gigandang's thoughts. There really is a magical treasure. But it is not what Gigandang said, and only he knows it. Because the treasure was in the possession of his father, the city lord. After thinking for a while, he said, "Well, I'll give you a chance to live. If you hand over the treasure honestly, I might spare your life. If you dare to play any tricks, not only you, but also your Shi family will be destroyed." Gigandang breathed a sigh of relief and said, "Don't worry, sir, I will never dare to deceive you." I thought to myself, once you go to Rock City, you don't have the final say. Chapter 661, Why do you dislike us so much? Okay. I will go to Rock City with you if you dare to cheat. You know the consequences. Gigandang quickly took out a spaceship suitable for flying in the underground city and said, "Please, sir." Huaxian was about to take everyone on board the spacecraft. After hesitating for a while, the two gangs of the Tall Man clan rushed over and asked, "Sir, what about us?" Huaxian stopped and looked over. Daring to stand up at this time also shows their attitude. You should train your people well and improve their fighting capacity so that I can use them in the future. After saying that, he walked into the spaceship. Others followed closely behind. Gigandang was the last one to walk up, smiling the whole time, thinking he hadn't revealed the slightest flaw. After watching the spaceship leave, the black human general said, "Chief, I'm afraid it will be very dangerous for you to go there. If we stand out at this time, it will be dangerous." Blackheart glanced at White Art and said, "This is a huge gamble. Didn't you see that the White Chang people also stood up?" The I-8, are you scared? The A8 said coldly, "You, Chi-8, are not afraid, so why should I be afraid? Tall men, you dare to betray the underground city, just wait, it will soon be your doom." It was the angry figure of the Earth Dragon clan's ancestor that was heard. Blackheart and Whiteheart looked at each other and said, "This guy died suddenly from his serious injuries, why not kill him while he's still sick?" The I-8 said, "That's exactly what I was thinking." The two reached a tacit understanding and rushed forward together. Seeing this, the Earth Dragon ancestor was extremely terrified and roared, "What are you going to do? My Earth Dragon clan is the overlord here. If you dare to touch me, the Tall Man clan will be dead." Maybe everything would have been fine if you hadn't threatened us just now. Since my human race will be in trouble whether I kill you or not. "Why not kill you?" the A8 said murderously. "You are looking for death." The ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan was furious. He shouted to the onlookers around him, "Whoever saves me will be rewarded handsomely by the Earth Dragon Shrine." Many people are moved. After all, the Earth Dragon clan is the absolute overlord in the local area, and their generous reward is by no means simple. With just a promotion, the force he belongs to will also prosper. Someone rushed out immediately. Seeing this, a Chi-8 roared, "Don't forget who my Chang Ren tribe is under. Our master is back, and none of your 9 tribes are enough to kill him." After these words were spoken, those who had rushed out and those who were ready to make a move, all calmed down. Thinking of Huaxian's horror, I still feel a lingering fear. It is best not to offend this kind of terrifying existence until you are sure that he is dead. Thinking of this, those who rushed out retreated. The Earth Dragon clan ancestor roared, "What are you afraid of? That guy has already gone to Rock City. There are countless strongmen there. Do you still think he can come back alive?" One person said, "Ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan. We dare not gamble if that person comes back. Our clan cannot bear his wrath." "Useless, can you bear the wrath of my Earth Dragon clan?" This is clearly a threat. The faces of the messengers and others turned ugly. It is even more impossible to take action. Black Art and White Art, one on the left and one on the right, have already approached the ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan. The two of them attacked in tacit coordination, and both of them were sure to kill. "Do you really think I'm a pushover? Die." The ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan fought back desperately. Extremely terrifying. Chi-8 and Ba-8 were so frightened that they dared not to resist and ran away quickly. The Earth Dragon ancestor, who endured the serious injury and exploded, wanted to take the opportunity to kill the two people, but he didn't expect that they were so cowardly and actually ran away. He was so angry that his injuries worsened and he vomited blood. The injury is getting worse. Chi-8 and Ba-8 looked at each other and decided to kill the ancestor of the Earth Dragon clan. On the spaceship, Gigandang was extremely respectful throughout the whole process, but his eyes would occasionally look at Tian Kanyur and the others. I thought to myself, "You bastard, you wanted to kill me. But once we get to Rock City, that will be the end of you. When the time comes, I will torture these women to death one by one." Hey, Shigandang, right? Do you have the antidote with you? Tian Qingyu suddenly asked. The others suddenly realized. Yes, why did they forget to ask them for the antidote? Shigandang said bitterly, everyone, this poison was created by the emperor of our underground kingdom. It has no effect on the people in our underground city. Any creature coming in from the outside world will be solidified as long as they have genetic cultivation in their bodies. So, I have no idea if there is an antidote for this poison. Even if there is, it is in the hands of the emperor. You'd better not lie to us, otherwise I'll kill you. Yu Qianqian said angrily. Shigandang sensed the killing intent and pretended to be helpless and said, Beauty, what I said is true, this poison actually does not require any antidote. As long as Li Man leaves the range of the poison gas, it will automatically be detoxified. I thought to myself, bitch, you still want to kill me, when the chance comes. I'll kill you first. Huaxian looked over with cold eyes. Shigandang's body trembled violently and he exclaimed, could it be that this guy could see through his thoughts? Otherwise, why would he suddenly become so indifferent to me? Cold sweat broke out instantly. He smiled brightly at Huaxian, and no longer dared to have any disrespectful thoughts. Sir, I'm going to the bathroom, Shigandang said and trotted away. Just because Huaxian's expression was too cold. He went to the bathroom and quickly sent what had happened to Rock City, asking his father, the city lord, to be prepared. Honey, this guy is definitely going to play tricks, Maran Grong said. Everyone looked at Huaxian. Huaxian smiled coldly and said, if they want to play tricks, it depends on whether they have the ability to do so. But husband, our genetic realms have been solidified. Not only can we not help you, but we are also a burden to you. Huaxian smiled and said, don't worry, I'm here for you. Nothing will happen to you, don't you still trust me? Of course we believe our husbands, everyone said in unison. Lu Xiaohan and her three sisters were curious about Hu Xianyu's family. Shigandang never appeared again, and everyone was happy about it. Out of sight, out of mind. Lu Xiaohan walked up to Huaxian and asked, do you accept us now? The three sisters also hurried over. And the four of them surrounded Huaxian. Maran Grong and the others were watching with smiles on their faces. We have to see how Huaxian will deal with it this time. Huaxian frowned and asked, when did I accept you? You are girls. Please respect yourselves and love yourselves, and don't confess your feelings in groups at every turn. If you are not shy, I am shy for you. After saying that, he pushed them aside and left. The four of them had a tacit understanding. They held hands and said in unison, if you don't give us an answer this time, we won't let you leave. Huaxian sneered, don't even mention that your genetic realm is solidified now. Even if it is dispersed, can you trap me? Lian, the long-armed monkey among the three sisters, shouted, why do you dislike us so much? As he spoke, he was about to cry. Huaxian said, speechless lie, I have never disliked you, but that doesn't mean I have to love you, please respect yourself. Chapter 662, Damn you lowly human slaves, you will die. Rock City. Shigandang controlled the spaceship and flew directly towards the ambush place. I was so excited. You lowly human slave, you dare to be my enemy? Today is your end. And those women, just wait for me. The spacecraft slowly descended towards a landing point. Maran Grong said at this time, hubby, I have a bad feeling. Yes, husband, I feel the same way. Niucc followed. Huaxian nodded and said, don't be afraid, I'll take care of everything. After saying that, he opened the communicator and hacked directly. Huaxian's powerful hacking skills enabled him to easily invade the local network. It's all smart technology, everything is under control. What surprised Huaxian was that the other party had prepared a lot of super technological weapons. And it seemed that they wanted to attack him with a wave of technological weapons first. It was at this time, everyone saw through Huaxian's intrusion surveillance footage that a small aircraft had separated from the spacecraft. The person inside was Shigandang, who looked crazy. Damn lowly human slaves, you are dead. Shigandang, who thought he had escaped, shouted through the communicator. Huaxian smiled coldly and pressed a button. Suddenly, all the high-tech weapons around were activated and launched a fierce attack on Shigandang's aircraft. What happened? Who launched the attack? A middle-aged man who looked somewhat similar to Shigandang roared angrily. Damn it, are you crazy? Shigandang also let out a desperate roar. City Lord, something terrible has happened, all of our technological weapons have been hacked. A soldier ran up to him in a panic and said, What are our hackers doing? Boom boom boom. Shigandang's small aircraft encountered a fierce attack. The entire aircraft exploded instantly. Shigandang looked at the rune residue in his hand with distress. His heart bleeding. It turned out that at the critical moment, he crushed this ancient defensive rune, and a protective shield wrapped him, blocking the first round of attacks. Before he could breathe a sigh of relief, A second round of more violent attacks came. "Father, save me," Shi Gandang roared in despair. "Damn it." The city lord roared, relying on his great strength to withstand the firepower, and approached Shi Gandang at the fastest speed. Just when he was about to hug Shi Gandang and take him away, Huaxian in the spaceship stretched out a hand and, relying on his absolute control over strength, formed a barrier between the two. Ding dong! The city lord's body rushed forward and hit the transparent power barrier heavily. The collision knocked him dizzy. Boom boom boom. Various super technological weapons were used on the father and son. "Father, save me." Shi Gandang's voice was extremely weak. The city lord himself was in a very miserable state. In order to save his son, he didn't care about anything else and burst out with all his strength. Ignoring the endless stream of technological weapons attacks, he struck back with a heavy blow. Boom! With a deafening explosion, the transparent power barrier swayed violently but did not break. This scene shocked the city lord extremely. Only then did he realize that his son had offended a terrifying existence. He wanted to plot against others, but ended up being easily controlled by them. "Sir, please show mercy and spare my son." There was no other choice. The city lord had to beg for mercy from the spaceship in the sky. Huaxian's cold voice came. "Your son said he brought me here to get the treasure. But he ended up trying to harm me, damn it." Rumble. A forbidden weapon was fired, carrying with it a breath of destruction. The city lord was so frightened that he turned around and ran away without caring about his son. Even he couldn't withstand this kind of weapon at the center of the explosion. "Your Excellency, that's too much." A martial arts figure suddenly appeared in the sky. Each one exudes an aura of destruction. The lowest level of cultivation is the 100th level of the Divine King. The most powerful one is already at the God Emperor level. The launcher that fired the forbidden weapon was violently smashed to pieces by a strongman. Abu weapons are naturally ineffective. Huaxian waved his hand and arranged a powerful defensive formation around the spaceship. Then he said, "Wife, wait for me on the ship." After saying that, he opened the door of the spaceship and walked out into the void. Suddenly everyone's attention was focused. I saw just one human. All the living beings here were stunned. Can a human race be so powerful? Everyone knows that the human race is being badly oppressed on this continent. He is still an inferior human slave with no status. Someone muttered in shock. Although Huaxian did not give off a terrifying aura, the fact that he could step in the air as if he were walking on flat ground made people realize that he was no ordinary person. Under the watchful eyes of the crowd, Huaxian came directly to Shi Gandang. "What are you up to?" The dying Shi Gandang asked angrily. Huaxian smiled and said, "You want to kill me. What do you think I should do?" "You want to kill me? Do you think the strong men of my clan are just decorations?" With his own strong man right beside him, Shi Gandang's confidence returned. The city lord on the side said angrily, "Human race, if you kneel down now and ask for death, our race can still give you a quick death." Huaxian suddenly looked at the city lord with murderous eyes and asked, "You want to kill me too? Or do you all want to kill me? In this way, I will have no burden in my heart when I destroy your Shi family next." These plain words made everyone who heard them feel murderous. He wants to destroy the Shi family right away. How crazy. Young man, if you were a little more low-key, you might be able to live a little longer. Unfortunately, you don't know how to be low-key, so go to hell. A strong man from the Shi family took action directly. He threw a punch in the air towards Huaxian. Shockingly, there was no ripple in the space. The next moment, the space in front of Huaxian suddenly surged, and a terrifying aura spread out. The whole audience was shocked. What kind of attack is this? It actually rushed out from the void. It's really hard to guard against. A transparent protective shield appeared in front of Huaxian, resisted this wave of attacks. It was at this time that Huaxian threw out countless formation materials. Rely on chaos-level formation methods to quickly set up the formation. The Shi family warriors who thought Huaxian could not withstand this wave of attacks dispersed when they noticed it. When he wanted to rush out, he found himself trapped in the formation. The next moment, the gravity in the formation suddenly increased, getting stronger and stronger. It caused their expressions to change drastically. Suddenly strong winds blew up in the formation, and each gust of wind was a terrifying destructive wind blade. This caused cracks to appear in the space. This shows how terrifying this wind blade is. This is not over yet. Huge fireballs also appeared quickly. Countless attacks were targeted at these 5 strong men of the Shi family. The outside world looked extremely shocked and terrified. His eyes subconsciously fell on Huaxian, who was responsible for everything, and he felt fear. With a wave of his hand, he actually set up such a terrifying formation that even the strong men of the Shi family had no time to react. What level of formation strength is this? Chapter 663. Humans, this is not your territory. Break it for me. The strongest man of the Shi family, the Divine Emperor, stared at the dense attacks of various attributes and attacked the formation that restrained them with all his strength. At this time Huaxian waved his hand and added another formation. A gust of wind restrained him, reducing his speed by half. And gravity increased again, making her speed even slower. Naturally, the attack power was also weakened greatly. A formation within a formation. Someone outside shouted in horror. With a wave of the hand, a formation can be formed without any specific cornerstone. Such a terrifying formation strength. I am afraid that even a god-level formation master cannot do it. Right? Looking at Huaxian, everyone felt fear. Not good. The soul tablet of the fifth elder is broken. A terrified roar was heard from the Shi family ancestral hall. Hearing this sound and watching the attack from high above, everyone understood. The fifth supreme elder of the Shi family, a powerful god king, has fallen. Everyone in the Shi family trembled violently. At this moment, I was terrified and extremely regretful. Some people also blame a lot. Because such disasters are all caused by Shigandang. At this moment, Shigandang was held by his father and felt his father's icy breath. He knew his father was blaming him too. The fear in my heart reached its extreme. I felt so much regret that I had provoked such a demon. City Lord, the sky has fallen, and the soul tablets of the four great elders have also been shattered. Boom. For the Shi family, it was simply doomsday. In an instant, two elders at the peak of the God King level were lost. Sir, please stop. You want the treasure of my clan? I'll give it to you. The city lord spoke to Huaxian in a pleading tone. Huaxian smiled coldly and said, I can still get what I want by destroying your Shi family. Boom boom. A thunder dragon entered the formation. And the attack power surged again. Look, are those formation attribute attacks merging? Because the various attacks in the formation were too dense, people outside could not see clearly what was happening inside. At this time various attribute attacks are integrated. Only then could I see clearly what was going on inside. There were only 3 people standing together with their backs, struggling to hold on. The other 2 people have disappeared without a trace. The power emanating from the fusion of the formations became more and more terrifying. Not to mention the people inside the formation. Even the people outside were scared to death. Far away, a graceful figure slowly walked towards them. That's right, it's also stepping in the air. However, few people noticed her except Huaxian. Because everyone's attention was attracted by the situation inside the formation. Calm down, young man, let's talk it over. The ancestor of the Shi family in the formation also begged for mercy. Huaxian said coldly, when you wanted to kill me without caring about anything, your doom was already sealed. The 3 people in the formation trembled in despair. Humans, this is not your territory. After Qian Ying arrived and started speaking, countless people noticed her. Oh my god, she's so beautiful. So beautiful, she is definitely the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. If I could marry her, it would be worth dying for. Boom. This is what I just said. The body exploded with a loud bang. The soul was not spared. Everyone then noticed that it was the beautiful woman who glanced at him. Just a glance was enough to bring down a god king. The shock felt by all living beings in the audience was beyond description. It was also at that moment that Huaxian felt an extremely powerful demonic aura. Huaxian smiled and said, who told you that I am a human? System, I want to make a wish and draw a lottery to obtain all the abilities that allow me to transform into a demon. There is no limit to the number of draws until I obtain all the abilities. Ding, congratulations to the host. Make a wish and draw the lottery 58 times. Consume 580 lottery opportunity fragments. Obtain mutant demon blood. Obtain mutant demon blood. Obtain mutant demon blood. Obtain. Suddenly gaining all the abilities related to the devil. What shocked Huaxian even more was that almost all of them were mutations. The beauty stared at Huaxian and sneered, are you going to tell me that you are a demon? Huaxian smiled confidently and said, if I prove that I am a demon, how about you becoming my woman? You're looking for death. Boom. The beauty's terrifying state of mind exploded. And the extremely strong pressure caused the space to overlap and press towards Huaxian. This is no longer as simple as a single pressure, because the space is superimposed layer by layer and it already has the power of heaven. Boom boom boom. Huaxian directly activated all the mutant demon abilities. Suddenly, the terrifying, pure and high-level demonic aura pressed the entire place. Boom boom boom. Unable to as creatures, unable to withstand such an aura. All knelt on the ground, not daring to look up at Huaxian. The beautiful woman was also oppressed by the mutated demonic aura and could no longer fly. So she fell down. This is blood suppression. Her heart was shocked to the extreme. I never thought that this guy who looks like a human being is actually such a terrifying high-level demon. This pure bloodline is actually higher level than mine. I just committed the offense. The demon clan has a strict hierarchy, and rebellion is a serious crime. The Shi family was in great despair. He never expected that Shi Gandang had offended a clan of demons, and a high-level clan of demons at that. Hu Xian's eyes fell on the demon beauty. Now I am qualified to let you be my woman, right? My lord. I, the demon Xiao Ting, will be yours from now on. Devil Xiao Ting said with sweat dripping down her face. The whole person was extremely respectful. Only then did Hu Xian put away the aura of the mutated demon bloodline. He said majestically, "Don't come over yet." The devil Xiao Ting quickly flew to Hu Xian's side. Still being extremely respectful, Hu Xian held her in his arms, looking extremely proud. Ding, host, take down the destroyer within 3 days. Mission failed, and 10 levels of the highest genetic realm will be deducted. Ding, the host's realm in all aspects is at the first level of Divine Emperor, and the realm of all attributes is reduced by 10 levels. The current realm of all attributes is Divine King level 91. Hu Xian was stunned. I no longer feel good hugging the devil shouting. He was so cocky that he forgot about his duty of not picking up girls within 3 days. I was so depressed that I wanted to vomit blood. He took a deep breath, suppressed the depression in his heart, and said to the devil shouting, "The Shi family provoked me, so destroy them." "Yes, my husband." Demon Xiao Ting shouted respectfully before making her move. The power of the 5th level Divine Emperor exploded, and it only took a moment to deal with the Shi family. Hu Xian returned to the spaceship depressed. Everyone looked over with dull eyes. I never thought that my man was actually a demon, and they are a high-level demon race. Husband, you, Maron Grong wanted to ask. Hu Xian, who was in a bad mood, interrupted, "Don't ask anything, I'm tired and need to take a rest." After a while, the demon Xiao Ting arrived and left the dungeon. After saying that, he rushed into a room. A terrified scream came from the room, shocking everyone. Chapter 664, the situation is so bad. Everyone rushed over. I saw a naked woman wearing a genetic confinement bracelet and tied up with iron chains. Hu Xian frowned and asked, "What's wrong with you?" The girl cried, "It was Shi Gandaji arrested me and imprisoned me here, using me as a tool to vent his sexual desires." Crackling. Hu Xian clenched his fists, his anger still lingering. After a while, he said, "Don't cry, the Shi family will disappear from the underground city today." As he said this, he untied the gene-binding bracelet for him. Cultivation restored. Boom. The woman broke the chains herself. Strangely enough, this gene confinement bracelet cannot be unlocked by the wearer himself, and neither can the person who wears the gene confinement bracelet. Only others can easily untie it. Ding dong. The woman knelt in front of Hu Xian and said with great gratitude, "Thank you for saving me." Because he was naked, the scene Hu Xian saw was extremely eye-catching and he reacted naturally. The woman also noticed this scene, and a flash of resentment flashed across her face. I thought to myself that all men are bad. Hu Xian took a deep breath and said to Maron Grong and the others, "Wise, go check other rooms to see if there are people like her imprisoned there. Release them all." "Okay, husband? Are we your wives too?" Lu Xiaohan asked. Hu Xian said depressed lie, "You can choose yes or no." Lu Xiaohan smiled and said, "Then I will be your wife for a while." And she turned and walked away. At this time, the devil Xiao Ting returned with murderous intent. "Husband, the Shi family has been destroyed." Hu Xian looked at her, nodded and said, "Okay, I understand. Once they release the victims imprisoned on the spaceship, we will leave the underground city." After saying that, he walked out of the room. At this moment, because of the punishment of reduced cultivation, Hu Xian had little interest in women. The woman was stunned. I thought the other party was going to do something to me. After a while, he walked out of the room, came to Hu Xian and said, "Thank you for saving me, I will repay you when I have the chance." After saying that, he left. At this time, a large group of naked beauties came over. When they saw Hu Xian, they all became extremely shy. Hu Xian waved his hand, exchanged hundreds of sets of clothes and said, "Put on your clothes and leave." The woman who had even reached the door fell back and asked, "Where's mine?" Hu Xian smiled and said, "I thought you liked streaking." Boring. Hu Xian still gave him a set of her clothes. After changing their clothes, the girls were not in a hurry to leave. Hu Xian waved his hand and said, "You can go now." "Sir, I was captured from the outside world. I cannot use my genetic power here. Can you take me out?" "My lord, I am also from the outside world." Many women have expressed their opinions. In fact, they are all good looking, otherwise Shi Gandang would not look down on them. Hu Xian nodded and said, "Okay, those who want to go outside can stay. And those who want to leave here should hurry up and don't waste my time." Immediately a group of people expressed their gratitude and left. Soon, there were only 35 people left, including the woman at the beginning. Aren't you leaving? Huaxian asked. I want to go outside. Do. All right then. Huaxian handed the control of the spaceship to the demon shouting and said, Life, leave the underground city. Demon shouting handed a nanospace device to Huaxian and said, Abi, all the treasures of the Shi family are here. After saying that, he controlled the spaceship and left the dungeon. Huaxian excitedly checked it out. System, find the treasure. Dang, Chaos Color Stone was found. Refining it can double the strength of the body. Then refine it quickly. Ding, congratulations to the host for refining the Chaos Color Stone. Infinite strengthening points without consumption. Complete refining can make the body attributes reach the 30th level of the Divine Emperor. Huaxian's body trembled. He was extremely excited. Now all of their cultivation has fallen to the level of Divine Emperor, and they are very depressed. Now, by refining the Chaos-Colored Stone, one can possess the physical attributes of a 30th level Divine Emperor, which is simply too cool. Huaxian was in a good mood and became interested as he looked at the beauties around him. No matter how you look at it, each one is beautiful. As for whether they are perfect bodies, in the world of cultivation, or have infinite lives, it is meaningless to care about this. Honey, we're about to leave the dungeon. Where do you think we should go? Huaxian immediately shared the information about the spaceship where Mao Yui was with Demon shouting and said, Go here, get on this spaceship and then go to Dark City. Dark City? Hubby, what are you doing in Dark City? Devil Xiaoting asked worriedly. Huaxian asked doubtfully, Aren't the demons the strongest race on the continent? Honey, you seem a little scared? Demon Xiaoting smiled bitterly and said, As most of this continent is controlled by our demon clan. However, Dark City belongs to the dark forces. We are an alliance on the surface. But in fact they hate us demons. It doesn't matter. I'm actually a human, Huaxian said with a smile. Demon Xiaoting smiled bitterly and said, Husband, the dark forces hate the human race more than we demons do. In the world of the dark forces, the human race is even worse than slaves. Is it so bad? Huaxian frowned. Demon Xiaoting nodded and said, The situation is just that bad. Moreover, the dark forces seem to have produced some treasures recently, and they are extremely wary of outside forces. It is really dangerous to go to Dark City at this time. If there's a baby, then I'm going to go even more. Okay, don't worry, honey, I can handle everything. Thinking that Huaxian was of high-level demon blood, Demon Xiaoting stopped trying to persuade him. Gan, can you said it this time? Hubby, if it's really too dangerous, we don't have to go to Dark City for the time being. Anyway, my current situation is not bad. What are you talking about? The plan won't change, so don't worry, maybe we'll get lucky this time and get a treasure. About 5 minutes. The spaceship rushed out of the underground and entered a bottomless sinkhole. The light outside can be faintly seen. As the spacecraft rose, it became brighter and brighter. Soon the sunlight came into everyone's sight. After leaving the range of gene coagulation, everyone's cultivation was restored. The feeling made them want to scream. This feeling of losing and regaining is the most exciting. Hubby, our cultivation has recovered. That's great. I don't have to be so passive anymore. The underground creatures have come out. Open fire. A hateful voice came from outside the sky. The next moment, various technological weapons attacked Huaxian and his men. The various attacks were so powerful that they filled up the entire Tiankang. It is not difficult to see that the outside world has been preparing for a long time. In order to protect everyone, Huaxian had set up a formation on the spaceship and didn't take such an attack seriously at all. The spaceship rushed out of the sinkhole under fierce firepower. Outside, countless high-level god kings surrounded the spaceship in the form of a formation and launched an attack together. Chapter 665, You are over 38,000 years old? Their attacks did not fall directly on the spaceship, but instead gathered above it. It was actually accumulating strength. This is going to be a devastating attack. Husband? What should I do? Gan, can you asked. Huaxian smiled slightly and said, It's just an ordinary dragon trapping killing formation. It can be easily broken. The other women on the spaceship were all pale with fear. I thought, if I had known I would encounter this situation, I would rather stay in the underground world. At least I'm still alive. Huaxian came onto the deck. Suddenly, the eyes of countless creatures in the outside world also fell on him. Human race? They exclaimed, each one stunned. I never expected that the guy who came out of an advanced spaceship from the underground world would actually be a human. And he didn't have any identity card and was an inferior slave. What is going on? Maran Grong and the others also followed out. Oh my god, there are so many beautiful women. I was stunned by their looks and figures. Huaxian saw the flaw in the opponent's formation. A palm slapped out. At this moment, after refining some Chaos-colored stones, His physical attribute du Trelm has reached the 10th level of Divine Emperor. This palm was as fast as the Aurora and hit a guy in an instant. This guy flew out injured. The formation suddenly became unstable. The formation's counterattack actually injured these guys. An old man asked angrily, "How do you know he is the center of the formation?" That's right, Huaxian attacked the weakest among them. Coincidentally, he is the core of the entire formation. As a general rule, everyone would think that the center of a formation must be the strongest. After all, the center of a formation is the most important. Huaxian smiled and said, "I didn't know he was the center of the formation. I just knew he was the weakest, so I attacked him. I didn't expect that the center of your formation is actually the weakest. I am really surprised." Buzz. The terrifying aura of the 10th level Divine Emperor spread in all directions. All living beings were extremely shocked. They all knelt on the ground, trembling. "I feel like my life and death depends on the other person's thoughts." Huaxian then said to the demon Xiaoting, "Fly to the destination." The spacecraft flew away rapidly. When the spacecraft could no longer be seen, the millions of powerful outsiders surrounding the sinkhole breathed a sigh of relief. The other party is a human. He didn't embarrass us. It seems that he is not from the underground world. Nonsense, the human race is definitely not from the underground world. I guess he must have stolen a spaceship from the underground world and got out. And we misunderstood him. So, something might have happened in the underground world. The group of people began to speculate. On the spaceship, Huaxian returned to the cabin. Dozens of beautiful women were staring at him. "What are you doing?" Huaxian asked in a tone that sounded like I was scared. Maran Gron burst out laughing. "Hubby, you acted so well. Tell me the truth, do you want to help them collect all of them?" Huaxian said seriously, "Nonsense, am I that kind of person?" "Hubby, you guys are finally back." Mao Yui watched the communication video of the spacecraft and shouted excitedly. When he noticed dozens of beauties from various ethnic groups, he was stunned. Then she said angrily, "Husband, you left me to pick up girls?" Huaxian said speechless lie, "What are you thinking, wife? They are all victims in the underground city. The spacecraft docked soon." Huaxian brought everyone to the deck. He said to the beauties, "We have reached the outside world now, you can leave on your own." After saying that, he flew towards Mao Yui. Gankan Yuer and the others followed closely behind. Yui immediately rushed over, and when she saw the Mole Yinger, she glared at Huaxian fiercely and said, "Hubby, you won't let such a young child go?" Huaxian hugged her in his arms and said seriously, "If you dare to say anything nonsense again, I will make sure you can't get out of bed for 3 days." Mao Yui's face was flushed, but she was very expectant. Huaxian then explained, "She is my apprentice. You should teach her how to practice well in the future." "You are my apprentice, why do you want us to teach you?" And IUCC asked. "Because you are all her master's wives." "Disciple, why don't you call me master's wife? It's good for women." Mole Yinger shouted quickly. "A disciple, if you don't understand something in the future and want students, just look for your mistress. Yuer, drive the spaceship to Dark City." The spacecraft starts. On the opposite spaceship, the beauties watched Huaxian and his companions leave. After a while, the beautiful woman that Huaxian met at the beginning still chased after him and shouted, "Open the shield, I want to come in." Huaxian asked doubtfully, "What do you want to do?" "I want to be your woman," the other party said bluntly. At the same time, I became nervous. I was worried that Huaxian would dislike me because of my past. Huaxian smiled and said, "Okay, then I will accept you reluctantly." The spaceship shield opened a hole and she flew in. I breathed a sigh of relief. I made the right bet. "Come with me. Grab Huaxian and leave." The others were stunned. I thought, isn't this girl too proactive? Arriving at a room, she locked the door and her breathing quickened. Her chest rose and fell violently with her breathing. And Huaxian was so slow that he couldn't take his eyes away. He took a deep breath and asked, "What are you going to do?" "This is for you." She actually took out a red bead from her body and handed it to Huaxian. Huaxian didn't dislike it and took the beads curiously. Ding, Chaos, Source Bead. This bead is the core material for setting up a Chaos level formation. This is a treasure. Where did you get this bead? Huaxian asked curiously. She reached out again and took out the second pill from her body. Huaxian was stunned. When she saw Huaxian's shocked expression, she knew that the beads produced in her body must be very useful. Moreover, Huaxian should know what it is. So I asked, "Husband, do you know what kind of bead is inside Wenya's body?" Huaxian reacted and asked, "Don't you know what kind of beads are in your body?" Leopard Princess shook her head and said, "I don't know. I started growing this bead when I was 18. Because no one knew what the beads were. And I was afraid of being thought of as a monster. I didn't tell anyone. You are the first one to know, husband. And how many of these beads do you have in your body?" The prototype of this bead began to appear when I was 18 years old. Normally one bead is fully formed every 100 years. I now have 380 of them in my body. So, you are more than 38,000 years old? No, I entered a strange place. The energy there can accelerate the growth of this bead. I was trapped there for more than 100 years, almost one bead per year. Huaxian's eyes lit up. That place was definitely not simple. He asked impatiently, can you still find that place? Chapter 666, Divine Lord Level Thunder Tiger. I can't remember. I was sucked into a whirlpool. Many creatures died there. The strange thing is that I was the only one who was fine. Later, I encountered a whirlpool and jumped into it. Then I appeared in the underground city, where I was caught and imprisoned by Shigendang. Huaxian frowned. He suspected that the world was related to chaos. If he could get in, he would probably get a lot of opportunities. Unfortunately, Leopard Prince also entered by accident. System Leopard Ya, what's going on? Ding, Leopard Yene is a rare chaos source body. Because she does not have a method to convert chaos source power into cultivation, the chaos source power will form a chaos source burrow when it reaches a certain level. Then exchange it for me for a chaos level technique. Ding, congratulations to the host. Exchange for the most suitable skill for the heroine Bao Wenyi. Chaos Ju, consuming 100 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Huaxian was stunned. He thought that unlimited strengthening points could be exchanged without any consumption. I didn't expect that this time it was the fragments of the lottery chance that were deducted. It seems that the higher the quality of the item, the greater the price you pay. I suddenly felt a little regretful. If I had known this, I would have made a wish and participated in the lottery. Maybe you can save some lottery chance fragments. Honey, I really can't remember that place. I will try my best to recall it. Please don't despise me, okay? Seeing that Huaxian suddenly fell silent, Leopard Ya said worriedly. Huaxian took out the case art and handed it to her, saying, take this technique and practice it well. What kind of skill is this? Leopard Ya took it curiously. Who would have thought that once he had mastered the technique, he would experience an instant explosion? And it turned into countless strange words and directly sank into Leopard Ya's mind. This scene is extremely magical. Huaxian was stunned by what he saw. The next moment, the chaos art started to run on its own inside Leopard Ya's body. His realm of true god level 90 suddenly soared. So horrifying. It broke through the barrier of the God King in an instant, and continued to soar rapidly. In less than a quarter of an hour, he reached the peak of the God King. His whole body exudes a colorful aura of chaos, and his power is astonishing. Huaxian quickly set up a formation to block the aura. And then he looked at Bao Wenyi seriously. Bao Wenyi herself was stunned and couldn't recover for a long time. Boom! A loud explosion came from Leopard Ya's body. The Divine Emperor's barrier was broken. His realm is soaring towards the Divine Emperor. Once it is stabilized, Leopard Ya will be a Divine Emperor. Boom boom! The breakthrough of the chaos source was so terrifying that even Huaxian's formation could not conceal the secret. Thunder surged in the sky, and the terrifying thunder punishment was running rapidly. It enveloped the entire spacecraft, making everyone feel the breath of destruction. He subconsciously looked towards the room where Huaxian and Bao Wenyi were, not understanding what they had done to cause such a horrible celestial phenomenon. Demon Xiaoting said in shock, this is a thunder punishment. My husband is already a powerful divine emperor. Could it be that the girl has made a breakthrough? That this is clearly a thunder punishment at the level of a divine emperor. Huaxian felt the horrific thunder punishment outside and did not dare to stay on the spaceship. He broke the formation, picked up Leopard Ya and rushed out of the room. Seeing that everyone was there, he said anxiously, Bao Wenyi is about to break through. I will take her to overcome the tribulation. You guys go wait in the distance. The situation was urgent, and although everyone had questions, they didn't ask at this time. Huaxian answered into the sky with leopard print dress. Everyone came to the deck and were shocked to see Huaxian rushing into the horrifying thunder punishment. Can you demons not fear the punishment of thunder? Yan, can you asked the demon Xiaoting beside her. Demon Xiaoting smiled bitterly and said, lightning has the power to do double the damage to us demons. But my husband is not an ordinary demon. Boom boom. The thunder punishment in the sky seemed to be enraged, and the pressure it exuded became even more powerful. Huaxian endured the baptism of thunder punishment, but not only was he not hurt, but his lightning cultivation level increased. The situation for Leopard Prince is not so optimistic, because this lightning is aimed at the breakthrough of the chaotic body. It causes great damage to her. Hubby, this thunder punishment is too terrible. I'm afraid I can't bear it, Leopard Ya said with a pale face. Although Huaxian resisted 90 of the thunder punishment for her, she was still unable to withstand the remaining 10. Don't be afraid, just focus on your cultivation and breakthrough. I will take care of the thunder punishment. Huaxian protected her behind him and faced the increasingly terrifying Super Thunder punishment alone. The feeling that this Thunder punishment gave Huaxian was far beyond the Thunder punishment over the Sea of Death. The difference is that this is just a Thunder punishment. There is no consciousness. The Soul Thunder Dragon above the Sea of Death obviously has self-awareness. Waves of Thunder punishment fell, and were all refined and absorbed by Huaxian. Ding! Congratulations to the host, the Destruction Thunder body has reached level 2. Huaxian was overjoyed. After the Destruction Thunder body reaches the second level, the combat power increases directly to a terrifying billion times. However, this did not stop. The Thunder punishment seemed to be angered by Huaxian, and an extremely dangerous aura came from the depths of the void. Huaxian was terrified. There is an illusion that if you are hit by the thunder, your soul will be annihilated. And as time goes by, that feeling becomes stronger. When ya give up on breaking through, Huaxian shouted loudly. However, Leopard Ya seemed to be lost and couldn't listen at all. Our realm at this moment has reached the 50th level of Divine Emperor and is still rising. Seeing that he couldn't wake up Biawanya, Huaxian took a deep breath and decided to give it a try. In order to avoid implicating others, he rushed directly towards the void where the thunder punishment was coming. Oh my god, is my husband crazy? Far away, the people on the spaceship were horrified when they saw this scene. Just because they also felt the breath of thunder punishment that destroyed everything. The sky was full of thunder clouds, but they disappeared because Huaxian rushed into the void. No more targeting Leopard Prince Ya. Leopard Prince elegance is rising steadily, making everyone envious. I just can't figure out what the reason is that caused Bao, Wei and Ya's cultivation to improve so wildly. Is there a seal in her body? Did her husband remove the seal for her? Yukion Qin guessed. Everyone suddenly realized and felt the same way. Only in this way can we explain clearly why Leopard Ya's strength has been increasing so unconditionally. In the void. When he arrived here, Huaxian discovered that the extremely dangerous Lei Fei was actually a thunder tiger transformed from lightning. Just when he was about to be swallowed by Lei Hu, the Void Cat appears. At this moment, the battle with Thunder Tiger is evenly matched. The more this happened, the more shocked Huaxian was, because he knew that the Void Cat was definitely a being above the God Lord level, and since this Lei Hu could fight him without losing, doesn't he also belong to the God Lord level? It's unbelievable that Leopard Ya's breakthrough actually alarmed the arrival of the God level Thunder Tiger. After thinking about it carefully, he realized that it was probably because of his dryness that the thunder penalty was infinitely doubled, which was why he entered the cave at the level of a God level Thunder Tiger. Fortunately, the Void Cat is here, otherwise I would have been swallowed and refined by the other party in an instant. At this time, the Coffee Cat on his shoulder said, Master, take this opportunity to pick up the lightning gene that was knocked off the Thunder Tiger. It will be of great benefit to you. Chapter 667, since it's on the way. Let's go together. After being reminded by Cave Mao, Huaxian reacted. Looking at the battle with the Void Cat and the lightning power splashing everywhere, Huaxian rushed over with fiery eyes. This is a God-level lightning gene. Grab a 3-inch piece of lightning gene energy. Boom! With a huge explosion, Huaxian's hair was instantly blasted apart and turned into charcoal. Not to mention the body. Even the soul is numb. Only then did he realize the horror of this God-level thunder and lightning. System, refine this lightning power for me. Huaxian's soul consciousness roared. Ding! Congratulations to the host. The amount of lightning gene of the God level is being refined. The lightning gene realm continues to improve, and the destructive lightning body continues to improve. In painful waiting, after about 3 hours, he finally refined the God level lightning gene power. Ding! Congratulations to the host for reaching the 3rd level of the Destruction Thunder body, and increasing the lightning combat power by 10 billion times. The improvement of the Destructive Thunder body restored Huaxian's community, which was close to destruction, to normal. Feeling the realm of lightning gene. He is only at the 10th level of Divine Emperor. It seems that improving the Destruction Thunder body has consumed too much of the God Lord level lightning gene power. Looking at the lightning genes flying all over the sky, Huaxian rushed out again. Court death. The God-level Thunder Tiger actually spoke in human language and slapped Huaxian. The space seemed to shorten in an instant, and the attack came in the blink of an eye. The Void Cat waved its paw. With a loud bang, Lei Hu's attack was shattered. Huaxian took this opportunity to seize a great God-level lightning force. The improvement of this cultivation and destructive thunder body made Huaxian no longer as embarrassed as before. The system quickly refines the lightning gene. Time passes by every second. An hour later, Huaxian's destructive thunder body reached the terrifying 5th level, and the increase was 1 trillion times. The lightning gene realm has also reached the peak of the 100th level of the Divine Emperor. Because Huaxian had swallowed too many lightning genes, Lei, who had been completely suppressed by the Void Katten, was at a disadvantage. Roar! With a roar of anger, it glared at Huaxian fiercely, turned around and disappeared in a flash of lightning. The Void Cat went straight back to the pet's pace, which obviously consumed a lot of energy. The Fake It hurried back to comfort her. Huaxian's hands flashed with lightning, and he suddenly tore into the void. Without any sound, a huge crack was torn in the void. Huaxian took a step forward. Cracks recover quickly. Huaxian descended downwards. Husband. Leopard Princia has completed the breakthrough. Look at her cultivation. A peak of the 100th level of the Divine Emperor. Huaxian was extremely shocked. This girl was still at the True God realm more than 10 hours ago, but now she has leapt to the peak Divine Emperor realm. Even if I own a system, I have never experienced such an exaggerated improvement. Honey, how do you feel? Hubby, I feel so full of strength that I can smash the sky into pieces with one punch. Hubby, the technique you taught me is so powerful that it has transformed all the strength in my body into cultivation. You are now a peak Divine Emperor. You must control your power when you attack next time. Huaxian pulled the well-behaved Leopard Ya towards the spaceship. On the spaceship, seeing Huaxian and Bao Wei and Wei arriving, everyone came to the edge of the deck and looked over. Why do I feel that my husband and Leopard Ya are different? And IUCC said. Husband, what realm are you in now? Qian, can you or ask directly? My current realm is the same as Wen Ya's. Both are at the peak of the 100th level of the Divine Emperor. S. Everyone in the audience took a deep breath. Husband, you guys are too strong, we are all left too far behind. Yu Qian said sadly. Don't be like this, follow me and your cultivation will improve quickly. Now let's head to Dark City. With strong strength, Huaxian is full of confidence in going to Dark Chen. The spaceship started and flew towards the Dark City. Everyone gathered around Leopard Princia and asked her all sorts of questions. Huaxian's quietness, 3 days later, entered a world dominated by darkness. Demon Xiaoting said, Husband, this is the territory of the dark creatures. Boom. Just as he finished speaking, a dark laser attacked their spaceship. Rumble. The attack hit the ship's defenses and with a loud bang, the ship had already rushed past. Several dark spaceships came in pursuit. Huaxian turned on the communicator and used his superb hacking skills to directly hack into the opponent's spaceship, then control the opponent's spaceship to collide. Damn it. The spaceship was hacked and lost control. Angry roars were heard from every spaceship. Boom boom boom. The spaceships collided with each other and attacked each other. In the distance, densely packed super technological weapons locked onto the spaceship and attacked. Demon Xiaoting said, Hubby, outside spacecraft should be prohibited from flying here, so we should keep a low profile. Huaxian nodded and said, Okay, let's abandon the spacecraft. Let the spaceship fly intelligently. And they jumped off the spaceship. Fall into the jungle. Boom. There was a deafening explosion. In the distance, their spaceship was blown up by various weapons. I thought this was the end. At this time, countless small aircraft were pressing down on the ground. Soon they were locked down and surrounded. Small aircraft landed, and teams of dark creatures walked down. Husband, it's the Dark Demon Bear clan, said the devil Xiaoting. Who are you? Why are you here? Did you drive that spaceship in just now? The tall dark demon bear in the lead asked coldly. Huaxian said with a smile, It's not our spaceship. Not yours? But there are no other alien creatures in this 100-mile radius except you. As this guy spoke, the surrounding dark demon bears surrounded him. A murderous look flashed in Huaxian's eyes, and he was about to take action. Devil Xiaoting said, Hubby, these guys like devil crystal essence, and they can be dealt with money. Hearing this, Huaxian smiled and walked up to the guy, handed him a nano-space device and said, Sir, we are new to Dark City, this is our pass. The guy took a look at the nano-space device. His originally serious expression suddenly brightened up. Huaxian was much more pleasing to the eye. Boy, why didn't you show your pass earlier? It almost caused a misunderstanding. Huaxian discovered that the other party did not despise him just because he was a human, and seemed to really like the demon crystal marrow. Others, pack up. The guy waved and turned away. Wait a minute, sir. The other party turned around and asked. Why, do you have anything else to do? Huaxian asked with a smile. Sir, are you going back to Dark City? So what? Huaxian took out the remaining 100 Zero demon crystals, loaded them into the nano-space device and handed it over, saying, Sir, we are also going to Dark City, can you take us with you? The other party took the nano-space device and took a look at it. His eyes became brighter. Looking at Huaxian, I thought to myself that this guy is really rich. He said generously, since it's on the way, let's go together. Chapter 668, only 500,000 or 600,000. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have completed the consumption of 200,000 demon crystals within 10 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete the critical hit 3 times and consume 600 demon crystals within 10 days if the mission fails. The host will be killed if the mission is completed. 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments will be awarded. Huaxian brought everyone on board this guy's spaceship. By the way, my name is Black Bear Oak, you can just call me Lord Oak. After receiving 200,000 demon crystals, Black Bear Oak was in a very good mood and actually introduced himself. After a while someone brought good wine and food. Come on. Terran, you are the most generous Terran I have ever met. Let's have a drink. Huaxian didn't hesitate to pick up the glass and drink it all, saying, good wine? That's right, this is a special brew of our Black Bear tribe. Most people don't have the luxury of tasting it. You are a straightforward guy. And I am not stingy either, let's make friends. Huaxian smiled and said, okay, I'll make friends with you. I wonder if you still have this special brew. I want to buy some. This wine is really delicious. And it's not that Huaxian is trying to curry favor with the other party. Black Bear Oak smiled and said, you want to buy Black Bear special brew? But you're lucky to tell me. I'm telling you, we don't sell this wine to outsiders. Anyone who dares to offer to buy our wine is showing respect to us. But if you like, I can give you 2 jars. He took out 2 jars and placed them in front of Huaxian. Huaxian smiled and took out a nanospace device and handed it over, saying, we are all friends, don't be polite. Huaxian put away the special brew. Black Bear Oak took the nanospace device with a smile. After taking a closer look, I was stunned. This time, it's directly 200,000. This is the Devil's Crystal Marrow. He stared at Huaxian in shock, then laughed for a while and said, human, I Black Bear Ultra, have made friends with you. Come on, let's continue drinking. Huaxian hadn't been so relaxed in a long time. He ate and drank to his heart's content and felt very refreshed. Dark creatures, don't they look so difficult to get along with? Qian Kenyu muttered. Demon Shao Ting smiled bitterly. Why don't you ask your husband if he has stuffed the baggage? Qian Qian said, no matter how much it is, it's just a drop in the bucket for us. What my husband lacks the least is the devil's essence. 5 hours later. Dark Chen has arrived. The spacecraft landed 10 miles away from the East City Gate. Black Bear Oak said, friend, Dark City has its own rules. I can only take you here, there are still 10 miles to go. It won't be far for you to walk there. Remember, you can't fly around in Dark City. Money and power make you the boss, contact me if you have anything. After saying that, he returned to the spaceship and left. Honey, how much demon crystal marrow did you give this guy? Niucc asked quickly. Huaxian smiled and said, it's only about 500 or 600,000 yuan. Niucc rolled her eyes and said, 5 or 600,000, you only have that much? You're really rich. Huaxian smiled and said, it's just the demon crystal essence. Just tell me if you need it. Let's go and take a look at the Dark City. Everyone quickly reached the official road. From a distance, the team entering the Dark City formed a long queue. You know, they are now 10 miles away. In other words, people entering the city lined up for 10 miles. It is not easy to enter the city. Maran Grong asked, how long will it take to queue up? Huaxian smiled and said, isn't it said that in Dark City, demon crystal and strength have the final say? Let's go and cut in line. Everyone was shocked. They were worried because they didn't see anyone cutting in line. After all, among so many people, it is impossible that there are not a few wealthy and powerful ones. In other words, this team might be difficult to join. Huaxian had walked far away, so they had no choice but to follow him. Their looks immediately attracted a lot of attention. What are these guys going to do? Nonsense, he must be going to cut in line. Cutting in line? What a shame, these girls are really good. What a pity. As they went along, they heard such discussions. Honey, have you noticed that no one is cutting in line? Niucc asked worriedly. Huaxian smiled and replied, no one cut in line, that's because they are timid, just follow me. Keep going. Soon, the towering walls of Dark City came into everyone's sight. The height was so terrifying that it seemed to block the sky. Young people, you'd better go and line up at the back. You can't afford the consequences of cutting in line. A kind-hearted middle-aged woman reminded them. Thank you for your kindness. Auntie, we are not cutting in line. Under the pitiful gazes of the people in the queue, Huaxian and his companions arrived at the bottom of the city wall. There are 3 city gates, but only one leads into the city. The largest one in the middle is closed, and the other one is for leaving the city. Everyone who enters Dark City must be questioned. Seeing Huaxian and his group coming, the city guards looked over from afar. Everyone entering the city stopped. The whole audience immediately paid attention. Qian Qian and the others all became nervous. following closely behind Huaxian. Soon they arrived at the city gate. The city guards didn't ask anything, but just watched their expressions become increasingly cold as they approached. Huaxian walked up to the city guard, who was obviously the captain, with a nanospace device and handed it to him, saying, "Our pass." Zheng Wei took the nanospace device and took a look at it. A total of 140,000. Quite surprised. But he did not let them go. He put away the nanospace device and said, "You only have 4 passes. Which can allow for people to pass, you still need 10 passes. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have completed the consumption of 600 Zero demon crystals within 10 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission, complete the critical hit 3 times and consume 1,000,000 demon crystals within 8 days. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. Complete the mission and be rewarded with 10 primary cards." Huaxian smiled and handed over another nanospace device, saying, "Here, I lost it just now." After checking, the captain of the city guard said with a smile, "Yes, 14 passes are just right, you can go in." He actually made way for Huaxian and others to enter. The people around immediately started talking. "How much do you think we should pay to be able to jump in line?" "In my opinion, it will definitely not be less than 10,000 demon crystals? 10,000, you think too much? Last time I gave him 10,000, he was blown away. From what I heard, it costs at least 50,000 per person. 50,000, just to save some time and not wait in line. You're going to spend 50,000? You are wrong. There are 14 of them, which means 700,000 demon crystals. When some people heard this number, they couldn't help but take a deep breath. In the city, the demon Xiaoting couldn't help but ask curiously, "Husband, how much demon crystal did you give?" Huaxian said inferently, 100,000 each. Chapter 616, 500,000 demon crystals. How about killing him? At this time, a young man from the Dark Clan came over with 2 followers. "Hey, these girls are prettier than each other from now on. You are all my women." Extremely rampant. Qian Kenyuer smiled and said, "You want us? Ask our husbands if they agree." The young man's eyes immediately fell on Huaxian. "You are a low-class slave of the human race without any identity. But you are quite special as you can keep so many beauties around you. Now, I have my eyes on these beauties. I want you to give them to me. Do you dare to say no?" Huaxian said coldly, "I have seen all the women in your family. I want you to give them all to me. Do you dare to refuse?" Maran Gron burst out laughing and said, "Husband, what should we do if there is an old witch in their family?" Huaxian smiled and said, "It's okay, I'll take him in as a servant." The young man's face suddenly became extremely cold. Looking at Huaxian and Maran Gron, he said, "You are very good. You have successfully angered me. Kill this inferior human slave." The 2 behind him just started to attack directly, etc. Huaxian shouted. The 2 followers did not stop. Huaxian shouted, "I'll give each of you 100,000 demon crystals. Take them and get out. Just throw 2 nanospace devices over." The 2 of them took it subconsciously and couldn't help but take a look at it. "Is it really 100,000 demon crystal marrows?" someone exclaimed, looking at Huaxian in disbelief. Huaxian said with a smile, "How could I lie to you? You can leave now." Disturbed, one of them said this and turned and left. The purpose of being a thug is to make money. If someone offers him 100 Zara, you want to persuade him to quit. He is not stupid. The other man also said, "Goodbye." Then the 2 followers left. Huaxian's eyes fell on the young master. "Kneel on the ground and beg me to spare you, and I will spare your life. You lowly, inferior human slave, do you think you can defeat me? You, help me kill him, and I will give you 5,000 demon crystals." Huaxian burst out laughing. Then he said, "The price I gave you to quit was 100 Zara each, and you gave them 5,000? He looked at the middle-aged man he pointed at and said, "I'll give you 100,000 yuan and slap him." "Really?" the middle-aged man asked in disbelief. Huaxian directly threw a nanospace device over. The middle-aged man took it and took a look at it. His expression brightened and his breathing quickened. The look he gave the young master suddenly became unfriendly. The young master was terrified and shouted, "How dare you touch me? I am the eldest son of the Black Lion clan." The middle-aged man sneered. "I know you are the eldest son of the Black Lion clan. I don't want to kill you, I just want to slap you. The Black Lion clan won't punish you, right?" Relying on his absolute strength, he suppressed the young master, came in front of him, and slapped him hard. I thought to myself that I had to live up to the 100 Zara demon crystal marrows that Lao Ben gave me. So the blow was very severe. Pop, there was a loud bang. The young man's body flew out heavily. This scene left the people around stunned. After the slap, the guy left quickly. I thought that I couldn't stay in the eastern area of Dark City anymore. But with 100,000 demon crystals, it doesn't matter if I leave the Dark City. Plang. Only then did the young man's body fall heavily to the ground. The floor on the ground was smashed into countless cracks. He just felt like all the bones in his body were about to fall apart. Fortunately, the guy controlled his strength and just slapped him away. It looked scary, but there was no substantial damage. The young man got up in a panic and stared at Hu Xin. Extremely angry. I didn't blame the person who did it, because he wasn't the one who gave the money, and no one else had the courage to touch him. He shouted at an expert, 100,000, destroy him for me. A master stretched out a hand. This guy didn't have time to take out the demon crystal essence. Hu Xin threw a nano-space device into his hand and said, 100,000, give him a kick. Everyone around was stunned. Especially those who had just come to the city, because they all saw that Hu Xin paid to come to the city. Now this guy is relying on his wealth to bully the young master of the nobility. Where on earth did he get so many demon crystals? After the expert checked it, he smiled and said, okay. Turned around and looked at the young master. The latter turned pale with fear, gritted his teeth and said, I'll give you 110,000 and destroy him. This master was smart, and extended his hand again. I thought, the more you bid, the better. The young master said with an unpleasant expression. Don't worry, as long as you deal with him, I will go back and get the demon crystal and give it to you immediately. Damn it, you poor bastard dare to play tricks on me. Bang! He was kicked out directly. Click. Several ribs were broken before he even hit the ground. He fell to the ground, spitting out a mouthful of blood. Feeling extremely depressed, he stared at Hu Xin with murderous intent. Unwilling to accept this, he roared to the people around him. Whoever helps me kill him, my Black Lion tribe will owe him a favor. Hanani's people were moved. The favors of the Black Lion clan cannot be measured by a little bit of demon crystal marrow. One person asked, how do you prove that what you say works? The young master shouted with his status, I am the 7th young master of the Black Lion clan. Do you think I don't even have this little power? 7th young master doesn't have that power. But if you're willing to hand over your ID card, I might believe you. Okay, if you can kill him, I'll give you your ID card. The guy looked at Hu Xin with cold eyes. Hu Xin was not afraid at all, and said calmly, how about killing him with 500,000 demon crystals? The people around took a deep breath. 500,000. That is demon crystal marrow, not demon crystal. The other party shook his head and said, not enough. And he was approaching Hu Xin step by step, while exuding Niren's murderous intent. 1 million. Hu Xin said casually. Many people at the scene trembled. He looked at Hu Xin with an incredible look. It's still not enough. This guy is a little greedy. Hu Xin shook his head, looked at the crowd around him and said, whoever helps me kill him will get 1 million. I'll do it. A burly man rushed over and came to Hu Xin and said, hand over the demon crystal first. It was just killing a man who worked for the demon crystal, not directly killing the 7th young master of the Black Lion clan. So he was naturally not afraid. Hu Xin threw a nano-space device over and said, a deposit of 500,000, kill him and I'll give you the remaining 500. Zero right away. Good. The sturdy man was extremely decisive in taking the demon crystal. Rushed straight over. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have completed the consumption of 1.8 million demon crystals within 8 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete the critical hit 3 times and consume 5.4 million demon crystals within 8 days if the mission fails. The host will be killed. Complete the mission and be rewarded with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Chapter 670, Friend, 100,000 yuan, I will kill him for you. Court death. The other party was not afraid at all. He cursed and attacked brutally. Ding ding dong dong. Both of them used deadly moves and exchanged hundreds of moves in a short period of time. At this time, that young man actually ran away on tiptoe. Hu Xin said to the guy, your employers have all run away. The guy took the opportunity to look back, but there was no one there. Boom. He knocked his opponent back with a powerful blow and chased after him. The guy hired by Hu Xin did not chase him. He smiled and said to him, the opponent ran away. Although I didn't kill him, I repelled him. I'll take the 500,000 yuan. Hu Xin nodded and said, Xiaoqian, it's all yours. When these words were spoken, the people around were extremely shocked. I just want to say it's too arrogant. Hu Xin turned and left. Maran Grong and the others followed behind with wry smiles. There weren't many people left, so Hu Xin asked Yan, can your wife, have you sensed the location of the source of the curse? Yeah, I feel it's over there hubby, follow me. Yan Can Yu took Hu Xin and left. Along the way, everyone knew the reason why Hu Xin had to come to Dark City, so they all followed closely. Not far. An old man blocked their way. Looking at the group of beauties around Huaxian, I'm drooling. There are also four good-looking women around him. The old man said, young man, you must be tired of playing with women around you every day. Look at these four people around you, they are all good. And I am tired of playing with them too. How about you and I exchange for? Regardless of whether Huaxin Tuang agreed or not, he pointed at the crowd and said, she, and she let us pick her as the last one. In one go. The four best people around Huaxian were selected. Still ignoring Huaxian's reaction, he said to the four women behind him, go ahead, you will be the women of this human brother from now on. Then he said to Tian Kenyuer and the others, come here. The four of you, I will treat you well. Tian Kenyuer sneered. We would like to, but we're afraid our husbands won't agree. I'm exchanging with him, why would he disagree? Just come over here. The four women around him had already come behind Huaxian. Huaxian hasn't spoken yet. The guy who had taken 500 Zerodemon crystals before came over and said, friend, 200,000, I'll kill him for you. Huaxian smiled and nodded. Just about to give him the demon crystal essence. But this guy took direct action. What are you doing? The old man shouted angrily. What for? They're offering you 200,000 for your life. You haven't even received the devil's crystal yet and you're already doing this. Are you sick? I have a good reputation, it won't be too late to kill you in that demon crystal. You bastard, do you think I'm afraid of you? Go to hell? The guy threw out a handful of black ash. Damn it. They actually poisoned me. By the time this guy got used to it, the old man had already run away without a trace. This guy came to Huaxian depressed and said, friend, although I failed to kill him, I didn't. Huaxian said, transfer the money. The guy was so excited that he quickly opened the payment code. Huaxian generously scanned the code to transfer money. Everyone around was looking at him curiously, wanting to know how much this generous guy would give this time. 50,000 demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. This guy's money arrival notification sound is everywhere. Fuck, just for helping out, I get a reward of 50,000 down in crystal essence? One person shouted out in envy. The whole audience was boiling. I was looking at the guy who made the move, feeling extremely envious. Everyone was thinking that when they got the chance, they must be the first to appear. So later on, wherever Huaxian and his friends went, there was always a group of people following them. After the transfer, Huaxian looked at the women and said, you can leave now. Boom boom boom. The four women all knelt in front of Huaxian. They said in unison, sir, we are all slaves, we have nowhere to go. Devil Xiaoting said, husband, slaves can sell themselves to others, or they can live in opposition. Of course, if someone wants to force a purchase, the slave has no right to refuse. I don't have the right to refuse. So, given my current status as an inferior slave, if someone wants to forcefully buy me, I have no right to refuse, right? Huaxian just finished asking. A girl with two pigtails came over and said, so you are ownerless. Now want to buy you. After saying that, he threw a demon crystal marrow over. The girl continued, you are an inferior slave, you have no right to refuse. Huaxian rolled his eyes and left without even catching her demon crystal essence. Maran Gran and the others hurried to follow. The four women followed behind. Behind them was a large group of people. Hey, if you dare to reject me, I will be very angry and the consequences will be serious. The girl roared there. In the end, Huaxian still didn't stop, which made her so angry that she stomped her feet. Husband, that young lowly girl has a very beautiful temperament. How could you be so cruel? The devil Xiaoting asked with a smile. Huaxian asked back, so you all support me being her slave? Niucc immediately said, yes, we all support you. Maran Gran also smiled and said, hubby, I support you too. Huaxian could see that they were all mocking him on purpose. At this time, the girl caught up again, blocked Huaxian's way, threw a demon crystal marrow to him and said, I Tiger King Jingjing. Will give you another chance, I bought you and you are my slave now. Huaxian rolled his eyes and was about to refuse. Ding! New task, be the slave of Tiger King Jingjing, and shot Tiger King Jingjing. You can complete the task if the shot value reaches 60 or above. Reward, 60 shot points reward for a primary gift pack. 70 shot points will reward you with an intermediate gift pack. 80 shot points reward high-level gift pack. 90 shot points reward a top-quality gift package. 100 shot points will reward you with a god-level gift package. 101 shot value rewards a super god-level gift package. Note, rewards cannot be added together. Choose to complete the task to get the corresponding reward. Huaxian didn't expect that this girl actually triggered the mission. What is even more shocking is that a super god-level gift package appeared. You know, the rewards of the god-level gift package he opened were extremely rich. So what about the super god level gift package? I really look forward to it. So he caught the demon crystal that Tiger King quietly threw to him and said, "Okay, I will be your slave from now on." At this moment, Huaxian discovered that a soul force had been separated and then floated into the Tiger King's quiet mind. Suddenly, I felt an inexplicable connection with the Tiger King Jingjing. Tiger King Jingjing's angry expression suddenly turned into a smile. And he said proudly, "You're smart, you should listen to me from now on, or I can kill you at the drop of a hat." Chapter 671. Taking money from others to help them get rid of disasters. Today you can't hurt. At this moment, Huaxian felt a strong sense of crisis. His expression changed drastically. Because he discovered that Tiger King Jingjing, who had mastered a trace of his soul, could really kill him in an instant. Duncan Yuer and the others' expressions also changed drastically. They didn't expect that Huaxian would really agree to Tiger King Jingjing's request. "Husband, why are you so impulsive? You have become someone else's slave and your life and death depend on him in a moment," the devil Xiaoting said worriedly. Maran Grong and the others all regretted provoking Huaxian just now. I never thought that he would actually agree. Huaxian finally understood why the old man's for women came behind him without any resistance after hearing the order. So this is the horror of the slave contract. As long as the master is not satisfied, a thought can destroy oneself through that trace of soul. The Tiger King smiled quietly and said, "You are all his wives. But don't worry, as long as he listens to me, I won't hurt him." At this time, Tiger King Jingjing suddenly saw a young man in white clothes looking around in the distance. He quickly said to Huaxian, "I'm tired, come and carry me." Huaxian looked at the Tiger King Jingjing. She was thin and beautiful, but had a flat chest. But she's also a great beauty. Forget about the slave contract, even if there isn't one. I won't suffer any loss by carrying her on my back. Hurry up, don't dawdle, or I will punish you, the Tiger King urged quietly. Huaxian quickened his pace and came in front of her. About to squat down, the Tiger King quietly jumped directly onto his back. Huaxian carried her on his back in silence. The Tiger King asked quietly, "Is it comfortable to carry me on your back?" Forehead? To be honest. Yeah, very comfortable. And do you have any improper thoughts about me? Well, you have to tell the truth, otherwise I can feel your thoughts through the slave contract. I knew it, you men are all bad people. Tiger King Jingjing. Who is he? The young man in white finally saw them and asked angrily. The Tiger King smiled quietly and said, "You are talking about him. An inferior slave. I thought he looked pretty good, so I bought him as my love slave. By the way, White Tiger Hibiscus, what do you want to talk to me about?" White Tiger Hibiscus roared angrily, "Tiger King Jingjing. Don't forget that you have married me, you are my wife. You cheated in front of me, you." Tiger King interrupted quietly and coldly. "So what if I cheated in front of you? Everyone knows that you, White Tiger Hibiscus, don't have that treasure. We have always been sisters. If you had that thing, I wouldn't be so lonely." "You." He reached out to hit the Tiger King Jingjing. The latter quickly buried his head in Huaxian's neck. Yehujin Kui was so angry that he slapped Huaxian with his palm, trying to kill him. At this time several figures rushed out from all directions. People around who didn't know what was going on asked curiously, "What are they rushing out for? Who knows?" An expert immediately rushed to Huaxian and said, "Yehujin Kui, this is not good." The others, seeing that someone had taken the lead, stopped with regret. Yehujin Kui didn't expect that someone would dare to stand up and stop him, and roared, "Get out of my way." The man smiled and said, "White Tiger Hibiscus, you can't hurt him today because you take money from others to help them get rid of disasters." Yehujin Kui was so angry that if he could defeat the opponent, he would have torn him to pieces. He asked angrily, "How much demon crystal did he give you?" The man looked at Huaxian expectantly. Huaxian smiled and said, 100,000. The man smiled and said, "Master Yehujin Kui, you heard it too, 100,000. I'll give you 150,000 yuan, kill him for me." The man trembled and quickly looked at Huaxian. 200,000. Huaxian raised the price calmly. "Wow, my cheap little slave, I didn't realize you were so wealthy. I'm going to get rich in the future," the Tiger King shouted quietly and excitedly. "Ding, congratulations to the host." The Tiger King was shocked. Shock value 1. Although he finally got some shock value, Huaxian couldn't be happy. If we continue to collect the money in this way, I don't know how long it will take to collect the 101 points. That's right, Huaxian's goal is the highest level. The man looked at Yehujin Kui and said, "Master Jin Kui, what do you think?" I was thinking frantically in my heart. "Add more, the more you add, the better." The Yehujin Kui said angrily. "Do you think that a low-ranking slave like him can come up with 200,000 demon crystals?" A man looked at Huaxian. Huaxian said calmly, transfer the money. The man was extremely excited and quickly took out the payment code. Huaxian transferred the money immediately. Ding, 200,000 demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. When the prompt sounded, the whole audience was filled with envy. Those who rushed out a step late regretted it even more. Fuck, I was wondering why these people were rushing over there. It turns out they were trying to earn commissions. You didn't even do anything. But you made 200,000 demon crystals? You're not a shill. Are you? Some were shocked, some were skeptical. You're overthinking it. He's not a shill. I've been following this guy since he entered the city. You don't know, when he entered the city, he spent a huge amount of money to cut in line. And he even brought 13 beautiful women with him to cut in line. The total cost along the way is about 1 or 2 million. Everyone follows him now whenever he gets into trouble. They go out to help him and will definitely earn a generous commission. So that's how it is. Countless people were moved. Some people also complained, are you stupid? If you tell them, there will be more people competing with us. Someone complained. The guy quickly covered his mouth. Biehu Jin Kui's face was extremely embarrassed. And he angrily said to Tiger King Jingjing, you gave him the demon crystal Mao. Right? You are so good, but you would do anything to cheat on me. Tiger King said quietly and proudly, I gave it to you. What can you do about it? You can't do it, but you don't allow me to find a lover. Tiger King Jingjing, I will go to your Tiger King clan and demand justice. You Biehu Jin Kui, can you be more like a man and stop going to my parents' house to complain all the time? White Tiger Hibiscus laughed cruelly, you said it. And the whole city knows it, I don't have that thing. So what if I'm not a man? After saying that, he left angrily. Tiger King frowned quietly and said, it's over, I'm going to be scolded again. He said to Huaxian, it's all your fault you caused me to be scolded. Tell me, how are you going to compensate me? Huaxian said speechless lie. You are the one who caused me trouble, and you blame me? It's your fault if you dare to talk back again. I will punish you. His soul-shaking breath came, and Huaxian's body trembled. Realizing that this girl was not joking, he said in a very depressed tone. Okay, it's all my fault now, you tell me what to do. Chapter 672, name your price and I'll give it to you. That's more like it. I haven't figured out what to do yet, I'll decide when I figured it out. Now take me shopping. Go, hurry up. He actually treated Huaxian like a horse. Huaxian walked forward depressed lie, with a group of people still following him. Hey, isn't that Tiger King Jingjing, the wife of White Tiger Jin Kui? How could she be so intimate with an inferior human slave? Really? Isn't he afraid that Biehu Jin Kui will get angry? Passersby who were unaware of the situation were talking about it. Hey, what are you talking about? The Tiger King asked quietly and loudly. These people trembled and quickly shut up. The people following behind him were praying in their hearts that the troublemaker would come out quickly and cause trouble without any eyes. Everyone wants to make a buck. As a result, no one came out to cause trouble for a long time. Tiger King is quiet. An angry but pleasant voice was heard. Tiger King Jingjing's body trembled, and he looked over suddenly. And smiled brightly, cousin, why are you here? A girl who looked 3 points like Tiger King Jingjing, but had a more perfect figure than her, was taller and more elegant, walked over. He glanced at Huaxian and angrily asked, what's wrong with you? Don't you know that you are now the wife of Biehu Jin Kui? How dare you be so close to a slave? After saying that, he unexpectedly drew his sword and killed Huaxian. Tiger King Shizune. You're going too far, why do you kill people at every turn? A girl with a slim figure and beauty that was no less than you shout you and stood in front of Huaxian. Black Pig Bing Lan, why are you meddling in other people's business? Tiger King Shizue asked angrily. Black Pig Bing Lan held the sword and said with a smile, I am just meddling in other people's business, what can you do to me? Black Pig Ice Blue, do you think I'm afraid of you? Also, this is my family's business, I hope you won't interfere. Your family's affairs, what else can you do except bullying the weak? Black Pig Bing Lan sneered. Tiger King Shizune was really angry and roared. Do you want to duel with me? Let's duel. Black Pig Ice Blue refused to give in. White Tiger Hibiscus in the distance came over and said, Miss Bing Lan, today we are here to settle the matter between me and my wife. Please give me some face and don't interfere. Black Pig Bing Lan looked at White Tiger Hibiscus and said coldly, do you want to know why you lost the most important thing for a man? Hearing this, Huaxian clearly felt Tiger King Jingjing's body tremble violently. White Tiger Hibiscus asked angrily, why? Black Pig Bing Lan looked at Tiger King Jingyan and said, because she helped Tiger King Jingyan deal with you. What? White Tiger Hibiscus was extremely shocked. Looking at Tiger King Shizune in disbelief, he asked, is what he said true? Tiger King Shizai said nothing. White Tiger Hibiscus suddenly looked at Tiger King Jingjing and roared, Did you team up with her to do this to me? Things have come to this point. Tiger King Jingjing also made up her mind. Yes, I was the one who begged my cousin to help me. Because I didn't like you from the beginning to the end. You brought this upon yourself. If you hadn't been so desperate to marry me, I wouldn't have done this. Tiger King Jingjing, I'm going to kill you. White Tiger Jin Kui went berserk. Killed the Tiger King Jingjing. Tiger King Shizi is about to take action. Black Pig Ice Blue stopped her and said, your opponent is me. White Tiger Hibiscus, the past is the past. Why are you doing this? An old man stood in front of Huaxian and said, get out of my way. The Yu Jing Kui now only wanted to kill Tiger King Jingjing as soon as possible. Seeing that the old man did not leave, he swung his sword and killed the old man. The old man waved his sword to block it and said sternly, White Tiger Hibiscus, I am here today. You can't hurt this young man in the slightest. If you insist on doing it, don't blame me for being rude to you. Old thing, are you helping him just for the devil's crystal marrow again? Mime a price and I'll give it to you. Yu Jing Kui roared in a desperate tone. The old man chuckled and said, that depends on what price this young man gives me. Huaxian said calmly, 300,000 demon crystals. There was a burst of envious sighs at the scene. White Tiger Hibiscus roared, I'll give you 500,000, get out of the way. I want to kill Tiger King Jingjing with my own hands. The old man looked at Huaxian. Huaxian said disapprovingly, let him transfer the money to you first. The old man nodded and said, he's right, shall we transfer the money? White Tiger Hibiscus can produce 500 Zarademon crystal essences. Suddenly thinking of Black Pig Binglan, he said to him, Miss Binglan, how about lending me 500 Zarademon crystals? Black Pig Binglan frowned, 500,000 is not a small amount. Miss Binglan, as long as you lend me 500,000, I will pay you back 600. Black Pig Binglan hesitated for a while and said, okay, I'll lend you 500,000 yuan, transfer the money. White Tiger Hibiscus said to the old man, give your payment code to Miss Binglan. The old man was extremely excited and was about to walk over. Huaxian said calmly, I'll give you 1 million demon crystals. What? The whole audience was shocked. Countless people opened their mouths wide and looked at Huaxian in disbelief. Even Black Pig Binglan was shocked. Sui Huo asked, and you afford 1 million demon crystals? He simply looked down upon inferior slaves like Huaxian. Huaxian turned on the communicator and said to the old man, transfer money. The old man was extremely excited and quickly handed over the payment code. Huaxian scans the QR code to transfer money. Ding! 1 million demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. The loud prompt sound stunned the whole audience. This is a real transfer of money. Damn it, I was a step late. That old guy got there first, otherwise this million would be mine. Yes, this old guy is damn fast. Those strong men who didn't get out in time began to regret it. After receiving 1 million demon crystals, the old man said to White Tiger Hibiscus excitedly, today, I will protect this young man. Black Pig Binglan frowned and looked at Huaxian, unable to believe that this inferior slave was so wealthy. Yu Jing Kui's eyes were bloodshot, and the murderous aura had clouded his reason. Oh, I'm going to kill you. Possessed by the devil. Swinging the sword wildly. Bang! The old man who took the money was quite loyal and kicked him out. After spitting out a mouthful of blood, the injured White Tiger Hibiscus became more sober, struggling to stand up. Click. There was the sound of cracking ribs. His face was distorted in pain. But hatred is more motivating. Tiger King Jingjing and Tiger King Jingyan, you are so vicious. You have made me neither male nor female. My reputation has been ruined. I, White Tiger Jin Kui, will never stop fighting you until one day. Knowing that revenge was impossible now, he said this and turned and staggered away. Soon two servants rushed over and took him away. Everyone's eyes were on the old man. 1 million demon crystals were obtained so easily that countless people were envious and wanted to rob him. Chapter 673, How can a lowly slave like you be so wealthy? Black Pig Ice Blue, you are so cruel. Tiger King Jingyan finished speaking angrily. Walked up to Huaxian, and said to Tiger King Jingyan, who was leaning on his back, why don't you leave? This incident has caused such a big fuss. Let me see how you explain it. The Tiger King said quietly, cousin, I'm not going back. If you don't go back, where will you go? Aren't you afraid that the strong men from the White Tiger clan will come to cause trouble for you? Tiger King Jingyan said angrily. Tiger King said quietly and stubbornly, if I go back, they will still cause trouble for me, and I'm afraid the head of the family will abandon me. Thank you for helping me so much, cousin. If I don't die, I will definitely repay you. Let's go, little slave. Huaxian carried her away speechless. Tiger King Shizui opened her mouth, but the words she wanted to say did not come out. She turned around and left quickly. She had to tell her superiors about this matter as soon as possible, hoping that they could keep the Tiger King quiet. Black Pig and Ice Blue followed behind and asked curiously, "How can you, a lowly slave, be so wealthy?" Huaxian stopped and said with a smile, "Want to know?" Black Pig Bing Lan nodded and said, "I am indeed curious." Huaxian smiled brightly and said, "As long as you promise me one thing, I will tell you." "What is it?" "Give me a kiss." Court death. Black Pig Ice Blue attacked instantly. A fateful blow. Boom. With a loud bang, a middle-aged man excitedly stood in front of Huaxian. I thought to myself, it's finally my turn. Miss Lan Bing. They can talk it out if we have something to say it. It's wrong for you to use violence. Get out of here. Black Pig Bing Lan shouted angrily. The middle-aged man smiled coldly and said, "Miss Bing Lan, don't take yourself too seriously without your Black Pig clan strongman. You are nothing." "You." Black Pig Bing Lan was so angry. Huaxian said at this time, "I'll give you 500,000 demon crystals. Capture her for me and imprison her genes. 1 million. I'll buy it right away." The middle-aged man bargained. "Okay, 1 million then." The middleman's body trembled. He was extremely excited, and suddenly exploded. "You're looking for death." Black Pig Bing Lan only had time to yell out these few words before he was subdued by the middle-aged man and put on a genetic confinement bracelet. The middle-aged man pushed Huaxian in anger and said, "I did as you asked." Huaxian smiled and turned on the communicator. "Transfer money." He directly transferred 1.5 million and said, "The extra 50,000 is for purchasing the gene confinement bracelet." "Thank you, boss." The middle-aged man was not greedy. He took the demon crystal and left directly. Huaxian put Tiger King Jingjing down, pulled Black Pig Bing Lan into his arms and said, "I am still quite interested in you. Just bite it." Tiger King said quietly angrily, "What are you going to do, little slave? Abandon me?" Huaxian was afraid that she would mess up. So he quickly explained, "My little ancestor, she caused you to fall into a trap. Am I not helping you punish her now? Think about it. What is the most severe punishment for a girl? Of course it was given to me by someone I don't like." The Tiger King said quietly and subconsciously. Halfway through, I suddenly realized. Then he said excitedly, "Little slave. You did a good job, but you can't do it on the street. There is a hotel over there, go and get a room." He dragged Huaxian away. Even more impatient than Huaxian, Black Pig Bing Lan was extremely desperate and threatened. "Inferior slave, if you dare to touch me, you will die. And Tiger King Jingjing, if you do this it will cause a war between the two tribes." The Tiger King said quietly and inferently, "You were the one who dealt with me first. And now I am about to be defiled by you, my little slave." We quickly arrived at the hotel and checked into a room. Huaxian walked in with a Chi Pig Bing Lan. Tiger King Jingjing followed and immediately. Huaxian said speechlessly, "Isn't this bad of you?" Tiger King said quietly, "What's wrong with that? You were just planning to go out on the street." Huaxian rolled his eyes speechlessly and said, "Little ancestor, you should get out first. It's hard for me to handle things if you're like this. Well, you'd better punish her severely for me." After saying that, he walked out angrily. "There are no outsiders." Black Pig Bing Lan said quickly, "Young man, why don't you let me go? As long as you let me go, I promise to find a way to help you escape from your slavery." "Really?" Huaxian asked excitedly. "That's right, Black Pig Ice Blue, always keep my word." "Well, I'll let you go now." Uff. Huaxian grabbed her clothes and tore off a large piece of them, revealing her jade white skin. Things that shouldn't be seen are also vaguely visible, which is simply too tempting. Black Pig Bing Lan was stunned. Just when he was thinking that he would kill him if this guy unlocked his gene confinement bracelet, he didn't expect that this guy would actually tear his clothes apart. Huaxian couldn't control himself any longer and pounced on him. A Chi Pig Bing Lan was pressed on the bed. "Beast, you dare to do this to me? You will definitely die a miserable death." Black Pig Bing Lan roared in despair and finally cried. Huaxian bit her red lips hard, demanding it greedily. A Chi Pig Bing Lan is just an ordinary person now. Even if Huaxian does not burst out with his strength, he can easily crush her. In short, she had no power to fight back. The clothes were completely shattered, and when a layer of barriers was broken, a streak of bright red was left on the bed sheet, and a Chi Pig Bing Lan was in despair. He lay there stupidly, allowing Huaxian to manipulate him, with hatred in his eyes growing stronger and stronger. In less than an hour, Huaxian also lost interest and hugged Chi Pig Bing Lan and said, "Don't worry, I will be responsible for you from now on. You are my Huaxian's woman." Black Pig Bing Lan was filled with hatred and bit Huaxian hard. Huaxian let her vent for a while and said, "Okay, even if you bite me to death, you are still mine." He stood up, put on his clothes, changed a set of clothes for Hei Pig Bing Lan to wear, and pulled her out of the room. The Tiger King asked quietly and strangely, "It's over so soon, little slave, you can't do this." Huaxian rolled his eyes, speechless lie. The Tiger King quietly ignored him, looked at the Black Pig Bing Lan and said with a grin, "From now on, you will be the woman of my little slave. And you will also be my little slave." Tiger King Jingjing. "Don't give me a chance, otherwise I will definitely kill you." Adi Bing Lan roared angrily. "You have no chance to kill him." A bone-chilling voice was heard. Then a middle-aged man arrived. And behind him was the white tiger Hibiscus, who had been healed. "Biao, Hubie Jun, you actually came here in person?" the Tiger King said in shock. Tiger King Jingjing, "Why don't you call me eunuch anymore so soon?" Hubie Jun asked in a very cold voice. "That's right. He is Biahu Jin Kai Yui's father, the patriarch of the White Tiger tribe. And Tiger King Jingjing is his daughter-in-law." If I cripple your son, will you still recognize me as your daughter-in-law?" the Tiger King asked quietly and coldly. Hubie Jun sneered. "Since you and Tiger King Jingyan have crippled my son, it doesn't matter. I can take care of you on behalf of my son and let you carry on the family line of my White Tiger clan." Chapter 674. Since you force me, then just wait. You are dreaming. I tell you, even if I was slept with by my little slave, I would never lie to you. Tiger King roared quietly with a pale face and hid behind Huaxian. "This inferior slave is the one who caused my son to be seriously injured, right?" Pointed out with one finger. A terrifying, genetic force, as fast as the aurora, shot towards Huaxian. White Tiger clan leader Biahu Jun is already an old man. Why would he bother with a bunch of young people? An old man stood in front of Huaxian and easily took Biahu Jun's attack. Looking at the newcomer, Biahu Jun said angrily, "Parrot Hia Yuan, what is your relationship with this kid? Why are you meddling in other people's business?" Parrot Black Regret smiled and said, "I have nothing to do with him. But I have something to do with the Devil's Crystal Marrow." He asked Huaxian, "How much demon crystals do I need to pay to keep you safe?" I thought to myself, if you are not satisfied with the result, I will deal with you without Biahu Jun's help. Huaxian smiled and said, "How about 3 million demon crystals?" "Really?" asked the Parrot Chi Yuan excitedly. Huaxian directly turned on the communicator and said, "I will transfer 1.5 million to you first, and I will give you the rest after it is safe." Parrot Hia Yuan immediately opened the payment code. The White Tiger tyrant on the opposite side was furious and roared, "Parrot Hia Yuan, for a mere 3 million demon crystals, are you going to become an enemy of my White Tiger clan?" The Parrot Hia Yuan sneered, "Only 3 million? Well, if you give me 2 million, I will turn around and leave immediately and will never interfere in your affairs." Biahu Jun's body trembled. He could have easily killed the enemy in an instant without losing anything. So why would he be willing to lose 2 million? He said angrily, "Parrot Hia Yuan, if you say this, I will have to call for help." The Parrot Chi Yuan sneered, "Go ahead and bark, there are plenty of people waiting to make money anyway." At this time, 2 more old men came out and said with a smile, "Biahu Jun, call someone." "You." Biahu Jun was so angry that he couldn't speak. "Call for help, Biahu Jun, if you don't, I will look down on you." "That's right, Biahu Jun, you are the leader of the White Tiger clan after all. Call all the masters in your clan." Biahu Jun was so angry that he roared, "Well, since you force me, then just wait for me." Biahu Jun directly opened the address book and called someone. They all looked at Huaxian. "Young man, given your situation, you should hire someone, right?" The attitude of these people made everyone around them speechless. Huaxian said inferently, "Okay, I'll hire you all. As usual, 3 million demon crystals per person, and a deposit of 1.5 million. Okay, young man, you're straightforward. Let's transfer the money." The two of them quickly opened the payment code. Biahu Jun, who was standing by, was furious at this scene. "I hate these people for taking advantage of the White Tiger tribe to make money." At the same time, he was also shocked as to where this inferior slave got so many demon crystals. Huaxian transferred the money readily. After transferring the second 1.5 million, there was still 100,000 left. The second person transferred 100. Sayuroding, congratulations to the host, you have completed the consumption of 5 million demon crystals within 8 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission, complete the critical hit 3 times within 8 days and consume 16.2 million demon crystal essence. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. Complete the mission and be rewarded with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. "Brother, are you out of demon crystal essence?" the guy asked doubtfully after receiving only 100. The other two also became suspicious. Huaxian smiled and said, You think too much. As he said this, he gave the guy the 1 million as compensation. He continued, don't worry. I promise you that not a single devil essence will be lost. Not long. Several powerful figures rushed in through the hotel window. It came directly to Biehu Biejun, who had a gloomy face. Hey, Biehu Tianlong, you are here? Said the parrot He Ayuan in surprise. Parrot Black Wrath, what do you mean by bullying my White Tiger clan? Misunderstanding, it's all misunderstanding. How could I bully you White Tigers? The thing is, this young man spent 3 million Eamon crystals and asked me to be his bodyguard to protect him from being harmed by your White Tiger clan. So, as long as you White Tigers don't touch him now, I will naturally not target you White Tigers. Very good. Parrot He Ayuan, you actually used my White Tiger tribe to make money. Biehu Tianlong was furious. Calm down, my friend. Please calm down. If you die of anger, I can't take the responsibility. You. Parrot He Ayuan's words made Biehu Tianlong so angry that he almost went berserk. Ancestor, you see, they are so hateful, Biehu Biejun said viciously. Biehu Tianlong took several deep breaths before suppressing his anger and asked, 3 of you, how long are you going to protect him? Parrot Black complained, we received 3 million. So we should be protected at least 24 hours a day. Okay. Then we'll kill him in 24 hours. Having said that, the people of the White Tiger tribe did not leave. Judging from their posture, they are planning to follow behind. The 3 of them had no objection to this, thinking that if they continued to employ this guy for safety reasons, they would be able to earn more. 24 hours is just a blink of an eye for a strong man, so the White Tiger clan can afford to wait. Seeing that there was no threat anymore, Huaxian walked away holding Tiger King Jingjing in one hand and Heian Bing Lan in the other. Achi, Pig Bing Lan, what's going on between you and this little slave? Biehu Biejun couldn't help but ask. It's hard to say about Black Pig Ice Blue, so I'll just not say anything. Huaxian smiled and said, what else can it be? She is my wife now. Achi Pig Bing Lan wanted to explain, but after thinking it over, he decided not to. There was no point in explaining now. Inferior slave, don't be so arrogant, you will die soon. Huaxian smiled and said, okay, I'll wait for you to kill me. Walk out of the hotel. The Tiger King said quietly, accompany me home. Huaxian had no choice but to agree. Okay. So he followed the Tiger King and walked quietly towards the Tiger King clan. Perhaps because of the strong men from the White Tiger clan following us, we didn't encounter any trouble along the way. Soon they arrived at the Tiger King clan. The Tiger King took a deep breath and walked towards the Tiger King clan. Our guards immediately stopped him and said sternly, Tiger King Jingjing, you have been expelled from the Tiger King clan. From now on, you have no relationship with the Tiger King clan. Tiger King Jingjing's body trembled violently even though he had guessed such an outcome. He still felt heartbroken when he faced it. After a while, he asked, what about my eldest cousin? You have implicated Tiger King Jingyin. He has been punished to face the wall in the ancestral temple for 1,000 years. What? It's all my fault. Why are you punishing my cousin? Let me in, I want to talk to them clearly. As he said this, he was about to break in. Several guards shouted angrily, if you dare to force your way in again, don't blame us for being rude to you. Chapter 6 Benrid 75, just tell me what you want to do today and I'll do it. Tiger King Jingjing had no choice but to yell at Huaxian. Little slave, I want to go in. Huaxian pulled Chi Pig Bing Lan up. The 3 bodyguards hurried over and said, young man, in this case you need to increase the price. Huaxian said without hesitation. Each of you will add another 2 million. The 3 of them trembled with excitement. Okay, young man, we believe you. What do you want to do? This is the Tiger King clan, how dare you break in? The guard shouted angrily when he saw a group of people coming. Huaxian said coldly, isn't it enough for Tiger King Jingjing to go home as a member of the Tiger King tribe? If you dare to stop me again, I will chop you down. Huaxian said this and glanced at the old man next to him. The latter understood and immediately burst out with his aura to suppress the attack. The Fuds were so scared that their faces turned pale and they quickly retreated to the side. Tiger King Jingjing then rushed into the Tiger King clan. Go straight to the ancestral temple. Halfway gone, the Tiger King's people rushed over. Tiger King Jingjing, why did you come back? Haven't you brought enough disaster to the family? A young man angrily congratulated. I saw that the strong men from the White Tiger clan had also come. Everyone in the Tiger King's clan was furious. Tiger King Jingjing, you brought this trouble upon yourself. You actually brought the White Tiger clan to our Tiger King clan. What is your intention? A middle-aged man asked angrily. The Tiger King said quietly and angrily, don't keep saying that I brought disaster upon myself. If you hadn't forced me to marry into the White Tiger clan, this wouldn't be the case today. You are the one who caused all this. Also, I'm here to look for my eldest cousin. After saying that, he rushed towards the ancestral temple. After she took a few steps, an old man fell from the sky and blocked her way. Tiger King Jingjing trembled and shouted, "Grandpa? Shut up, I don't have a granddaughter as ignorant as you. Leave now. From now on, you will have nothing to do with my Tiger King family." These words coming from the mouth of his dearest grandfather dealt a heavy blow to Tiger King Jingjing. Huaxian walked up to her, supported her and said, "Don't be afraid. I'll take care of everything. We'll find your eldest cousin first." Speaking of her cousin, Tiger King Jingjing felt better and said sadly, "Grandpa, even if I am expelled from the family, I still want to see my cousin." "Get lost, what qualifications do you have to see my Tiger King tribe again? Besides, it was you who caused the Tiger King Jingyan's cultivation to be destroyed." "What, my cousin's cultivation was destroyed? Who dared to do that?" Tiger King Jingjing asked angrily. In her heart, among the entire Tiger King family, the one who treats her best is her eldest cousin Tiger King Shizui. Even her parents are not as good to her as Tiger King Shizui. This is indeed the case until now. Tiger King Jingjing's parents have not come out, and they have obviously given up on her. If she hadn't protected you, she wouldn't have ended up like this. A young man shouted angrily. Tiger King Jingjing said angrily, "I don't care who of you hurt my cousin, I will make him pay the price." After saying that, he rushed towards the ancestral temple regardless of everything. "Stop her," the old man ordered angrily. Huaxian said, "Solve the obstacles." Tiger King Patian, "I just want to see my cousin. But you won't let me see her, that's too much." The parrot Hiayuan came out and said, "Parrot Hiayuan, are you sure you want to meddle in other people's business?" Tiger King Patian asked angrily. The White Tiger Clan's strongman took the opportunity to say, "Tiger King Clan, these three people have been meddling in other people's business. Why don't we join forces to deal with them and write off the misunderstanding caused by Tiger King Jingjing?" Having long disliked the three of them, the Ahucha Long directly made a suggestion. Tiger King Patian's eyes lit up and said, "Okay. The three of them are all independent cultivators, so it's easy to deal with them, and we can also resolve the issues with the White Tiger Clan, killing two birds with one stone." Parrot, a Chi Yuan and the other two suddenly became panicked. Huaxian shouted loudly, 5 million demon crystals per person. To resist the attack of the Tiger King Clan and the White Tiger Clan. Is anyone coming? People die for money and birds die for food. 5 million demon crystals, too tempting. Someone said. Let's attack together with more people. Will the Tiger King Clan and the White Tiger Clan dare to mess around? Yes, let's go together. Suddenly, 6 strongmen rushed over. Come directly to Huaxian Mian. The faces of the people from the Tiger King Clan and the White Tiger Clan suddenly became as gloomy as ink. The Ahu Tianlong said, "You casual cultivators, do you really want to be enemies with my White Tiger Clan and Tiger King Clan?" A casual cultivator said, "We certainly don't want to be your enemy. It's just that Tiger King Jingjing wants to see her cousin. Is it that difficult?" Tiger King Patian's expression was extremely ugly. Although the Tiger King Clan and the White Tiger Clan now have a slight advantage when they join forces, if a real fight breaks out, the losses will be huge and the gains will not outweigh the losses. I had no choice but to give up. He said to Tiger King Jingyan. "I'll give you a quarter of an hour to go see Tiger King Jingyan." Upon hearing this, Tiger King quietly trotted towards the ancestral temple. Huaxian followed closely with a group of people. Soon came the host. Under an old locust tree, a beautiful figure sat there in a daze. She looked dull and desperate. "It's Tiger King Shizi. Cousin?" From a distance, the Tiger King heard the crying and shouted quietly and pounced over. Tiger King Shizui's body trembled and he turned around trembling. Lie. "Jingjing, were you captured by them?" "No, cousin. I came to see you on my own." "How are you?" Crying asked, grabbing Tiger King Shizui's hand and exploring it. Tiger King Jingjing's body trembled violently, and he asked murderously, "Cousin who ruined your cultivation? I will make him pay the price." Tiger King Patian said coldly and ruthlessly, "I was the one who destroyed her cultivation. Do you want me to pay the price?" "Grandpa, why are you doing this?" the Tiger King asked quietly and angrily. Tears rolled down silently. The warmth and coldness of family affection made her feel distressed. "Hold on, I'm fine, you just go as far as you can." Tiger King Shizui was still concerned about her at this time. It made her heart take like a knife. "Cousin, why are you so nice to me?" "Silly boy, I'm your eldest cousin. If I don't treat you well, who should I treat well?" "Little slave, I want to take my older cousin away." At this moment, Huaxian became her only support. Huaxian walked over and hugged her in his arms and said, "Okay, just tell me what you want to do today and I'll do it." Little slave. This feeling of being cared for made Tiger King Jingjing break down her defenses immediately. She hugged Huaxian tightly and burst into tears. Why are you crying? Even if the sky falls, I'll still hold it up for you. Tell me, what should we do? With Huaxian's support, Tiger King Jingjing also became stronger. He asked worriedly, but they are all very strong if a fight really breaks out. It seems like we will suffer. Don't be afraid, I'm strong too. Okay, I trust you, little slave. I'm going to take my cousin away. Chapter 676, No need to thank me, how about giving yourself to me? Huaxian walked over and gently picked up Tiger King Jingyan. It was useless for Tiger King Jingyan to struggle. After all, she had no skills and was seriously injured. She begged, little slave, I know you are not simple. Take Jingjing away quickly, the farther the better. I am a useless person now. If you take me with you, you will be in trouble. Cousin, I must take you away. I will find a way to let you practice again. It was Jingjing who harmed you. Jingjing will compensate you. As she said this, she started crying again. Tiger King Jingyan smiled bitterly and said, Jingjing, my cousin is not wrong to feel sorry for you. I am relieved that you have this heart. Please leave quickly. Cousin, let's go together. Tiger King Jingjing, the time is up, get out of here now. Tiger King Patian didn't treat her as his granddaughter at all and scolded her angrily. Tiger King Jingjing's body trembled, her heart was completely broken. And she said angrily, Tiger King Patian, since you don't treat me as your granddaughter, I don't have a grandfather like you. I'm telling you, I will definitely take revenge on your cousin for what she did. Little slave, take your cousin with you, and let's go. You can go, but Tiger King Jingyan can't. A young man came out and stopped them. Tiger King Jin Ka, my cousin is your biological sister. How dare you? Shut up it, as because she is my biological sister that she can't be taken away by you. She is already miserable, you will kill her. Tiger King Jingjing trembled and understood his current situation. Apart from the little slave, there was no one else to rely on. Little slave, what shall I do? Huaxian said, Jingyan is in my hands. Let's go. If anyone dares to stop us, we will just fight them off. After saying that, he held Tiger King Jingyan in one hand and pulled Tiger King Jingyan away with the other hand. The Black Pig Bing Lan took the opportunity to escape. The people from the White Tiger Clan and the Tiger King Clan exchanged glances at this, discussing whether to take action. In the end, both wanted to attack each other, but neither wanted to attack first. In the end, Tiger King Jingyan was successfully brought out of the Tiger King Clan by Huaxian. When we got outside, the people from the Tiger King Clan no longer followed us. The people of the White Tiger Clan had gloomy faces and secretly cursed the people of the Tiger King Clan for being useless, as they didn't even dare to take any action. Now they dare not take action even more. Young man, you see we are here too, can we pay part of it? Huaxian smiled and said, just like them, pay 1.5 million upfront. Transfer the money. Huaxian transferred money on the street. 6 people have a total of 9 million demon crystals. A notification sound of money arriving in that person's account shocked countless onlookers around. After they realized what was happening, they were so envious, especially those who were quite powerful. They secretly hated themselves for not having the courage to stand up, otherwise they would have been able to make a fortune. Little slave, how is my cousin doing? The Tiger King asked quietly in a crying voice. Jingjing, don't worry, I'm fine. Tiger King Jingyan comforted. I'm sorry, cousin, it's all my fault. Finally broke down and cried. Huaxian said, okay, don't worry, both of you, although the DNTN is destroyed. For ordinary people, this life is over. But, for me, these are all small matters. I will help your cousin heal her injuries later. Not only will she recover from her injuries, but she will also be able to continue her cultivation. Really? My little slave, you won't lie to me, will you? The Tiger King asked quietly, blinking his eyes, but very much looking forward to it. How dare I lie to you? You punish me at every turn. The Tiger King stuck out his tongue quietly and said, but I never punished you, I just scared you. Thank you, little slave. No need to thank me, how about giving yourself to me? Huaxian joked. Okay, then I'll pledge myself to you. The little slave exclaimed. Huaxian shook his head and said, it's just a joke, don't take it seriously. I don't care anyway. You said it yourself. Soon we arrived at a hotel. Huaxian took Tiger King Jingyan into a room. Except for Tiger King Jingyan, no one else followed him in. How are you going to heal my cousin? The Tiger King asked quietly and curiously. At this time Huaxian and rest Tiger King Jingjing. Little slave, what are you going to do? Are you going to take advantage of someone's misfortune? I will never allow you to do that. The Tiger King stood quietly in front of his cousin and said. Huaxian said speechless lie, if I don't undress her, how can I understand her injuries and prescribe the right medicine? Are you treating my cousin, but do you really know how to treat her? I can't, but can you? Huaxian asked back. Quietly. Let him try. Cousin, but it doesn't matter. I'm a useless person. If he wants it, then he can take it. Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, even if I want you, I will cure you first, of course. I won't force you if you don't want to. Tiger King Jingjing did not stop Huaxian from undressing her. The clothes were unbuttoned, revealing a conspicuous palm print at the Dantian position, and bright red blood was constantly seeping out of the palm print. Cousin, does it hurt? The Tiger King asked as he watched in silence and cried. Jingjing, I'm fine, don't make any noise, or it will affect the little slave from saving me. For some reason, she felt that the little slave Jingjing met was not simple. This can be seen from the fact that he was able to triumph between the two leaders of the Tiger King clan and the White Tiger clan. If it were someone else, even if they were very rich, they probably wouldn't have such courage and determination. The Tiger King quickly covered his mouth and said nothing. After checking, Huaxian said, the Dantian was completely shattered. The internal organs were also injured, and 2 ribs were broken. But everything else is fine. Hearing this, Tiger King Shizui smiled bitterly. She was naturally clear about her own situation. If your Dantian is broken, you will never be able to practice in this life. Living has no meaning to her anymore. Huaxian said, I have a set of ancient acupuncture techniques. When used, it will cause people to feel very painful. The benefit is that it can not only heal injuries and restore Dantian, but also slightly stimulate potential. Do you want to give it a try? Tiger King Shizui was stunned. After a long while, he asked in disbelief, are you sure you're not kidding? Huaxian said seriously, look at my expression, do I look like I'm joking with you? Tiger King Shizui pondered for a long time and said, okay, let's give it a try, little slave, if you can really make me recover, I will marry you. Huaxian smiled and said, then I'll wait for another wife. Oh, this process will be painful. Tiger King Shizui interrupted. Come on, I can even bear the pain of having my Dantian shattered. Is there any other pain that I can't bear? Huaxian nodded and said, there is one more small matter. Just say it all at once. Tiger King said quietly, I just need you to take off all your clothes so that it will be easier to give me the needle. Chapter 677, Pain and Happiness. Tiger King Shizui was stunned. Then he smiled and said, cousin, other miracle doctors don't need to take off their clothes. But you do? After saying that, he stared at the ark with a smile. Your situation is different from others, your Dantian is broken. To restore it, it involves many inconspicuous blood vessels. Think about it, how can I control those blood vessels accurately when you are wearing clothes? Tiger King Shizui thought for a while and said, that sounds reasonable. Then you can take off my clothes. The Tiger King screamed quietly. Huaxian frowned and looked at her and said, you'd better stay away from this. Otherwise, your fussing will greatly affect the treatment. I won't, the Tiger King said quietly and stubbornly. If you don't, then you need to control your emotions and stop making a fuss about everything. The Tiger King snorted quietly, very unconvinced. Tiger King Shizui said, Jingjing, just step aside for a while. No, cousin, I'm afraid he'll take advantage of you. Huaxian smiled and said, I just want to take advantage. Little slave, believe it or not, I will punish you. Tiger King Jingjing directly used his trump card. You win, Huaxian said, speechless lie. Then he took off Tiger King Shizui's clothes, leaving her naked. Looking at her perfect body really makes people think about it. Especially the places that you shouldn't look at, they are extremely mysterious. Huaxian took a few deep breaths before suppressing the evil thoughts in his heart and began to give Tiger King silent treatment. After about half an hour, the treatment entered the critical stage. The injection carried a powerful energy that caused Tiger King Shizui to feel heartbroken. The second shot, the third shot. Each injection made Tiger King Jingjing feel excruciating pain. The Tiger King standing by turned pale. If I didn't trust Huaxian, I would have suspected that he was deliberately torturing my cousin. Later, the Tiger King Jingjing couldn't bear to watch it anymore and turned around and ran away. But the moment he turned around, tears streamed down his face. Hold on, we're just starting now. Huaxian's serious voice sounded. I can do it. Although it was painful, Tiger King Shizui felt the changes in his body. The Dantian, which had been destroyed, actually showed genetic power. Overjoyed, Huaxian did not lie to himself, he could really save himself. Huaxian nodded and said, then get ready, I will continue with the acupuncture. Bring it on. Tiger King was silent, biting the quilt and shouting. Huaxian continued to perform. Every time the needle was injected, Tiger King Jingjing let out a heart-rending scream. This made the Tiger King Jingjing, who had walked away, feel heartbroken. Huaxian, you are such a bad guy. If you deliberately let my cousin suffer such torture, I will definitely punish you severely. In the room, The Tiger King Elite opened her hands in pain and tightly grasped the items on the bed, all of which were broken by her. His legs seemed to be cramping, and he spread them out in a big letter shape, with his toes staring at the bed. Cold sweat soaked my entire body. For Huaxian, this posture was extremely tempting, and he almost lost control and pounced on her. Only by circulating his internal energy did he suppress the evil thoughts and continue with the acupuncture. 5 hours later. Boom! A powerful aura burst out from Tiger King Jingyan's body. Not only did his Diantian recover, but his realm also broke through. Feeling the changes in his body, Tiger King Shizui was overjoyed and thought that all the pain was worth it. A Tiger King in the distance, whose eyes were red from crying, quietly sensed the noise and trotted over. He was overjoyed to see that the realm of cultivation was erupting from Tiger King Shizui. Cousin, you are really recovered. Just pounce on it. Huaxian quickly stopped him and said, don't mess around. It's not over yet. Didn't my cousin recover? Why isn't it over yet? A Tiger King asked quietly in confusion. Looking at the cousin who was in a weird posture with all her private parts exposed, she suspected that Huaxian was trying to take advantage of her. Huaxian took out a pill and handed it to Tiger King Jingyan, saying, eat it, and I will take this opportunity to help you improve your cultivation. Tiger King Jingyan, whose cultivation had already broken through a realm, trembled and was extremely shocked. Without doubting Huaxian, he swallowed the pill in one gulp. I just felt a strong breath bursting out. A terrifying aura frightened Tiger King Jingjing so much that her expression changed drastically. She opened her mouth in shock. Only then did she realize that Huaxian was not joking. Bear with the pain. I'm going to give you acupuncture, Huaxian said in a familiar voice. Tiger King Shizui said firmly. Come on, I'm not afraid. Huaxian began to give acupuncture. The formation has also changed this time, carrying tremendous energy. A needle fell. The Tiger King Shizui screamed in agony and couldn't stop. The pain cannot be described in words. The advantage is that your cultivation level will improve rapidly and steadily. Thus one injection, and his cultivation level skyrocketed by 5 small realms. Even the stunned Tiger King Jingjing couldn't help but feel envious. The more powerful the cultivation, the harder it is to break through. Like this, one needle can reach 5 small realms even if it is painful. It is worth it. Suddenly I thought, should I let the little slave give me a few injections? 1 stitch, 2 stitches. Tiger King Shizui was in great pain, but she was also happy. His cultivation level has reached the 78th level of God King. Huaxian asked, how is it, can you still hold on? If not, don't force it. During this breakthrough process, you must stay awake and not pass out. I'm fine, come on. I can do it, Tiger King Shiyan roared firmly. Well, you better get ready then. Huaxian gave another injection. It was so painful that Tiger King Shizui was about to faint. Not good. Huaxian's expression changed drastically. He quickly squatted down and bit her on the mouth. The sudden attack made Tiger King Shizui almost forget the pain and was stunned. However, with that one injection, his cultivation level rose steadily and directly reached the 99th level of True God in one breath. Such a terrifying continuous improvement made the Tiger King Jingjing on the side forget that Huaxian was taking advantage of his cousin. A long time. Tiger King Shizui turned his head away with a red face. She also understood that Huaxian was helping her just now. If it weren't for his kiss, she would have fainted. It's amazing. I have lived for tens of thousands of years from childhood to adulthood. But this is the first time I have such a magical feeling when kissing. Could it be that I have fallen in love with him? Huaxian apologized. Sorry, that wasn't the case just now. Tiger King Shizui stopped him and said, don't say anything from now on. I, Tiger King Shizui, will be yours. You have seen enough of my whole body and my heart. And now you are asking me, and you still want to be irresponsible? Really? Huaxian asked excitedly. Really? Tiger King Shizui was extremely shy. Then I'll be welcome. Huaxian quickly pulled out the silver needles from her body, picked up Tiger King Jingyan and rushed out under Tiger King Jingyan's stunned gaze. Rushed into the next room. The door slammed shut. Ben. Chapter 678, Little Slave, are you willing to marry me? Boom boom boom. There was a violent knock on the door. Then came the Tiger King's quiet and angry roar. Little slave. Open the door, you dare to bully my cousin. If you don't open the door I will punish you. How could the mud river that Huaxian loved so much be willing to open its doors? The Tiger King became impatient with waiting quietly. And in anger, he directly activated his master privileges. Huaxian screamed out loud due to the splitting headache. Seeing this, Tiger King Jingyan said speechless lie. It was Jingjing who used the master's privilege on you. You too, you are so powerful. Why do you want to be Jingjing's slave? He pushed away Huaxian, who was in great pain, and stood up to open the door. Tiger King Jingjing saw the door open and rushed in immediately. Seeing that there were other people outside, Tiger King Shizui quickly closed the door. You know, she is naked now. Tiger King Jingjing rushed in and saw that both of them were naked. His expression changed drastically. After a while, he looked at Tiger King Jingyin and asked, "Cousin, you guys?" Tiger King said quietly, "Cousin, I am now Hu Xian's man. Can you take back the slave contract?" "No, absolutely not." "Cousin, are you threatened by him? If so, you must tell me and I will kill him." As he said this, tears came out. I felt uncomfortable as if half of my treasure was taken away by someone else. "Cousin, do you like him too?" I don't like his little slave." "You really don't like it? I told you that my husband told you off." The Tiger King was quietly stunned. After a while, he asked, "Cousin, are you willing?" "Silly girl, your husband has so many women. What does it matter if there are two of us?" "Well, this little slave is lucky." "Then Jingjing, can you please go out first? My cousin is studying cultivation with her husband right now." "TSK, cousin, I'm not a child anymore, and you're lying to me. You're just trying to have a baby." Hu Xian was extremely embarrassed. I didn't expect to be easily controlled by the Tiger King Jingjing. It seems that this slave contract is really powerful. Ding, congratulations to the host, you have shocked Tiger King Jingjing again and again. And the shock value has reached 80 points. Hu Xian was overjoyed. I think the previous rescue of Tiger King Jingyin brought Tiger King Jingyin a great shock. I didn't expect the shock value to arrive only now. If you choose to complete the task now, you can redeem it for a high-level gift package. But his ambitions go beyond that. His goal is the Super God level gift package that can only be exchanged for 1801 shock points. Although it is clear that the shock value will become more difficult as time goes on. But the reward obtained in this way is definitely the best. Tiger King Shizueni said awkwardly, "Cousin, since you know everything, can you please go out first and wait until next time when you are with your husband?" "No, I want one too." Tiger King insisted quietly. The Tiger King was silent and speechless after thinking about it. He had to give up the enjoyment, put on his clothes and walked out. Only Hu Xian and Tiger King Jingjing were left at the scene. The latter asked loudly, "Little slave, do you like me?" "I don't like it." Hu Xian refused without hesitation. "What?" Tiger King was extremely shocked. "Ding, congratulations to the host. You shocked the Tiger King quietly and gained a point of shock value." Hu Xian didn't expect to get the shock value in this way. And he laughed happily. Tiger King was quiet but heartbroken and angrily asked, "Why?" When he saw Hu Xian laughing, he thought he was mocking him. I felt that I took the initiative to get close to him, but was still treated like this, and I was filled with anger. Roaring, "Little slave, you dare to do this to me, you will die." Hu Xian was horrified and said quickly, "Jingjing, I don't like you because I love you." He approached him instantly and took a bite. As a result, Tiger King Jingjing didn't say what he wanted to say. And his thinking was short-circuited because of Hu Xian's kiss. Big eyes stared at Hu Xian. Hu Xian was extremely unhappy because he was interrupted just now. This time, use your hands and feet directly. After a while, the Tiger King was naked. Hu Xian couldn't wait to launch the ultimate attack. Tiger King Jingjing was in so much pain that tears came out of her eyes. But because of that wonderful feeling, I persisted hard. More than an hour. "Little slave, stop, I can't take it anymore." The Tiger King shouted weakly. Hu Xian had to stop, lest she use her master privileges again. "Hold me," the Tiger King said in a quiet commanding tone. Hu Xian had no choice but to do as he was told. Tiger King Jingjing then whispered in his ear, "Little slave, I know you are not satisfied, so I will help you." Another hour passed. Hu Xian hugged the Tiger King quietly with satisfaction. He roared, "Little slave, will you marry me? It depends on your performance." "Okay, you still dare to talk back. Aren't you afraid that I will use my master's privileges?" Boom! A loud noise came from outside. A huge noise alarmed the whole city. Hu Xian took Tiger King Jingjing, dressed him, and quickly went outside. I saw a super huge battleship flying over. The loud noise just now was the noise caused by the battleship violently crashing into the defense shield. That is the Demon Clan's royal battleship. It is said that it is equipped with the most advanced weapons on the continent. At the same time, it can accommodate 100 million troops. Countless people were talking about it as they watched the warship slowly stop in the sky. Here, next to Hu Xian, a beautiful woman was shouting and waving at the warships in the sky. "It's the devil Xiaoting." Noticing Hu Xian's gaze, she said excitedly, "Honey, I was the one who notified our family to pick us up." Hu Xian frowned and said unhappily, "Such a big thing. Why didn't you discuss it with me in advance?" The devil Xiaoting lowered her head in grievance, like a child who had done something wrong, and was very nervous. On the huge warship, a young man, followed by two strong men, descended from the sky. "Who are you? How dare you do this to my sister?" The young man shouted angrily when he saw this scene. At the same time, he pointed a finger at Hu Xin. Boom! The space trembled, and a terrifying demonic genetic force rushed towards Hu Xin. Any existence below the level of the Divine Emperor should not even think of resisting. "Brother, stop it." The devil Xiaoting felt this scene and screamed in shock. "Dare to bully my sister, die!" The young man shouted arrogantly. But the wave of Hu Xin's hand, his attack disappeared without a trace. The wild look on her face froze. Everyone around was shocked to the extreme, especially the two old men beside him, who looked at Hu Xin with horror in their eyes. A man whispered beside the young man, "Master, this guy is not simple. I'm afraid his cultivation level is not lower than mine." "What?" Hearing this, the young man was even more shocked. The scale worshipper who was speaking is a divine emperor at level 30. This person, who looks like an inferior slave of the human race, is actually at a level not lower than his? So they are at least at level 30 divine emperor? How is this possible? Chapter 679, Rare Gemstone. "Hubby, don't be angry, my brother just loves me so much that he can't bear to see me being bullied." The evil Xiaoting hurriedly explained to Hu Xin, fearing that he would misunderstand and cause a conflict. Hu Xin smiled and said, "Since it was your brother-in-law who took action because he loved you, then it was a misunderstanding." "Sister, why do you call him husband?" The devil Lin Hui asked, depressed lie. "I thought that coming to a small city like this, I could beat everything with my strength. But he started off badly and was suppressed as soon as he made his move. Brother, I'm going to get married sooner or later. My husband is so outstanding, so amazing. What realm is he in then?" In fact, many people are curious about Hu Xin's realm. Hu Xin said calmly, "God Emperor level 30. The demon Lin Hu and the two old men beside him looked at each other with a look of sudden realization, thinking, it really is the 30th level of the Divine Emperor. "No, how come your Divine Emperor level 30 is stronger than mine?" Hu Xin glanced at the old man and said disapprovingly, "Because I'm a genius, are you?" Everyone was speechless. Why was he so crazy? After all, they are your wife's family. The devil Lin Hu doesn't care the more arrogant he is. The stronger he is and the more confident he is. Asked. "I don't know, what other specialties do you have?" Hu Xin said calmly. "Does having more demon crystal marrow count?" "A lot of demon crystals?" The devil Lin Hui asked back in surprise. Then he said contemptuously, "You said in front of my demon clan that you have a lot of demon crystals?" Hu Xin nodded and said seriously, "Yes, my demon crystal essence can easily crush your demon clan." What a crazy tone. An old man beside the demon Lin Hui said angrily. Hu Xin looked at him and said, "Whether you are arrogant or not is not determined by your mouth. If you are not convinced, let's compare our strength." "Well, let's compare, but how do you want to compare?" As a sacrifice to the demon clan, he was treated very well, and had all kinds of things such as demon crystal marrow. And there was never a shortage of them. When you go out, you have to carry hundreds of millions of dollars with you. It can be used for cultivation and also for expenditure. And 100 million demon crystal marrows is absolutely a sky price for a small place like this. That's why he is so confident. Hu Xin smiled and said, "Of course, bidding is the most practical. What are you bidding on?" Hu Xin picked up a stone at random and said, "I will pay 5.6 million demon crystals for this rare gem." Said to the devil Xiaoting, "Wife, you come to collect the money." The devil Xiaoting smiled speechless lie, but still took out the payment code. Hu Xin transferred the money immediately. Ding, 5.6 million demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. The voice resounded throughout the venue. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have completed the consumption of 16.2 million demon crystals within 8 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission, complete a 5-fold critical hit within 8 days to consume 81 million demon crystals. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. If the mission is completed, the host will be rewarded with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Demon Lin Hui and the others were all stunned, starting bidding with just a broken stone. 5,600,000 demon crystals in one move. Is this just showing off, or is he really capable? No matter which one it is. As a demon clan, it is absolutely impossible for them to admit defeat in the consumption competition of demon crystal marrow. Master Lin, fight him, I will make up for the cost. Anyway, this demon crystal marrow will eventually be in the hands of my younger sister, Demon Xiaoting, so I don't feel sorry for it at all. Upon hearing this, Lin Gongfu smiled and said, I also think this rare gem is good. I will buy it for 50 million. Without further ado, just scan the payment code that Demon Xiaoting has not closed to transfer money. Ding, 50 million demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. Without waiting for the other party to speak, Huaxian scanned the code again and transferred the money directly. Ding, 81 million demon crystals have been credited to my personal account. Ding, congratulations to the host. You have consumed 81 million demon crystals within 8 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete the critical hit 3 times rounded up to 250 million demon crystal essence consumption within 7 days. The mission fails and the host is killed, and the mission is completed to reward 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Priest Lin and the Devil Lin Hua looked at each other and were both shocked by Huaxian's arrogance. But you must never give up. The demon Lin Hua secretly transferred 1 billion demon crystals to Lin Gongsheng. Lin Gongfeng breathed a sigh of relief after receiving the payment. With an expression that showed he didn't take the devil's crystal marrow seriously, he continued to scan the code to transfer money. This time it's directly 100 million. The whole audience was shocked. It was not because of how valuable the stone was, but because of the wealth of both parties. Huaxian smiled and said, "A bit wealthy." Continue to scan the QR code to transfer money. This time 250 million was transferred directly. Ding. Congratulations to the host, you have consumed 150 million demon crystals within 7 days and received 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments as rewards. Ding, new mission. Complete the consumption of 4 times the critical hit of 1 billion demon crystals within 6 days, and the host will be killed if the mission fails. The reward for completing the mission is 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Fuck. Why do I feel like they are just a family showing off their wealth here? Brother, be more confident. Don T feel like they are just showing off their wealth. Okay? Lin Gongsheng was also shocked. He took a deep breath and transferred the money again. The cap is 900 million. He spent all the 1 billion that the Devil Lin Hua transferred to him. Ding, 900 million demon crystals have arrived in my personal account. The numbers are getting bigger and bigger, making people numb. I wish I could rob them. However, he was not strong enough and could only be jealous and envious. Boy, I don't believe you can surpass me. Lin Gongfeng finally spoke. Huaxian smiled slightly and said, to be honest, hundreds of millions or even billions of demon crystals are just warm-ups for me. After saying that, he directly transferred 1 billion demon crystals. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing the consumption of 1 billion demon crystals within 6 days. The actual consumption time did not exceed 3 minutes. You activated the critical hit reward of 1000 times and obtained 10.0 primary lottery fragments. Ding, new mission. Complete the critical hit 3 times and consume 3 billion demon crystals within 5 days. If the mission fails, the host will be killed. Complete the mission and be rewarded with 10 primary lottery opportunity fragments. Huaxian was shocked. He was still wondering why there was no critical hit reward for the second consumption. I didn't expect that after activating it once, I would get 1000 times reward and 10.0 primary lottery opportunity fragments. In a good mood, he looked at Lin Gongsheng and said, it's your turn. At this moment, Lin Gongsheng's face looked very unhappy. Looked at the Devil Lin Hua. The Devil Lin Hua's expression was even uglier. In front of so many people, the demons actually lost to a human in the Demon Crystal Marrow competition. This was too embarrassing. Demon Xiaoting ran to his side and whispered, brother, don't be so embarrassed. My husband is of high-level demon bloodline and has a noble status. What? He's also a demon? Chapter 680, Spirit Tablet. I don't believe it at all. The Demon Lin Hua said to Huaxian, if you really are a demon, I have no objection to your relationship with my sister. Huaxian smiled and nodded. Mutated demon bloodline activated. Mutated demonic aura activated. Mutated demon. Transfugisayan. Directly transform into a high-level demon. Suddenly, the terrifying pressure from the superior enveloped an area of 100 miles. All living creatures within the range were trembling with fear. Knock knock. The demon Ling Hua and the others in front of them, as members of the demon clan, were suppressed even more miserably and fell to their knees. Its combat power is only 9 out of 10 when facing high-level demon bloodlines. This is why the demon clan has a strict hierarchy. The whole audience was looking at Huaxian and felt even more terrified. Especially those who took his demon crystal essence as bodyguards. Only then did I realize that they were just playing games. With his status and strength, why would he need a bodyguard? Now I understand why he is not afraid of anything. Seeing Huaxian like this, the people of the Tiger King clan and the White Tiger clan were so frightened that their faces turned pale, sweating profusely, and they were terrified to the extreme. It was almost time for Huaxian to put away his demonic blood and transform back into human form. Now in the hearts of all living things, Huaxian is a real devil. Brother-in-law. The demon Lin Hua shouted in ecstasy. What an honor it is to have a high-level demon as a brother-in-law. Such a high-level demon supporting them. they will go further and perhaps even have a place in the entire continent. The demon genes are divided into 99 lines, which naturally lead to 99 races. And their lineage is just the 68th race of demons. Demon genes that are not in the top 50 are all of medium and low bloodlines. Brother-in-law, why are you in a place like this? The devil Lin Hui asked curiously. In fact, everyone was curious. How could a high-level demon appear in such a small place? Hu Xian said calmly, my wife was cursed by someone. And that guy is in Dark City. Who dares to curse us demons? The devil Lin Hui immediately glared at the entire audience. The people around him trembled in fear, fearing that they would be misunderstood. Hu Xian said calmly, my wife can sense where the other party is. Let's go find him now. Wife led the way. Tian Kenyuer said sweetly. Hubby, come with me. Everyone followed Tian Kenyuer together. Demon Lin Hui followed Demon shouting and asked, as a high-level demon, why would my brother-in-law choose so many women from other clans as his wives? Demon Xiao Ting shook her head and said, I don't know either. I'll ask when I have a chance. Soon, they followed Tian Kenyuer to a deserted mansion. Someone exclaimed, isn't this the former city lord's mansion? This place has been abandoned and for many years it is said to be haunted. No one dares to approach here. The people following in the distance started talking. Hu Xian opened his spiritual sense to the fullest, covering the entire ruins. But he did not find the slightest abnormality. Tian Kenyuer took the lead and went all the way to the depths. Finally, it stopped in front of a building that had not completely collapsed. Someone said, this should have been the ancestral temple. Honey, it's here, Tian Kenyuer said. Hu Xian nodded and led the way in. Looking around, there are densely packed spirit tablets. This proves that this is indeed the ancestral temple. There were incense burning and worshipping below, but no one was around. Hu Xian suddenly saw a familiar name among these spirit tablets. Celestial Silkworm Jade. He frowned immediately. Yu Qianqian also saw it and exclaimed, husband, why is there a spirit tablet of Tian Kenyuer here? Everyone was puzzled. Hu Xian walked over. He reached out to pick up the spirit tablet. Buzz. The space trembled, and a strange force actually pushed Hu Xian back 3 steps. Everyone knew Hu Xian's realm, and they were terrified when they saw this scene. Honey, I feel like I'm familiar with all of this. Hearing this, Lin, who was worshipping at the side, said, if that's the case, then there is a possibility. Everyone's eyes fell on him. Hu Xian asked, what's possible? Lin offered, Tian Kenyuer's previous incarnation should have been someone from the city lord's mansion. Someone found her reincarnation, so they enshrined her spirit tablet here so that he would be able to sense it. Tian Kenyuer frowned and said, but I was cursed and almost lost my life because of it. Curse? In that case, it means that the enemies of the city lord's mansion want to completely destroy your city lord's mansion and not even allow you to reincarnate. So they cast the curse. In other words, if we want to break the curse, we must find the person behind it. Tian Kenyuer frowned. She thought that with her current strength, revenge would be easy. But she didn't expect it to be so complicated. Husband, what should I do? This time, Hu Xian unleashed his strongest power and approached Tian Kenyuer's spirit tablet again. Everyone watched nervously. Buzz. The mysterious power appeared again. At this moment, terrifying lightning flashed on Hu Xian's hand, forming a contest with that force. The terrifying contest caused the space within that small area to constantly collapse and reorganize. The whole scene is extremely shocking. The Yao priest who had been silent said, this Hu Xian must have light his realm is definitely more than the 30th level of the Divine Emperor. I have only seen such horrific destructive power from a peak Divine Emperor. Why? Everyone who heard this was so shocked that they were stunned and couldn't recover for a long time. It's unbelievable. This guy is actually the pinnacle God Emperor. After a while, the demon Lin Hui smiled and said, he has high-level demon bloodline, so it's normal for him to have such a level of cultivation. As soon as these words were spoken, everyone understood the scene of Hu Xian's bloodline erupting, and they also felt that his bloodline was very compatible with such strength. At this moment, Hu Xian finally defeated the mysterious power and placed his hand on the spirit tablet. The terrifying force disappeared in an instant. Hu Xian picked up the spirit tablet easily. That's when it happened. From the spirit tablet, a strange red light instantly sank into Hu Xian's forehead. It happened so sudden and so fast that Hu Xian had no time to react. At the same time, a red halo appeared on Tian Kenyuer's forehead. It contrasts with the strange red light on Hu Xian's forehead. The scale priest exclaimed in shock, curse, both of them are cursed. Are the people around you extremely shocked? Some people are also very worried. Maran Grong asked, will my husband be okay after being cursed? No one answered her. Ding, it is detected that the host has been cursed by symbiosis. Any situation of the heroine Tian Kenyuer will be shared by the hero. Conversely, Any situation of the hero will be shared by Yan Kanyur. Uxian frowned. What is the use of this curse? Are you tying your own fate to that of Tian Kanyur? It seems to be true. So who is planning all this? Chapter 681. Demonic City. Ding, due to the symbiotic curse between the host and the heroine. You are performing the dragon fusion can burst out the primary godlord combat power in a short period of time. Uxian's body trembled. That doesn't sound like a bad thing. The combat power of the fused Divine Dragon was directly raised from the realm of Divine Master to the level of Primary Divine Lord. Hubby, I feel that my relationship with you is even closer. As if we are connected by blood or one person. Tian Kanyur expressed her feelings. Uxian smiled bitterly and said, Wife, we are under a symbiotic curse. Symbiotic curse? Scale worshipper muttered in surprise. The demon Lin Hui at the side asked. Master Lin, do you know this curse? I have seen this curse in an ancient book. This curse is fatal if both are separated. Only when both are cursed will the symbiotic curse be activated. As for the symbiotic curse, normally it does not cause any harm. Instead, it will make the two people under the curse communicate with each other and cooperate with each other tacitly. Especially suitable for people who practice dual cultivation of the same magical skill. The downside is that everything in a symbiotic curse is symbiotic. Even if a girl has her period, the other party will feel it strongly. If either party dies, the other party will die together. Everything about the two is bound together. However, this curse is difficult to cast successfully. The chance is 1 in 10,000. After hearing the last words, everyone's eyes fell on Uxian and Tian Kanyur in surprise. I thought to myself that you guys are really amazing. You guys have activated the 1 in 10,000 chance. Usually this curse is on one person, regardless of gender. The curse will only be activated when the two people have close contact and under certain circumstances. I guess you two have already had close contact. The spirit tablet just now should be the key to the final activation. I have to say that the person who set up this symbiotic curse is very powerful. Everything was calculated just right. Someone asked. I don't understand, who would set up the symbiotic curse? And what is the purpose? Lin Gongxing's eyes suddenly fell on Uxian and said. There is only one possibility. Someone has calculated in advance that Mr. Who is extraordinary. So the great means arranged such a curse. In everyone's mind, Uxian is a high-level devil, and this identity is very remarkable in the mainland. So everyone thinks this is the truth. Uxian didn't listen to Lin Gongfeng's analysis anymore. Looking around in this dilapidated ancestral temple, hoped to find something useful. After searching for a while, there was no result. By the way, wife, do you still have that dangerous feeling now? Yan Kanyur shook her head. Hubby, no, I'm just very close to you. Like one person. That's good. In that case, let's leave. He said to the demon Lin Hui, drive your spaceship over here. The devil Lin Hui trembled and was worrying about how to take Uxian home. Now it seems that he has to take the initiative to go back with me. Okay, brother-in-law, wait a moment. After a while, the super spaceship arrived and Uxian and a group of people boarded the spaceship. Under the envious gaze of others, he flew away. On the spaceship, Demon Lin Hui said to Demon Xiaoting, Sister, the day after tomorrow is the birthday of our ancestor. You have to be prepared. Everyone understood that although it seemed like he was speaking to the devil Xiaoting, he was actually telling Uxian. Demon Xiaoting said, Brother, the ancestor celebrates his birthday every year, and it's still the same. Demon Lin Hui said, this time is different. This time, the high-level demon, the second master demon group scripture of the 50th demon Jin clan will also come to our clan. What are the demons doing in our tribe? Asked the demon Xiaoting in confusion. Demon Lin Hui smiled bitterly and said, it's just a rumor. I don't know if it's true or not. It has said that he came to our tribe to select outstanding women to be his wife. Choosing an outstanding person of the opposite sex as a wife? I'm afraid it's not that easy, right? Well, we all have such a guess. But some people think this is an opportunity after all. This is one of the top 50 high-level demons on the list. While saying this, he looked at Uxian from time to time. Diamond Shouting asked, are you worried that I'll be chosen? Demon Lin Hui nodded. You're overthinking it. Even if I'm chosen, the other party can't take me away. I only belong to my husband. As she said that, she threw herself into Uxian's arms. Acting coquettish, sly and naughty. Uxian couldn't stand such teasing. He picked her up and rushed into the room. After a while, the two of them got down to business. The people outside were stunned. Because of Uxian's reaction, the symbiotically cursed Feriur also reacted strangely. This symbiotic curse is so powerful that even when my husband does something like this, Yor reacts. If your husband suddenly does something bad while you're shopping in the future, you'll be embarrassed. Tian Kanyur rolled her eyes speechlessly and rushed into the room next to her. The whole person was extremely depressed. After more than 2 hours, Huaxian and the devil Xiaoting ended the battle. Jian Kenyu rushed out first, pulled Huaxian into the room, and started biting it impatiently. It turned out that because of the symbiotic curse, she shared Huaxian's desires, and she couldn't stand it anymore. Huaxian also guessed this, but he didn't expect the reaction to be so strong. Fortunately, my body is now extremely strong. I can only enjoy this kind of thing and there is no possibility of my body not being able to bear it. It took more than 2 hours to end the battle. Jian Kenyu lay on top of him and said, "Husband, if you do something like this next time, you must tell me in advance. You made me so embarrassed just now." Huaxian smiled bitterly and said, "Okay, next time I do something like this, I will report it to you in advance." Dong, husband, are you done? We have arrived at Mowu City. The voice of the devil Xiaoting came. Only then did Huaxian and Jian Kenyu put on their clothes and went out. Everyone looked over. Looking at Jian Kenyu, both were smiling. Huaxian came onto the deck. Looking from afar, very far away, the super city comes into view, which is very sci-fi. That's the demon city. Do you, the 68 demon clans, have the final say? In theory we have the final say, but in reality, the higher demons of the 48 demon tribes rule. We are their theoretical allies. There is an office of the 48 demon clans in Mowu City. They are in control of all important rules. There are also many people from the 48